Right, guys. Sorry about the jump scare there. So we had a massive power outage. That's why the stream started, a little bit later today. So we had a power outage throughout the night. So it kind of reset all my equipment. So that's why the audio wasn't working. I had to reset it. Yeah. Well, welcome to the stream. So out of the gates, we're going to have a little duel between Anticity and Lord Chickenfeed, which is going to be very fun. And very excited for this. So Lord Chickenfeed is one of the finalists that made it into the Creative Assembly tournament, which is this Sunday. So that's why he's on here. So Lord Chickenfeed is going to be playing this Sunday. So he's getting some practice matches in. And we're going to do a domination match, which should be quite a bit of fun. So we will do Edge of the Darkwood, which is an awesome map. And very cool. This will be really fun. Yeah. Limited power. That's right. That's right indeed. Dom. Yeah. So we're going to do a Dom match, and then I'm going to grab some games with Giamma, the mighty Italian YouTuber that we played with yesterday. So we'll do some matches too. And yeah. And that should be it. Should be fun. What's up, Dustman? How you doing? What is cracking? Okay, so Lord Chicken is in here. So just fun match. Can be sweaty, but just pick something you want to play. I noticed I didn't do that when I was younger. Now when I type, I find myself speaking it out loud as I type it. Is that something that you guys have noticed as well? Yeah. So Lord Chicken is again training for the tournament this weekend. So it looks like Lord Chicken's going to be Khorne, and Anticity can be, whatever he's looking to be. So yeah, should be fun. We can even add a little DM here. Okay, so Lord Chicken, I think, is one of my friends. Okay, I'm going to create a DM with these two gentlemen. You can let each other know your pick here. Just enjoy, have fun. Great. So I think it's going to be Khorne vs. Coast. Ooh, Khorne vs. Coast is going to be really fun. Nice. Let's get it. Oh, this is going to be hype. We got the Kraken King himself on Vampire Coast facing off against New Khorne. This is going to be fun. Yeah, Anticity, I wonder if he'll come back and play in some tournaments. That'd be really fun. He's always fun to watch. And, Coast isn't doing badly right now. They're doing all right. I think they're sitting at a 50% win rate, which is awesome. They're just naturally turning into a full-time narrator, soon to be. Reaction, yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right, man. Anyone know when the embargo drops for campaign start? I have no idea. I don't follow any of the campaign stuff. I literally just look at the release, and I just look when I can do multiplayer battles, and I just go do that. I might do an early access campaign, though. I think that could be fun. I am really bad at campaign, though. Compared to the other people you'd be watching, I'm pretty trash. I mean, I guess, if you're a little bit newer, it could be relatable, but do you know if Bloodthirsters got buffed at all? I'm not sure, actually. I don't know if I noticed anything topically. I noticed there were some nerfs to the Steam Tank. The Steam Tank of the Empire got a couple nerfs. It got a movement speed nerf, and I noticed it turns really slowly now, so I think they made it less maneuverable. So it's just not, as escapable and whatnot. So we'll see. We will see. Do you prefer stat changes or cost changes? It depends. I personally like probably cost changes because it doesn't affect the campaign player's experience. If possible. But again, if I were a campaign player, there is an element of the campaign that's fun using broken units, really busted things like Thunderbarge and whatever, right? But I also would want there to be a challenge, right? I don't want to just have a single unit type that can just eviscerate everybody, because then there's no challenge, that's rough. But yeah, cost changes are usually great. Sometimes though you need to change the way a unit fundamentally works, so it's really circumstantial. Hey, what's up, Smotown? How you doing, man? What's cracking? Nothing is the same without Falcon. Yeah, I wish we could get old Falcon back. It'd be fun. Terran skips through the whole campaign mechanics looking for a fight on the map is the best. Yeah, it's very true. It's very true. I just unga bunga in campaign. Play some battles? I'm going to today. Yeah, we're going to play a bunch. So we're just getting started. We are at 6 minutes and 45 seconds into the stream, baby. And we're going to be doing a little duel between Anticity and Lord Chicken right now, which is going to be great fun. And then I'm going to get Giamma on as well. And maybe they can battle, if Anticity's been streaming for 5 hours, so understandably he might be finishing soon, but I would love to. He was looking for some matches, so I'm happy to get him some, and we'll make it happen. There are some good mods that put reasonable caps on campaign to keep armies. You know, yeah, in campaign, I don't mind to like the element of like steamrolling later on once you build up, but like if your army starts with like a really busted unit and just kind of steamrolls early, then it's not very fun for me. How did Lord Chicken get the DLC early? So Harrison, he won the qualifier. Dov Plays held one qualifier, and my season finals counted as the other qualifier for the Creative Assembly event. So he qualified in Dov's event by winning. He got first place. So then he was invited to play in the Creative Assembly event, which is on the 8th. It's this Sunday, actually, this Sunday. So he gets early access to the build to start training for the tournament and whatnot, right? So in the future, if you qualify for like a CA special event, you usually get the early look at things, which is fun. Yeah. Did the earthquake affect me? No, it didn't. It's very far. I live in Southern California, and that was yeah, it was a ways away. Yeah, thankfully. Arball, the understood what? Dune when? I don't know. I'll get back to Dune someday. I don't know when, but my other addiction right now is Classic WoW. I've been playing that quite a bit, so it's been really fun. I got a Dwarf Hunter. He's cackling in the shadows. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so let's break down the builds for both players. This is going to be Lord Chicken Feed facing off against the Kraken King, RTK versus ODM duel, very flavorful. Now, the build here for Lord Chicken Feed is going to be Marauders of Khorne backed up by Chaos Warriors, which of course have come off a couple waves of, I believe they got a buff. I think Chaos Warriors got a buff to their base melee defense. I can't remember, but nonetheless, Chaos Warriors of Khorne are very resilient. We have Double Cultists, which is the OG classic, and the new unit that's going to be used here is the Hellforged Bellowers, which is, I think, going to be an auto take on a lot of matchups. It is the Arwar Skull Cannon. It has less range, but it has a spread shot, like a shotgun blast, which is very, very fun. It does a shitload of damage, but Coast has good tools against it. Deck gunners, cannons, whatever. And on the other side, it's going to be our boy, Arball, the undefeated, riding on his little adorable Fleshhound, his little Wookiee over here. So he's got his banner. He does look pretty funny when he runs, actually, because he's really fast, right? Arball has 95 speed, so I think that's why he looks a little bit funny when he runs, is because like the banner's waving at 95 speed. But Arball is amazing, and he's going to be rocking the Eye of Khorne, so he can annihilate a zombie, turn it into a spawn of Khorne. And aside from that, just kind of, his standard stuff. Arball has Vanguard deployment. Okay, I didn't know that. That's actually really interesting. And I told Grubby that you wanted to reach play some Total War multiplayer. He said he was super down once he's done with Classic Hardcore. Wow, yeah, I'll happily. That'd be really fun. We can get Grubby in here and have him do some, some training sessions against other newer players. And it'd be really cool to see how quickly he learns the mechanics. But yeah, Arball is freaking awesome. Now, looking at the glorious Kraken King, Anticity here, he's going to be rocking... Oh, it's a gunline build. Oh, I love it so much. Yeah, Lord Chicken Feed, though, probably will be ready for this. I think he's going to just build up and summon in as much as he possibly can here. But Anticity going to be rocking a cannon, so he has Carronades. Quad Deck Gunner. Oh, the shotgun, though. The shotgun getting in and hammering that handgun unit, but Anticity responds very well using a cannon of his own. So the Hellforged Bellowers, honestly, I think Lord Chicken is going to want to hide here. He's going to want to get behind this pillar and just stay out of line of sight of that cannon because it's going to be a problem. But Anticity going for a massive gunline build. So deck gunners into the sunset. He's got the handgun mobs. He's got bombers on the flanks. Crabs being called in. And Count Noctilus is going to be moving up to Mortal Wombat. Noctilus needs to be careful. He could probably fight Arball, reasonably well because he's anti-large and he is infantry size. But Arball would hurt him too. But the cultists, you don't want to be fighting them. Now on the outside, we do see a little bit of action here coming in from Lord Chicken. He does get his Fleshhounds, moves on to the objective. And now he's going to be forced to retreat with the bomber mobs advancing up and the handguns coming into support as well. So Lord Chicken getting good value out of his Skull Cannon so far, but they are just zombies, right? But they are the relatively expensive zombies. The handguns are not cheap, and you can see each of these units has been pounded pretty good, 1, 2, and 3. So they have paid the troll toll. That Skull Cannon costs, I believe, 1,400 gold, if memory serves. So yeah, it's about 1,400. Anticity's going to need to kind of micro his cannon to shoot it every time it pops out. We do see another salvo there on the Zombie Pirate Gunnery mob, so those bad boys get hammered and are at negative 28. So that could be a disintegrating handgun unit out of the gates, which is very tough. But for the rest of the Khornate army here, we do see the Chaos Warriors of Khorne advancing up. On the side objective, it's going to be the Fleshhounds grabbing the point, and Arball just waiting in the wings to look for an engagement opportunity. The pillar here is really giving Anticity a lot of grief. It's allowing the forces of Khorne to kind of hide this thing, but it now is getting shot. You can see some of the deck gunners are able to rip some pretty cost-effective shots, and it does eat a big cannon blast. So value on this thing so far is 800. If Anticity were able to finish it off with his deck gunners and or his cannon, he would definitely be in the value lead, but finishing it off isn't going to be the easiest thing. On the backside, we got Fleshhounds moving in and Fleshhounds of Khorne also waiting there. So it looks like the Vampire Coast just going to be in a defensive posture, kind of slow pushing up to the middle, using its handguns to shoot wherever it can. And now we do have some animated Hulks and deckhand mobs arriving up at the point, and I'm sure the Warriors of Chaos will advance soon. But Anticity's gun line is pretty spread out. Yeah, he's got his deck gunners moving up and slow pushing the forces of Khorne back, so the Hellforged Bellowers are having some trouble, getting into range and shooting. They're just trying to avoid the deck gunner fire, and I would imagine the Kraken King's going to be watching him like a hawk. Cannon fire shooting at our ball, so our ball does get poked. And a Deathshriek Terrorgeist. I love this pick from Anticity. This is a really nice pick here. We do get another shot on the Hell Cannon, able to absolutely wreck those zombies. And cannonball into our balls, going to hit him. And, oh, the cannonball bounce almost got him there, but it looks like he was able to mitigate that. The Deathstreaker, though, going after the Hell Cannon is an MLG choice, or the Skull Cannon, excuse me. That would for sure be the best play for Anticity here if he was able to get that across and put some pressure on. Now it looks like Khorne is going to be sounding the horns of war, so they're going to be on the march. The Cultists absorbing a little bit of fire as the handguns also put some firepower down as well. The Skull Cannon hit the ground that time, so you can see several of the shots hit the ground on the way in here, right? So ground shot, ground shot, ground shot. Cannon shooting in. Are they going to get a direct hit? And one of them almost hits. Anticity going to be flying over with his Deathstreaker, and we do see the Cultists being engaged by the animated Hulks, which is pretty cost effective. On the backside, we do see Khorne flanking in, so Hounds are going to be swarming from every direction. So we see Fleshhounds coming in here from Lord Chicken Feed, and I would imagine there's going to be another Fleshhound diving in here too. Anticity is going to have to find a way to deal with this. He is getting the crossfire, so the deck gunners are going to be shooting at the Hounds, and on the backside, we see another Hound unit coming in, and yeah, Lord Chicken Feed is unleashing the Dogs of War. As unfortunately, he's probably going to be losing Anticity's probably going to be losing a deck gunner here as we see another Khorne Warhound on its way in. Anticity is up in value a little bit, but yeah, this is going to be dodgy. We're not seeing the Scurvy Dogs coming out to help out. Bomber mobs are going to be turning about face to try and take down these Fleshhounds of Khorne, and they will do some okay damage as we do see some deckhand mobs moving in to stabilize. That's a pretty cost-effective salvo. If you can knock off those Fleshhounds and get them disintegrating here, that's a huge value win for the Kraken King. Now, cannon shots in the backfield continue to waste away, and it looks like the Deathshriek Terror Goose is doing work. This Goose is able to get some good damage on the Cultists of Khorne, actually get some routing and running at this point, as Anticity does pull a little bit of a bigger value lead. And the Fleshhound diving has been mostly dealt with. The Bomber Mob is able to stabilize this position. Here we do see these Fleshhounds doing some very, very nice work against the deckhands. It looks like they're going to get them down. These Chaos Warhounds are routed off. In the meantime, the Goose just kind of sweeping and doing what it can. Our ball, the undefeated, waiting in the wings. Looks like now he's going to be advancing up. Probably going to be seeing a spawn summon here relatively soon, I would imagine. Good crossfire, though, from the shooting at the coast here as the deck gunner mobs continue to waste away into the Marauders of Khorne, and the bomber mobs do get a nice salvo into the flank of those. So bomber mobs doing their job. Scurvy Dogs are lurking in the wings. We do see two Scurvy Dogs waiting in the bushes for Anticity, one here and one here. So we're not quite sure what he's going to be doing with those yet. Nonetheless, the Vampire Coast shooting line has stabilized and has survived the onslaught here. The handgun mobs are back online. We got two pistol mob summons, and those doggos are going to be sent running. Several of the deck gunners are still functional. Our ball, the undefeated, is going to be summoning the Eye of Khorne opens, and the spawn emerge, and now they're going to be marching forward with the Chaos Warriors and doing their best to shut down the handgun mobs. In the backfield, the cannon, what is it shooting into? Looks like cannon is still shooting into the Hellforged Bellowers, which is now being attacked by Fellbats. And value trading, Anticity is pretty up in value right now. The Khornate army is taking a pounding in the firepower department, but who has the objective advantage? Currently, it looks like Khorne does have the objective advantage, and now they're going to be calling in some Marauders in the backfield. Our ball is getting Last Samurai here, though. He eats a lot of firepower, but thankfully for him, he is very, very durable. He has good missile resist of, I think, 35%, 25%, and does also have the magic resist to boot. But the spawn of Khorne here, very, very good choice. So our ball is able to send his ball in spawn here, and they're able to get on top of a deck gunner mob. So one of the deck gunner mobs is going to pay the price. And the spawn of Khorne, super MVP. Getting in and ripping apart multiple deck gunner units is going to be very, very big. Deathshriek Terrorgeist trying to take down these Chaos Warriors of Khorne. Animated Hulks definitely need to engage here. So Anticity needs to get his animated Hulks up and start beating down those warriors. But he still has some handguns online. He's still getting some very, very cost-effective firepower. And the shotgun Skull Cannon able to get another beautiful shot on those deck gunners. And Sword of Khorne's going to be coming into the steel chair. Now remember, though, that's only a 250 gold zombie unit. So really, that Sword of Khorne, even though it was very, flashy, it's not terribly devastating. And look at this. Lord Chicken Feet has pulled the value back. It is 6,000 against 5.2. Suddenly, we have a very, very close game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. As in the woods, we have Scurvy Dogs chasing off the Cultists of Khorne. This is a very, very good play here. So one Cultist is escorted off the battlefield. Meanwhile, if we look at the side of Lord Chicken Feed, he's going to be calling in Khorne Gores. So Khorne Gores are going to be on their way out, which is a good call. And this is really nice, having a fast Vanguard Halberd unit that's going to be able to effectively deal with animated Hulks and Crab units, I think is a very, very nice inclusion to the roster. Deathshriek Terror Goose going to be running across. We're going to see what it's going to be trying to shut down here. Bloodletters of Khorne were summoned by the Cultist. Deathshrieker probably going to try and get a breath attack on top of the Hellforged Bellowers. The cannon has almost got it down. It's very, very close to dying, and the value on it so far is 1,800, so I think it costs 1,400. And the Goose might be able to finish it here. It does have the poison. Vampire Coast is down a little bit on the objectives, but even still, we do see Resurgence as more handguns are coming out, bomber mobs, and on the backside, it's going to be another deck gunner coming out. So the shooting is going to be rerouted, and very close to seeing crumbling here on the Hellforged Bellowers. It is out of ammunition, so it's not going to be as devastating. Vampire Coast still has quite a bit of firepower online here in the backfield. Deck gunners ripping some cost-effective shots into the Chaos Warriors with Shield Breaker, mind you, so it does help get past their shields a little bit. Doggo's coming in the backfield. Anticity probably will see this pretty quickly and reallocate his guns and bomber mobs to kind of deal with those. Cannon fire going after Arbol, and there's a lot of things that are looking very, very beat up here for Khorne. The Skull Cannon is almost dead. I believe it's actually dead now. So the Skull Cannon is dead. This Cultist is going to die to the Deathshrieker. Arbol is also in huge danger. He's been getting focused by that cannon, but the Undefeated looks like he's going to go for a kill on Count Noctilus before he dies, which is a very good call. But, you know, the Count Noctilus, he's no joke. He does have anti-large and can fight back against Arbol, but Arbol's rocking 617 weapon strength right now. Absolutely savage. Oh, God, that was a little hiccup there. Getting so excited in this game. But on the backside here, zombie pirate gunnery mobs shooting into the back of the Chaos Warriors. Cannon fire trying to support the Lord of the Vampire Coast. In the backfield, we did see the Hound pressure, but the Hounds are being shot, and it looks like they are taking a little bit of DACA from the handgun mobs, and the deck gunners in the back also releasing their salvos. Currently, I think this is going to be a situation where Khorne is going to be forced to Helm's Deep, so Khorne basically needs to get 1,000 points very, very quickly here. And then just try and win on one objective in the backfield. Count Noctilus able to force back Arbol with cannon support, so very flavorful for Vampire Coast, right? Individually not able to kind of stand up to Arbol probably, but with the support of cannon fire, which is obviously nailing Arbol, those two shots did miss, but he took a couple cannons there. He's going to get forced back, and now he's running for the hill. So he is broken, he is scared, and the Vampire Coast gun line continues its surge forward. We do see the animated Hulks beating down the Chaos Warriors, bomber mobs here getting good salvos. This is going to be a beautiful Sword of Khorne, though. This is a nice one. Definitely a good choice. There's not too many other great targets. And boom! The Sword of Khorne coming in and eviscerating those zombies. The Blood God is going to be claiming his tithe here today, as we do have Khorne Gores arriving to the objective. Arbol is going to be rallying. Marauders of Khorne with dual weapons going to be rushing up to the objective. But the Kraken King is, I would say, slightly pulling ahead here in this game. Although good back pressure here. We do see some Chaos Warhounds able to deal with those deck gunners. So that was a really sneaky play by Lord Chickenfeed. The doggies were able to get through there and take down a deck gunner. But the Scurvy Dog should be able to chase them off, then maybe come here and stabilize this situation. This cannon has been super MLG right now. About 1,000 value on it, and it has been able to keep Arbol in check here. So Arbol is going to be scurrying behind the pillar, which is a very, very smart usage there. And we do see the Deathstreak Terrorgeist. It's going to be coming up on the pillar here and looking for its prize. So it's going to be heading across to hunt down that bad boy. In the meantime, the Marauders of Khorne with dual weapons going to be sprinting towards the objective. And this is a great game. What an awesome banger to open up on the stream with, guys. We get one of the best Vampire Coast players of all time playing one of our mighty champions here as well. Super, super fun stuff. But Scurvy Dog's going to come in and swarm down on the Fleshhounds of Khorne. So the Fleshhounds of Khorne going to get attacked and probably taken down by multiple Scurvy Dogs. On the backside, do we see a little bit of a trickery here? We see Fellbats from Anticity and some Doggos here, Fleshhounds of Khorne, ripping apart the animated Hulks. And are they going to actually try and threaten this objective? That would be an interesting play. Middle objective still in the clutches of Khorne, and there is a chance that definitely a decent chance that Coast loses on points. Khorne is going to be able to spam, their Vanguard Khorne Gores over towards Objective 1 pretty aggressively. Anticity does have a lot of stuff in the backfield. He needs to get moving up. We do see some deckhand mobs heading to the home objective, which is smart. He has a lot of time, right? He has a lot of time. As long as he doesn't falter and, lose this objective here. Anticity does also have some bats. And what are they chasing? Are they chasing a character off the field? Oh, yeah. Another cultist is going to be escorted off the field by the Fellbat. So that is a very, very clean play right there, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, spells for Anticity. He just brought the zombie summon. He did not bring Invo, so he's basically just spamming pistol zombies and wants to make sure that he can maximize the efficiency on that. Khorne Gores here are going to be attacking the Warhounds. Khorne Gores are quite good, I think. It looks like they have a bad stat line, but when their Frenzy and Primal Fury is active, they're pretty damn good, actually. And Arbol is still not quite defeated yet. He's going to be lurking in the back while the Deathstreak Terrorgoose is going to be surrounded by Fleshhounds, but should be able to win this fight. The Deathstreak Terrorgeist, it's durable enough, and it probably will beat these Fleshhounds over time. And now Anticity is going to be going for the back objective grab. I would imagine there's going to be some Fleshhounds and or Hound summons called out for Lord Chickenfeed. And he's still holding on to the middle objective, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no, Count Noctilus in trouble. Do we have the reverse arcade? The steel chair's coming back. Count Noctilus got dragged down, it looks like. I think he must have just been in a sustained grind there that didn't go good for him. And Anticity suddenly doesn't really have much pressure on the middle. Looking at his build here, he's got a lot of zombies advancing up. And we do see Lord Chicken on the outside here. Is he going to get this objective? He is not. The zombie pirates do arrive. Value lead is actually favoring Lord Chicken a little bit now, as Count Noctilus somehow got steel chaired. Man, if he had had an invocation, I think that Anticity might have just won this game. But the fact that he didn't have the healing, I guess, comes back to bite him. He probably was expecting maybe the hunger to be able to kind of deal with it, just grinding in combat and, life-stealing that way. But Count Noctilus dying in the middle to some of the Chaos Warriors and the various infantry pieces is really rough. Our Ball the Undefeated also going to be routed off. Looks like the Deathstreak Terragoose is going after him. He's at 400 HP. Our Ball sitting at 650 value. Not amazing, but our Ball was able to get really good Spawn Summon, which obviously killed 2 Deck Hunters, so that should be also included in his value. Kraken Kingo going for the back objective, and now he's just going to have to find a way to get the middle, which is not going to be easy. Khorne does have a couple units there, a Marauder unit and a Khorne Gore unit. And this back point, we got Scurvy Dogs and Fellbats coming in. We got Deckhand Mobs, and I don't think there's another Deckhand Mob. So it's really going to be up to these units to steal this objective, which should be very possible. Anticity does not want to engage those Berserkers, probably, because they're going to kill those Hounds very quickly. I think you would want to pull back and just sit on the outside of the objective, so that could be a little bit of a blunder there. Now, in the meantime, Coast does need to find a way to get the middle. It's a very, very tight game, ladies and gentlemen. And what do we got here? On this point, it looks like Khorne has it. I think the Warriors are getting the job done. Some Fleshhounds are arriving. Deckhand Mobs will get a rear charge on the Marauders of Khorne. But Marauders of Khorne hard counter every unit here. They hard counter the Fellbats, the Hounds. They also hard counter the Deckhand Mobs. So Anticity probably not even going to get that objective. In the meantime, we do have the Deckhand Mobs here. Not Deckhand Mobs, but yes, Deckhand Mobs. Advancing up, and really good coast play, honestly, though. I'm still super impressed by it. It's hard. And he's just getting back into the game as well. And Lord Chicken Feed is like one of the top 4 players in the world right now. He's very, very good. So that was an extremely impressive performance by both players. Great gunline play by Anticity, but also very good scrappiness by Lord Chicken, who was massively behind in that game, but was able to find a way back, which was super, super impressive. So I loved it. Very GG. That was a great game. That was a really, really nice match. All right. Let me see if Lord Chicken up for one more G. All right. Lord Chicken said he might only have time for one, which is fine. We could get some other folks in, but we're gonna see if he is. We're gonna see if the chicken wants it. All right. No problem if not. Yeah, no problem, chicken, if you need to go to bed. Okay, sounds good. No worries. Sounds good. Let's go ahead and get Giamma in here. Yo. Ready for some games. Anticity, I think Giamma can play. Sounds good. All right, so we're going to grab a replacement, and we're going to get Giamma in here, so I'll send him a lobby code. Let's go. Giamma is a Conquest player, though, so we'll need to restart the game. Anticity, let's restart game without map pack. Giamma is a Conq player. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of Conquest now, and we'll be bouncing back and forth between the 2 game modes throughout the day, so no stress it. So don't stress it here, BRB. Let's do this and do that. All right, awesome. You got a couple players at the ready, which is good. Super fun so far, man. I'm enjoying this update. The weakest part of this update was the trailer, I would say. Yeah, a lot of fun flavor, man. I just hope they fix Mangler Squigs because I feel like they're so iconic and so fun. I just want them to be just the Terminators, you know? I want them to be not the Terminators, excuse me. I want them to be fair and balanced, but still be Terminators, you know? You don't want them to just be nerfed into oblivion because they're such an iconic unit. All right. Let's get this going here, and the map pack should be off now. And all right, turn lobby. Let's get it going. All right, host game and spectator here. Let's do this. And all right. Let me see if Giamma is around. There it is. Where did he go? There he is. All right, let's party. Okay, cool. And if we have any mods in chat who could drop a link to Anticity's channel as well as Giamma's channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. They're taking time out of their busy days to play here. So I greatly appreciate these guys. And let me rest my old man hands a little bit, get warmed up before we play. Yeah, we'll be able to share patch notes in the next few days, I would imagine. Usually, yeah, it's like a couple days before launch. They give us like final patch notes. Yeah. And that's the way. Trailer was tragic. Couple cool shots, but the story and hype was absent. Yeah, exactly. So Queen of the Crone was a good trailer. Yeah, that one was very cool. That was very cool. All right, Anticity. Let's do this. All right, awesome. Okay, you folks can pick whatever you want. Have some fun. All right, so I'm just creating a group chat with these guys. Let's go ahead and do this. Okay. Should be good now. And we're all set. Very strange. Okay, that was like lagging a little bit. All right, so we got Demons of Chaos for Anticity, and just as long as one of them, no, he's doing Ogre Kingdoms. As long as one of them uses some of the new stuff, we're good. And yeah, so Ogre Kingdoms on the Kraken King, and potentially Chaos Dwarves for Giamma. Chaos Dwarves, typically, Chaos Dwarf trailer was really good. Oh, the soundtrack was freaking awesome. Oh no, Tomb Kings for Anticity, okay. Okay, no, he's going to be playing Ogres, great. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. All right, Ogre Kingdoms, and Giamma is going to play what? Anything you want, Giamma. Awesome. So if you see Gojira here, he just linked to the 2 channels. Thank you, Gojira. So there's a link to Anticity's channel, and he's live streaming right now. So if you guys want to see his perspective, you can see it live there. We're going to be doing kind of tournament casting style here. And then Giamma is also, I don't know if he's streaming today, but he is. There's a link to his channel as well. The Chaos Dwarf trailer was so awesome. Dude, I love that that scene when it's a reference to the Dune movie, right? When you have all the Infernal Guard with their fire glaives standing at attention. And then there's oh, it's so good. And then you have Draz Hoth at the altar just giving a war chant. And you're just oh. And the other cool part of the trailer was that slow-mo shot of the Infernal Ironsworn marching with the huge Chaos Dwarf army behind them. You're just dude, that is so cool. Yeah. It's so good. It's so freaking good. Yeah, Vampire Coast trailer was S tier. Ogre trailer was really good too. Any of the trailers that have a super epic, unique song to go with it, like the Call of the Maw from the Ogre trailer, or the sea shanty from the Vampire Coast one, those are just god tier. But it looks like we have Ogres versus Chaos Dwarves. Let me see if that's actually what they're playing. Giamma is on Chaos Dwarves, but he's not picking anything. So yeah, let's see what he's doing. We will get to the bottom of this one of these days. Okay. Manufacturing. Just let us know when you're decided. In group chat. Great. All right. He might be on Chaos Dwarves. I'm not sure, though. Yeah, Grom the Paunch's trailer was really good because it had a story, it was cool. You have the whole Batman and then, Chungus Penguin. High Elf Batman, he's talking about the history and Tor of Rest and how he's going to defend it, and then it culminates in an epic battle. That was very good. Those kind of trailers are awesome. I think one of the goated trailers of this game is one sec here. I'm just making sure. No problem. Go. Oh, he's thinking about what he wants to play. Okay, no problem. So he's not on Chaos Dwarves at the moment, but the original trailer with Carl Franz is honestly, it's one of the best. Yeah, Immortal Empires and Alexei Immortal Empires trailer. It's very good. Immortal Empires is the best trailer, I think, yeah. If I had to choose one, I think Immortal Empires takes the cake. But the launch trailer with the Empire, that was a really good intro. It was super cool. It kind of gives a bit of a topical history of the Empire, with the map showing the I guess, evil closing in around the Empire. And then it has that epic stand where he's with his troopers and there's steam tanks and volley guns blasting orcs and trolls. That trailer was really good. Even considering it was one of the first ones, it was very, very good. Yeah. Sound of the Chorus trailer and I can't find it. Hey, Turin, I commented a week ago that the quality of streams is worse, but now all looks great. Yeah, thank you, Fleo. Yeah, thankfully, the Chad Lionheart. So Lionheart, he's the Total War campaign guy. He helped me with my stream settings because he has the exact same setup as I do, equipment-wise, the same graphics card and all that. So he helped me out. Absolute beast. Thrones of Decay was really good too. Like, I think my favorite part in the Thrones of Decay trailer was when, there's the battle going on the ground, and then you hear the dwarf theme song come in. Like that kind of really hearty dwarven singing, and the Thunder Barge comes in, and just like you see the Slayers on there drinking beer, and they're like mowing down the Nurgle forces. It was so good. It was so good when the dwarves swoop in there with the Thunder Barge. Oh my god, I loved it. Yeah. Super awesome. Yeah, I do the same thing, Chris. Crisis Gear. Like every couple months, I'll sit and watch like every Total War trailer. I'll just go through them. You know, God, imagine if Games Workshop put out the quality that Creative Assembly does in terms of trailers. Like how hype that would be. I mean, they do it every couple years for like the launch of new editions and things like that, but overall, it's not super common. Do it. Yeah, so Kislev versus Ogres here. What I would expect from Ogres, I probably would say like a triple Leadbelcher build would be, and maybe some Yetis. So triple Leadbelcher, double Yeti would probably be pretty gangster, because the Leadbelchers can, close the distance, and one little Grom isn't going to be enough to threaten them. So you get that, and then you use the Yetis to stop the Kislev Cav, because if Kislev Cav charge you, then the Yetis will frostbite them down to like 40 speed, and you just rip them apart. So I think that would probably be the direction I would experiment with if I was playing this, but we'll see. Yeah, guts out, boys. Guts out indeed. The Tomb Kings trailer was good. The Tomb Kings trailer was really awesome. Yeah, when like the Tomb Robbers are in there, and then the Shopti come to life, and they run out to the war camp, and there's like a huge Tomb Kings army with the Titan. Oh, it was so good. So Silver, yeah, piggyback riders are top tier. They're very, very good, and I think they're going to be an auto take in every matchup. It's just they're so cost effective. They're only like what, 375, and they have a nice anti-large bonus that is so good with Ogres, right? Because think about it this way: you have a pigback rider fighting with an ogre bull. They will essentially address all of your issues. You have anti-large and you have anti-infantry, right? It's so good. It's so good. Yeah. AoE 4 Imperial Men-at-Arms. Oh, the new Blackworks for sure would defeat them. Yeah. Because like the Imperial Men-at-Arms are basically like greatswords, right? And greatswords lose to Blackworks, so yeah, that's pretty good. The Immortal Empires trailer is the most epic for sure. It has everything, right? Like almost every faction gets some cool representation in it. And it has like glorious battle scenes, like seeing Grombrindle and Tyrion fighting back to back, and then Franz and the Empire and Kislev armies taking on a horde of chaos as the climax of it is so epic. It's so epic. Yeah, the Thunder Tusk is brutal. Yeah, it's really good. That's definitely, I think, the strongest thing the Ogres got. It's very, very good. Piggyback Rider ROR also wrecks stuff with their... Yeah, no, the Piggyback Rider ROR is extremely good. The dazed effect they have is very good. Oh my god, look at this forbidden tech from Anticity. So he is doing max gold chevron Noblar build with an Eshin Maneater. Oh my god, what the hell planet are we on? Guys, look at this build. This is truly forbidden. So Anticity's build is max gold chevron Noblars. Oh my god. This is nuts. Look at this. So the Noblar Trappers are not max gold chevron, but all the baseline Noblars and the Pigback Riders are going to be max gold chevrons. That is just absolutely insane. On top of that, he's going to be using an Eshin Maneater. So he's got the Eshin Weebeater, which is awesome. And against Kislev, actually not bad. Kislev does have a fair amount of armored infantry characters that he could beat up. We got Golg here ready to party. He's got his pistol and his self-healing, and a Firebelly. Firebellies against Kislev are okay. I think that if you're expecting Kislevite Warriors, which are the meta in this matchup, as opposed to Armored Kossars as your main core choice, the Firebelly is actually a really, really clever tech there from Anticity. So I love to see it. And a couple Blood Vultures. And the Blood Vultures are also max gold chevrons too. So you don't see the chevron stats until the game starts. When the game starts, you're going to see them kick in, and they're going to get a big stat increase. All right, looking at the army here of Giamma. The pride of Italy, he's going to be rocking his Kislevite Warriors in the front line, backed up here by Armored Kossars in the secondary. Or not Armored Kossars, no, regular Kossars. Okay. So basically just multiple layers of spears. But ironically, he's not going to be fighting any spears. Do you know how freaking terrible the Kislevite Warriors are going to be against Gold Chevron Noblars? That's actually going to be a really, really hard fight for them. Now, we do have the Ice Witch who's going to be rocking the Death Frost, it looks like. So just a pure DPS Ice Witch. Now, she's going to have problems too. There's no Thunder Tusks. Like, I bet you Giamma was just expecting Thunder Tusk City and is not going to be having any of those, which is hilarious. We do have the Oath Brothers of Tor in the back, backed up by Streltsy, Little Grom to deal with large targets, and a Horse Archer contingent, which is going to be good at poking light armor. I think that Anticity's army is going to be a big shock to Giamma. I think that Giamma is going to load in and be very, very surprised at that. And we're going to be in for a very, very strange engagement. So fasten your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, thank you guys all for joining. And here we go. Yeah, Ogres are definitely in a very fun place right now. Very fun place. And the new Lord is just great. He's freaking awesome. He has healing. He has sniping. He's very flavorful. He's a good fighter. You know, he's everything that Greases wishes he was. This is like Greases in his youth before he became morbidly obese, you know? Now, the stats on the Blood Vultures, is it not showing the gold chevrons? I guess it is. Is it included? Maybe it is. But normally, yeah, let's see. Okay, I think, yeah, it should be. Okay, Nobblers don't normally have 32 melee defense. Okay. And these ones have 34? Okay, it is included. God, I just wanted to make sure. So what is the Eshin Maneater going to be doing? Is he going to be going Spec Ops? I think we might see the Eshin Maneater like sneak around the back and try and get on the Little Grom or something. But he would get manhandled by the Ice Witch. He would get beaten up pretty bad by that Frostworm. So the Noblar Horde is going to be advancing. And by the way, I think what are the victory tickets needed? Is it 600 or 650? Yeah. So they changed Conquest from 650 down to 600, which is a very good sweet spot, I think. So I think CA did a very good job with that. I'm very happy about that. Because it was at 500, which people felt was too little, and then they raised it back up to 650, which was too much, and now it's down to 600, which I think is a good sweet spot. So Golg is getting shot. He's eaten a couple big firepower blasts from Little Grom, but he does have free healing. You can see, yeah, he pops the Bugman's XXX here, many X's, and it does have infinite charges too, just until you reach healing cap, so he's going to be fine with that. But Anticity's going to be grabbing the point, and I would imagine that Golg is going to be using his pistol here to try and snipe the Ice Witch, perhaps? That would be a really good call. Yeah, the pistol shot's going to be coming. He draws his pistol. Oh, and then he caps the Ice Witch and does some nice damage. Does about 500-600 damage right there. Not bad at all. Going to be sending the Ice Witch packing. Now, the Ogres are going to need to engage eventually. They do have the objectives, so I think Anticity just wanted to grab the objectives. Noblar Trappers here are getting a good salvo. Definitely not cost-effective for Giamma to do that charge there. The Trappers are actually surprisingly resilient in melee against like Light Cav, and the Blood Vultures are going to be able to swarm, and Giamma better run away. This is going to be bad. The Blood Vultures do get overhead, and now they're going to be descending in a second, so the Blood Vultures 100% want this prize. And now we get the Ice Witch moving in. The Ice Witch is going to be attacking some of the Noblars here, so they get it. All right. Noblar Trappers are shaken and stirred. Blood Vultures going to be pulling back for now as the Kislevite Horse Archers take a pretty big L in that engagement. That definitely was not good for them. I like this play from Anticity, grabbing his Lord and running over this way because there's a slope here, so the cannon wouldn't be able to shoot you. So that's a big part of Total War competitive is often using terrain. So you would want to come over here, get up and under the terrain, and then you could like pop up on the hill and shoot and pull back if need be. But it looks like the Kraken King is going to be getting a big surround. So we do see the Pigback Riders as well as the Blood Vultures moving around the sides of the formation. Big Burning Head going down there. Very nice. That Burning Head, didn't kill any models, but basically just immediately got, I would say 400 value right there, which is good. So the Cossards of Spear is going to be running away. In the meantime, we do see the Little Grom shooting into the Fire Belly. So the Fire Belly is able to avoid those shots. And yeah, just going to be a big Noblar surround. Giamma, though, is the one who has to worry about the objective, L, right? Because if Anticity just kind of waits it out and mitigates the damage he's taking, he's going to be able to just, stuff the Kislevites and then eventually win on points if Kislev takes too long to engage here. So we're going to have to see how this goes. Yeah, tons of anti-large index here in the army of Kislev against almost no large. The Ogres are just using Golg here. They have the Fire Belly. And I think the only other thing is the Eshin Maneater. Everything else is going to be infantry size, which is absolutely a hilarious tech choice by Anticity here, using the dreaded ODM surround. He's coming in for it. Now, Giamma with the Oath Brothers of Tor here, they're going to be hanging out. What are they going to be good against here? I guess the Eshin Maneater. We do see some damage going down in the Kislev army. The Burning Head, very, very nice, and all the Kislev Horse Archers are quite damaged. Little Grom is almost out of ammo, but the Fire Belly is getting beat up, and there's no way to heal the Fire Belly. So at this point, you probably hide the Fire Belly in the trees. Again, this hill needs to be used, maybe, but you have to be careful, I guess. The Ice Witch could zoom up here and get you if you're not cautious. So that's a little bit dangerous. Little Grom shooting again into the Fire Belly. Oh, man, he just barely dodged that cannon. All right, he took that one like a champ. So the Noblar Horde, it's going to be Trappers and Pigback Riders and the Eshin Chad Eaters over here. So the Naruto, I hope Okoi does this. Okoi, if you're watching, we expect you to mod the Eshin Maneater to do the Naruto run. That'd be so funny. Oh, man. Oh, he just like bonks himself in the face. That's so good. Yeah, such good flavor on that, man. Such good flavor. Yep, the Noblar Hordes, though, they're getting a full surround. And the Blood Vultures probably defeat a Dervish with a little bit of Noblar support, especially since they're gold chevron, right? You can see they have +8, +7, +8, +8, +7. So that's a really big stat line increase. And if they get the jump on the Dervishes and the Dervishes don't get their charge bonus, Xiama might not be paying attention. Anticity is very sneaky. Oh, he's going to mark them for eating because the Maneater can mark them for good eating. Oh, man, that's a clever play. And the Eshin Weeb gets the ambush on the Dervishes here. So the Dervish is going to be getting swarmed. And here he comes. Oh, yes. The Weeb Eater is here, baby. And the Blood Vultures are going to be feasting. And we see these freaking Dervishes get wrecked. That's a really cool power combo. Using the debuff from the Maneater to just make these things super weak and then feasting on them with the Blood Vultures, which now have gotten a permanent buff of +5 melee attack and +2 leadership. So that's a really, really MLG combo right there. I love it. That was badass. That was badass. I loved it. So now it looks like Kislev is going to be responding in kind. They're going to be coming over here, but will they be able to win this fight? I mean, Oath Brothers will obviously squash, but these are Pigback Riders, guys. Pigback Riders will fight Oath Brothers just fine. And now they're going to be dazed if they end up attacking them because of the daze debuff. And the Maneater is going to be popping in onto the Oath Brothers, providing a little bit of damage. Weeping Blades from the Maneater, putting them down to 50 armor as well. And now we see the Blood Vulture is going to be swarming in on the Oath Brothers, who do get a nice bombardment there, but they're going to need a lot more than that. So far, this is a very, very good fight for the Noblar Hordes. And Golg is on his way over. He's going to be sprinting. We do have more Blood Vultures on the other side. How long is the Weeb Eater going to be holding up here? Overall, really good damage on the Oath Brothers of Tor. Value trading is pretty even here. And we do see the Pigback Riders fighting off the Ice Witch. And the Ice Witch actually being attacked by the Naruto runner here. He does use the Smoke Bomb, but he is afflicted by Death Frost, so he's going to be taking a bit of damage here. But overall, the Kislevites are forced back. We do see good shooting coming in as the Oath Brothers of Tor are afflicted by Dismember. So they're going to be space jammed here. And those Pigback Riders are all up on them, dude. Look at the Pigback Riders. I love it. So they're charging in. They're able to get some nice shanks and some respectable damage onto the Oath Brothers. And here we have Kislevite Warriors versus Gold Chevron Noblars. No, these are Gold. Yeah, who wins that, actually? Probably the Kislevite Warrior, right? But I don't know. It's hard to say. Oh, never mind. Those Warriors are going to lose that fight hard. So Golg is going to be on his way over. And overall, this is not going well for Kislev. We do see the Oath Brothers of Tor, like an 1850 gold unit, being dragged down by a Noblar Legion. And here we have the Ice Witch, who's going to be battling the Eshin Maneater. But, yeah, he stands with the Pigback Riders, the Piggyback Knights. And they apply a dazed effect, right? When they hit you, I think? Oh, it's when they charge you. Okay. But the Eshin Maneater is going to be eating some Streltsy shots. The Kislev army is very much in disarray. Things are really wild here. And now Golg is going to be the opportunist here. He's going to be going after the low-hanging fruit. He's going to be going after Little Grom. So he's charging in his Royal Big Chungus, able to get a nice clubbing attack on Little Grom there. And we do see the Firebelly getting a good burning head. Really nice, actually. Able to cook some of the horsemen and, decent value all around. On the outside of the battlefield, Anticity is up a little bit in value. The Eshin Weeb Eater is going to be moving in and moving after the Ice Witch. Marked for Eaten again. That's going to be lowering her stats super hard. And I think that's going to be one of the biggest strengths of the Maneater is his stat debuff ability. That ability is very good. Lowering speed and all the defensive stat lines is very good for Ogres, who are pretty fast and good at capitalizing on mispositions and, things like that. But we do see the Ice Witch running away. And honestly, this game's looking pretty over. I think that Anticity is just kind of cleaning up at this point. The dreaded Noblar meta is upon us. And that was really a good showcase of mind gaming, right? Because the Kislev army was so designed to deal with big Thunder Tusks. I think that's what Xiama was worried about. And in doing so, he had no answers for just hordes of Noblars. The Noblars are just cackling all the way to the bank. And the Weeb Eater was MLG this game as well, right? So we see the Eshin Maneater able to hunt down the Ice Witch, and so far sitting at about 1,100 value, but he's provided a lot more to this game as well. But this is going to be GG right here, as we do see the Ice Witch fleeing. The Oath Brothers literally killed by Piggyback Riders and a couple Vultures, so very, very wild, strange tech here from Anticity is going to be forcing the Oath Brothers as well as the Ice Witch off the battlefield. So that's going to be it. GG, well played. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one, because I sure as hell did. That was very fun. That was just a pure mind game. Like, Anticity knew what his opponent was thinking, and he just countered it with, like, exactly what he needed, which was a Naruto indeed. Yeah, indeed. All right, guys, that was a lot of fun, and let's check the value. So, yeah, 1,200, 500 Noblars. I bet some of the pigback. Oh my god, 1,000 value on those pigbacks, and these ones got 1,100. No, 1,000 value on one. The ROR's got 720. The Maneater did pretty good. Vultures ripped it up, and overall it was very effective. Like, this is like an old school army against like traditional ogres, but now that the pigback riders are here, you can just go Noblar Horde now because you have 3 variants of Noblars to be able to swarm. Yeah, which is pretty. Yeah, Steven Seagal got in there, dude. He did. He absolutely did. Very, very impressive. Yeah, ogres are going to be very good in domination. I don't know what their status quo was like in land battle and conquest, although I think the conquest community is very small. I know most of the people do land battle without the objective. Personally, though, I'm going to be starting to do a lot of conquest on the channel too because I love conquest. I think it's a great solution to the issues land battle has. Yeah, for sure. And CA also added unit caps in terms of single entities. So that was something they didn't have before. And like you could just bring a ton of single entities. I mean, it was a very loose cap, but now they have a hard cap on single entities, which we were able to advocate for and get, which was great. So I think that conquest, even in quick battle, is probably in a pretty good spot now. We'll have to see what can be abused there, for sure. Do Blood Vultures have better stats than freaking Vargeist? Well, those Blood Vultures were max gold chevroned, and they have an ability that when they kill units or units die near them, they get stronger. So that's why their stat line was so freakishly high, you know? All right, so we got Khorne. Anticity's going to go Khorne, and we will do. Let's find a cool map. Let's do the Chaos Waste because that's Southern Chaos Waste is very flavorful for Khorne. We're going to see what Giamma's going to pick. Steven Seagal's Greasus. Yeah, well, I don't know. Greasus. Steven Seagal is actually more Eshin Maneater because Steven Seagal's like into all those ridiculous. You know, he's into martial arts, right? So like he thinks he's like some master, martial artist guy. So yeah. Yeah, I too, if I had to choose between Dom and Conquest, I do prefer Domination, but I like Conquest a lot too. I think Conquest is great. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. All right, so we got Khorne versus Greenskins. Let's go. Let's get it. Sure, after these two are done. All right. So let's do it. We got Giamma versus Anticity here once again. The Greenskins are coming. I'm going to be looking at their builds as they build things. I think that would be fun. So, okay. Because this is super casual. If they're stream sniping to get the other guy's build, then I would be thoroughly shocked. So let's see what they're thinking here. All right, so we got the Savage Orc Great Shaman. So Anticity and Giamma, if you guys are on stream just kind of hanging out right now, mute it because I'm going to be looking at your builds while you build things and just kind of giving some feedback on that. Yeah, these guys are both great sports. They would never do that. So, release the squigs. Manglers, yeah, I don't know. If they want to try Manglers, they can. They're super busted though. Manglers are very strong. I mean, they can lose though. They're not unbeatable. Like I played a ton of games with Flying Taco, and Manglers were losing a fair amount of games. But they're just very, very. I would say they're unbalanced. We maybe a soft thing we could do with Manglers is so people can still use them is we could limit them to 1 or something. I'm trying to think of the approach, but a Mangler Squig can take on crazy amount of threats. It pretty much kills all infantry. It kills heavy cav. It kills single entities very cost effectively. You know what I'm saying? And that's the bad part about them. Is the reason you all never do 2v2? Yeah, there is, Spunky. It's because of the lag. So Total War, unfortunately, is a peer-to-peer game. So when you play multiplayer with people, it's connecting directly to them. Which means there's no servers. So if anybody lags, if you got 4 players, it's really rough, and that tends to be why we have problems with that. Yeah. Okay. And cool. So we might even I just talked with some people. We might get some 2v2s going on a little bit later on stream though. Yeah, we might be able to get some 2v2s going today. So. Yeah, so far so good. I love it. Yeah, we got old Gorbad, a Night Goblin boss, Shaman, and some Gobos out of the gates here. Anticity using the Wrathmongers. I love Wrathmongers. They're so freaking cool. I don't know how good they are yet. I think in some matchups they're pretty solid. Against other Chaos factions they're probably fine. Against Nurgle, I would maybe consider Wrathmonger action too. Plague Toads will counter them pretty hard though. Is the only problem. The Chosen are really fun, but probably against Greenskins actually the Chosen can be viable. They can. We'll come back to their builds in a minute and take a look. Yeah. At least CA is likely to fix the unit quick if it's banned in big tournaments. Yeah, it's the Mangler Squigs are blocked out for this weekend's tournament, probably. Yeah. Turin is basically carried. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that, Urathon. There's definitely some other great folks who do multiplayer stuff as well. Depth guard. Yeah, depth guard. Oh, my God. Poor players connecting from Lagistan, yeah. You just have to fly everyone to yours. Yeah, a LAN party. I've wanted to do LAN parties, like a LAN event. I thought that'd be really fun, but yeah. If they gave us servers, man, we could do so much more. We could do so much more. Should do a head-to-head campaign while we're waiting for the DLC. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Do Wrathmongers actually have a bonus for infantry, or is it fake label on the unit card? I think it's a fake label. I do not believe they have a bonus for infantry. They're just good against everything. Like, Wrathmongers have 60 melee attack and 80 armor piercing. So that's pretty insane, right? Like, if you get, like, a couple Wrathmonger models, it's like the equivalent of being hit by, like, a Vargulf. So they're pretty killy. Inticity trying to make the monkeys of Khorne work. I think they're pretty awful, the blood beasts, but we'll see. And Skulltaker's really fun. I was very impressed by Skulltaker the other day when I had him on his Juggernaut. So maybe we're in for something. Yeah, look at that. Inticity replaces the Slaughter Brute's way better than the blood beasts. Yeah. And for Giama's going to be rocking Blackworks. Gotta love it. What a Chad. He's got Orc Biggins and a couple Bolt Throwers too to deal with big stuff. I like it. Gorbad's going to be buffing things up. Overall, very, very fun stuff indeed. Yeah, shielded Black Orcs against Khorne, you probably would want the Great Weapon Black Orc, I think. Honestly though, against Khorne, the Colossal Squigs are decent too. You can totally get away with Colossal Squigs in this matchup. And the Arachnarok Shrines probably are good against Khorne too. Or Arachnarok Spider, the Flinger Shrine, because it can wreck all the Khorne large targets like Minotaurs, Fleshhounds, any monster, and then it can sit back and shoot the infantry and give you utility there too. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff there. No, blood beasts are not spawned. They're like mutated animals, I think. They're not demons. They have mortal stats. They do not disintegrate. They're mortals. Yeah, they're not. I think they're either mutated humans or they're mutated like some sort of an animal in the northern Chaos Wastes, like got mutated and turned into Blood Beast or into Norska. Maybe some evil monkeys turned into those guys. Who knows? So yeah, we're seeing Gorbad. We're seeing the new Goblin Boss, the reworked Black Orcs, and then also the new Bolt Thrower ROR, which is going to be pretty cool. Inticity bringing in a badass build. It's just basically pure Khorne aggression. Khorne is such a fun faction, man. That's an army I would like to start in tabletop. I love painting red. Red is like one of my favorite colors to paint, so... Although I just finished painting 1,000,000 Chaos Dwarfs, so I don't know if I have the effort. Have it in me. It irritates me how close the Slaughter Brute looks to the Mutalith. Yeah, it's pretty close. It has more armor and better combat stats, but no Mortis Engine is basically the trade-off. So, all right, looking at the Kraken King's build, he's going to be using Marauders of Khorne with dual weapons, and is going to be using double Wrathmonger. So Wrathmongers are one of the coolest units in the update. They're so freaking rad. They are murder hobos. They do a ton of damage. Whatever they hit, they can tear apart. But, something that's like anti-infantry armor piercing can still kill them. Their HP isn't too much. I mean, individually, each model has a bit, but I really like to use them with the Blood Shrine, the Blood Speaker, to heal them. I think it's a really fun combo. So Skulltaker is going to be on foot? No, Juggernaut. Juggernaut, I think, is the best way to use him. He has a really good stat line, and it looks like he's going to be using the Hellblade. Okay, that's just his normal. Only going to be using the Bloody Onslaught, not his other items. We got the Hounds of the Blood Hunt here, but really it's going to be Khorngor Vanguard, Double Wrathmonger, and Skulltaker, and Slaughter Brute. So we're going to get a chance to see the Slaughter Brute in action, which is going to be fun. And ladies and gentlemen, taking a look at the armies of Giama. Giama going to be using a front line of goblins backed up by the Squig Herds. We have Gorchad Ironclaw. Dude, he's Gorchad, yes. Yeah, he's freaking awesome. And he's just going to be using, I think, the AoE buff, the Great Leader, which is his best one. And then also he has Orcs are the best and DeBoss's plan. And so he has all the buff abilities, basically. Night Goblin Bot's going to be summoning Squigs, and the Orc Shaman going to be using the combat buff spells, which is a great choice. Triple Orc Boar Boy Big in the back to deal with large threats and give you a little bit of mass and stopping power. And Snagla's Death Thrower. So this is the Arwar Bolt Thrower, which is a good choice against, probably one Bolt Thrower against Khorne isn't a bad idea. Considering the prevalence of Minotaurs and a fair amount of large targets they have, I don't hate that. All right, guys. The battle is soon to be on. Inticity is going to be advancing up and securing the middle objective. The Greenskin Wog will be, or Wa, I know it's not Wog, I don't know, I always say that, but yeah, Black Orc Great Weapons, they do have the Unstoppable Choppas, which when they activate this, it's going to be putting them up to, a fair amount of weapon strength. I think it'll put them up to, that's not bad at all. But losing that melee defense is very rough too. So I don't know if it's worth it on the Black Orcs. I know the shielded variant, it's worth it sometimes to go into the immovable Bulwark, but Yeah, we'll have to see. So Gorchad is going to be moving up with his wizard and his little goblin minion. And here on the flank, we do have some Khorngors. Khorngors definitely want to engage them with goblins, so probably getting a goblin unit and a squig to just take them apart. Granted, you could just pull them apart too. The Boar Boy Biggins do not want to fight Khorngors. That would be a pretty terrible fight. And the Bolt Throwers are going to be zeroing in on the Wrathmongers. I don't like that choice. I think you want to be shooting at the Slaughter Brute pretty much the entire game. So the battle's soon to be on. And, oh, yeah, dude, this is perfect. Just goblins being massacred by probably one of the strongest infantry units in the entire game now. Oh, I love how they have a trail of fire. That looks so freaking cool. All right, so they're going to be moving in, and they're going to be ripping up these goblins. We immediately see the goblins taking massive HP damage. Giamma needs to get those squigs engaged, and Black Orcs are also coming in. Black Orcs could put up an okay fight against the Wrathmongers, probably. On the outside, what do we got? We got the Boar Boys charging the Khorngor, so good cycle charging by Giamma, so he's able to charge in and pull back before he takes much damage. And now Gorchad's going to be coming over here with his goblins, summoning some squigs perhaps. We will have to see. So here the squig herds are rampaging, but the Slaughter Brute and the Skull Taker are going to be taking some skulls. We see the Orc Shaman getting taken to Pound Town, and those guys are going to be fleeing the scene as the Khornate infantry do break through the front line. And to nobody's surprise, the Wrathmongers completely annihilate the Goblin Spheres, and now are going to be making their way to the Bolt Thrower. In the meantime, we do have a Black Orc position, so the Black Orcs are going to be active here in combat, and should be pretty good against most of these units. Slaughter Brute, though, able to get the job done. Anticity just playing a much cleaner game. The fact that this Orc Shaman is over here, there's no reason for it to be. It's exponentially faster, so I think that's just a miss micro by Giamma, and probably is going to cost him the game, honestly. Just losing that Orc Shaman that early is going to be rough. On the outside, the Marauders of Khorne with dual weapons are battling it out versus the Squig herds. Not bad. I think that Giamma needs to find a way to try and salvage his wizard, but I don't think that's going to be happening. And we do get the Boar Boys screaming on in here, so the Wild Hog Corps is going to be arriving. In the meantime, we do see artillery. Oh my god, look how fast they're able to push these bolt throwers. And the Wrathmongers are hot on their tail, so talk about a tough situation. Nobody wants to be these goblins right now, as they absolutely are just getting slaughtered by those Khornate infantry. So big greenskin blob fight here. Unfortunately for them, no magic, right? And Gorchad needs to be over here. The fact that Gorbat is out here just in no man's land chasing things down is a big mistake. Gorbat is a buffing character, so you want to have him with your infantry, because then he's going to give him +10/+10 stat line, and you're going to be living your best life. Looking around elsewhere, we do see the Blood Berserkers, the Bloodwake Berserkers, I think is what they're called, getting attacked by squigs. And the squigs will do some okay damage against them, but overall, the squigs still will get taken to Pound Town. We do see the archers here poking relatively well. And now Gorchad, is he going to be engaging in this fight? We're going to have to see. It looks like he's going out here. The Black Orcs are holding extremely well. I love the staying power of Black Orcs in this update. They did get a stat line increase, the Great Opens did, if I'm not mistaken. So they're definitely going to be better in many circumstances. But looking at the valuation, it's actually not like horrible for the Greenskins, which is kind of surprising because it feels like they're losing this pretty decisively. With the wizard being chased off and everything, but I guess they still do have the skirmishers. And how are the big boys doing? The Bloodwake Berserkers still hanging in there like absolute champs. We can see them sitting at 31 of 32 models, and we do have more Marauders coming back in Khorngors. Gorchad trying to alpha strike these Khorngors over here, but they have a unique ability which is really good, and people forget about. It's called the Fury of the Skull Throne. So when they drop below 50% HP, they become unbreakable for, I think, 22 seconds. Which is such a good ability, right? These Khorngors are holding way longer than they have any right to be holding, which is extremely impressive. Ironically, still a close game. I think if the Greenskins had... Oh, no! This is going to end the game. Oh, Sword of Khorne obliterates the Greenskin army. Oh, no. The Orc Boar Boys got shreked. And, yeah, the Biggins got shreked here as well. And now, I mean, this is Khorne's habitat. Khorne has a terror-causing monster. They have a very powerful combat lord. They have some super elite infantry right there. And this is looking very, very bleak for the old Wog. Night Goblin Boss going to be fleeing the scene, completely routing the Greenskin forces. And looking around, we do have some Black Orcs. Okay, the Bolt Thrower came back online. Giamma might have a little bit of bread here. If that Bolt Thrower can be kept online and just, pick apart that Bloodroot Behemoth over the course of a long game. Not Bloodroot Behemoth, the Slaughter Brute. I'm so used to the Bloodroot. But, yeah, that could be a little something. So Gorchad is able to get away. And in the back, we do have the Skull Thrower. Not Skull Thrower, but the Snaggla's Death Thrower. Throwing at the Skull People. Slaughter Brute going to be taking a little bit of poke. And what do the Greenskins have? They still have their Skirmish Cav, which are doing respectable damage, but Giamma needs to be careful not to get caught by these guys. These are Goblin Wolf Riders. They have like 1 million movement speed. Certainly no sense in that happening. Gorchad is still around. The Slaughter Brute sitting at 5,000 HP as the Bolt Thrower continues to tee off on him. And is it going to continue shooting? The objective is going to be taken by Anticity, so he's going to be grabbing that. If he had grabbed it earlier, he'd be not close to winning now, but he would be like a couple of 100 victory tickets in. Certainly takes people getting used to, right? So running away are the Morgub's Mangy Marauders. They're going to be fleeing the scene as the Depths Creepers do form ranks. They have any ammo left? Not really. You could attack these Bloodwake Berserkers. If you're able to get Gorchad and a couple units to isolate them, maybe, but Anticity's not going to let that happen. So he's going to continue waddling after the Greenskin army. The Wa is going to get popped, but what for? He's not even in combat with anything, right? He pops the Wa, but there's nothing fighting. So that was a huge misplay there by Giamma. As Anticity is going to be pulling back and just kind of sitting on the objective. That was a huge, huge wasted Wa, because that ability is insanely good. ITP and huge damage. So you want to save that for the proper engagements. But the value bar looks kind of even. If the Wizard, like I said, had been stabilized, this game would be dead even right now, if not Greenskin favored. But without their Wizard, it's going to be very, very tough, right? So the Bolter is going to be advancing up, and the objective may be going to be taken. Are we going to see a Squig summon? You're going to want to see the Squig summoned. Nope, looks like they're not going to be. And the Boarboy Biggins do not want to be charging into the infantry, probably. They're going to want to see if they can find a way to get on the big monsters. And the Bolt Thrower is going to be, if anything can carry the Greenskin army here, it's going to be the Bolt Thrower. Right, this thing has gotten how much value so far? About 800, so very, very solid performance from it. And the objective is going to be potentially taken by the Greenskins. So they're going to be fighting over that just to make sure they don't lose out on the points. And are they going to be taking the fight? Skulltaker will beat him up pretty good. Bolt Thrower shot, what is it targeting right now? It is targeting the Brute, which is down to 4,900 HP. So, yeah, I mean, if you can just... You have a lot of time in Conquest mode, right? There's a lot of time. If you can just focus down that Brute with your Bolt Thrower, then you're going to be living your best life. So, parked here, they're going to be taking that charge? What? Oh, that's going to be a freaking disaster. I mean, sure, Gorchad will do some nice buffing on these units, but man, that is a dangerous one, charging into the Skulltaker and the Slaughter Brute. Also over here, we do get an engagement from the Doggos. Now, this is a mistake by Giamma. He wants to stay engaged here because the poisoning of the Spider Riders would be able to drag down the Fleshhounds pretty effectively. So at the end of the day, it comes back to bite him a little bit. Boarboy's getting routed off. Gorbad does not give immune to psychology or anything like that. That's what Grom the Paunch does. He actually gives ITP to nearby guys with the language of the boys. But the Boarboys do rally. Are they going to be turning about face? If Giamma has a Squig summon here, maybe he could take a pit fight. We do see the Slaughter Brute getting really low. That Bolt Thrower is doing serious work, ladies and gentlemen. It's turning out to be a really good game, despite some early misplays. I think that Gorchad should just fight Skulltaker with the Goblin Boss. That wouldn't be bad at all. But the Squig Herd needs to be engaged in combat. Need to send that bad boy in right now. And the Death Creepers also need to move in to apply poison. That would be pretty strong. So Squig Herds are now piling into combat, and we do have the rest of the Coordinated Infantry. The Bloodwake Berserkers and company are on their way in. Bolt Thrower is going to continue wasting the Slaughter Brute, which is at 1,800 HP right now. Gorchad needs to get in combat. He needs to stay closer. This has been a perpetual mistake we've seen this game, is that Gorchad just kind of wanders off on his own. But if he stays near these units, that's where he's living his best life. So pulling back to the artillery piece. Anticity might be able to get it. We see the Hounds are there. The Black Orcs are on their way, and Gorchad is currently running from these elite Bloodwake Berserkers. The Goblin Big Boss getting hammered here pretty hard, and the Spider Riders do commit, but unfortunately Gorchad wasn't in that fight, right? So the problem is, he's missing out on plus 10 stats on all of these units, which is a big issue. Is the Bolt Thrower going to stay online? We do see the Hounds getting attacked by the Black Orcs. So Black Orcs have good killing power. They have high weapon strength, so they should be able to chop through these Hounds pretty well. We do see them in there with their big Baroque armor, getting some big karate chops, which you love to see. The Fleshhound ROR is immune to contact effects. Good to know. Thank you, man. It's something I certainly did not remember. So shout out to you, brother. Thank you for the heads up on that. Boarboys do come back in. Gorchad is going to be battling it out versus the Wrathmongers, and we do see the Slaughter Brute. Now, the Slaughter Brute is unbreakable as long as its Lord is alive. If Skulltaker were to die, for example, it would potentially... What the hell is that? Okay, there was some sort of a spell or activated ability going down. I'm not sure. So Gorchad getting attacked by Skulltaker. Bolt Thrower is still trying to shoot. We have 1,000 HP on this unit. A couple goblins being sent to the pits to fight. And Gorchad's going to be pulling back to the Black Orcs to try and stabilize the Bolt Thrower. Boarboy Biggins have rallied around the battlefield. What a great game. I mean, Giamma had a rough start. The micro was a little bit off, and then, he did lose a couple units like his Wizard early on, which definitely shouldn't have happened. But he's done a really good job scrapping back in many ways. So shout out to our boy here. In the meantime, the Bloodwake Berserkers are chopping it up, battling versus the Death Creepers. Slaughter Brute at 900 HP. Only 1,000 value on this beast so far this game, but it has been a bit of a damage sponge. Gorchad trying to fight, but he's a little bit outgunned here. We do get the Boarboy Biggins charging back in. Their Bacon Charge does get a couple 100 HP damage off the Slaughter Brutes. That's quite big. And remember, these Black Orcs, are the Black Orcs gonna... Wait, what is... Oh, I thought the caster came back. Orcs are the best and unstoppable choppas. So the stat line, 88 weapon strength on these guys and 51 melee attack. They're going to be chopping it up. And they do get some nice work done against the Bloodwake Berserkers, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Slaughterbrute at 275 HP. Black Orcs still fighting it out. Couple goblins around the map. But yeah, the Black Orcs have been really, really cool this game. And they're sitting at 1,300 value. I love to see Elite Infantry doing their thing. So Gorchad is going to be trying to take down Slaughterbrute, but he gets punched in the face by the Brute. Spider Rider is going to be on their way back in, but the Berserkers and the Black Orcs, this is what Warhammer's all about. Just like heavy metal fighting here. Oh, you gotta love it. Black Orcs are such a freaking cool unit. But the Slaughterbrute does come across. Gorchad is trying to find his way in. Couple goblins making their way in as well. But we do see the Skulltaker able to, get most of the victorious engagements against Gorchad. Gorchad is forced to run, and the Black Orcs do finally break. And with that, the will of the Greenskins, I think, will be broken here in this game. And that will probably be all she wrote. Slaughterbrute's coming in with the KO here, 275 HP. That's something that's kind of underrated about Slaughterbrute. Even though it's not like a very flashy monster, it is unbreakable, which is really nice. Like, it's not going to crumble, it's not going to disintegrate, it's not going to run, it's going to fight to the bitter end. So, is Giamma going to try and do something here? What does he have? The objective belongs to Khorne. Khorne is very close to triggering army losses. Borboy Biggins do rally here. And, Giamma wants to rally his Bolt Thrower. That's what he wants to do. Okay, I get it now. Gorchad going to be going in, taking a charge versus the infantry, which is extremely risky with Skulltaker here. I dare say a colossal mistake. And the Slaughterbrute's going to be moving in to just tear out these goblins, which, like I said, could trigger army losses. A couple Borboy Biggins on their way in, but that's going to be the end as the Skulltaker eventually will take the skull of Gorbat. He's faster, I think, or similar speed. But anyways, skull taken, metaphorically speaking. GG, well played. What a really fun match. That was a great game between those players. Great game. Awesome, awesome stuff. All right. Awesome match, lads. That was fun. Yeah, it was very fun indeed. Very metal. Surprisingly close value-wise. I know. Yeah, I thought it was going to be over quickly. When I saw that Orc Shaman dying, it was like, oh, well, he's done for. But he scrapped it pretty well. So we're going to see if they have time for more games. If they don't, then I can jump in and play. And we have some other people on standby to play as well. So we'll see what we can do. Yeah, the Wog, losing that Wog was big. Like, maybe if the Wog had been popped at the end, it could have been a different outcome too, right? So now we're going to see what they decide to play. Sorry, I forgot to look at value, but we'll find out. I would like to see Anticity on Greenskins. I think that'd be fun to see too. Yeah, Giamma's playing great though. Anticity's a top-tier competitive multiplayer guy, and I know Giamma does multiplayer casting too, but he's playing very well. Is it me or does the map look darker? It's pretty dark, yeah. Sometimes the maps look different. Pillar of Bone is going to be the map. All right, so they're working out their matchups here. Let's see. All right. Perfect. Lizardmen. Anticity going dinosaurs versus Giamma on a new faction? Let's see what it's going to be. All right. The great part about having all these guys on your friends list is it's really easy to communicate with them, and you can create group calls in Discord, and it makes for quick showcase matches. Lizardmen for Anticity, which I don't know what changes they got. I'm sure there were some changes. I've noticed little changes on like almost every faction. So CA did do a balance patch with this too. I know the Steam Tank got nerfed. I really want to see Khorne versus Demons of Chaos because I feel like that might be one of the matchups where Skull Reapers might be somewhat worth it. No, Iron Thunder, they're just not worth it anywhere. Like, they're so bad. I hate it, Like, what is the advantage of a Skulltaker over, like, a Bloodletter, right? The Bloodletter costs 300 less, has a ton of spell resist. I guess maybe it has armor. Okay, I guess the Skulltaker has a little bit of armor. Maybe that's it. Yeah. Khorne versus Lizardmen. Now, I played this matchup the other day, and it's really fun. Khorne, obviously, I think Lizardmen still have a lot of play here. They have a lot of play here. If Anticity wins, I will name this Carnosaur after him. Sounds good. Just realizing Turin's profile picture is Nurgle's best Nurgling. Yeah, it's Wookie. Yeah, I got Wookie. That's my old dog. He croaked almost 4 years ago now. 3 years ago, yeah. It is him. Hey, what's up, John? Welcome to the stream, dude. How you doing, man? The crew is rising. Yes. Yeah, the Skull Reapers are what they're called, right? Let me check here. Yeah, these guys just kind of suck. Like, okay, so you get a stat line of 50-42 against 34-26, so a much better stat line. and higher damage, but the 300 gold cost, they can be broken, they have less spell resist, and no physical resist as compared to a Bloodletter. Granted, physical res isn't relevant in Demons of Chaos. So yeah, maybe arguably the Skull Reaper would be like niche viable against Demons of Chaos because they have a lot of light armor and magic damage is highly relevant here. But my only concern would be that they have 60 armor and no missile mitigation. So I feel like Skull Reapers would just be annihilated by Plague Toads. They'd be annihilated by all the Tzeentchian shooting. So the blues and pinks would just tear them to shreds. You know, like if I were playing against the Demons of Chaos, I'd probably much rather just bring like Marauders. And even Warriors, right? Like Warriors hit hard enough. They're really durable. They have more HP than the Skull Reaper. They have a not that different of a stat line. They have spell resist. They have silver shields. Yeah, they do have frenzy. I mean, everything on Khorne has frenzy, right? Yeah, I'm including the frenzy in my analysis here. Yeah, they just feel bad. I've tried them. I've played about 3 or 4 games with Skull Reapers, and they pretty much disappointed me every single time. They need to do something different. I don't know, maybe increase their bonus versus infantry or something. It does feel like it was designed to fight like Plague Bearers. Yeah, I can see that. Maybe against Nurgle, Skull Reapers aren't bad actually, right? Because you have them just beating down like Nurglings and Plague Bearers and Marauders, which are very meta. Yeah, I hope I'm wrong about those units. I would like to see them perform. All right. Oh. Oh no, look what Anticity's doing. Oh god, I love it. Oh no, Anticity, what is this? Oh god. This is going to be great. I hope he's having fun over on his stream. It's one of my favorite things is seeing people just enjoy themselves while they're gaming, Until the elf both are going to go from 4 to 8? I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we've been playing. So myself, Anna, my wife, and myself, one of my high school buddies, and Subutai from Total War. We've been playing hardcore WoW. We just started. It's been so much fun. It's like it's just like there's so many like sounds that I'm hearing that just take me straight back to my early teenage years. Right, it's like 2004. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And like, man, the hardcore WoW experience, like when one of your friends dies, or someone like in your group that you're playing with dies, like you actually feel like sorrow and sadness. It's crazy the emotions that game can elicit, classic WoW. At least on the elder millennial, I know it probably wouldn't be as exciting for like, people who never played it before, but yeah. Anna's playing a paladin. She's playing a human paladin. Yeah, she did. She died when we were in Westfall, but she restarted her character. Yeah, Subutai is playing a dwarf warrior, and my other buddy's playing a priest. Yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun. It's like it is. It's an addiction. I didn't think it would get me hooked again, but yeah. A good thing is I have like hand problems or wrist problems, so like I'm limited by my health. So yeah. All right, guys. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It is time, taking a look here at the Legions of the Kraken King. This is the most unga bunga. Classic land battle OG tactics. The Star Chamber Guardians. So they're going to be giving their Guardian buff, which is cool. And it looks like it's going to be a Bastiladon, a Shredder of Lustria, Lord Croak coming in hard with the Steel Chair. And we do have a couple units of Chameleon Skinks. So they're going to be poking while the Death Star just kind of cackles. In the meantime, looking at the army of Giamma, it's a cool Khorne army. Very well-rounded, actually. Marauders of Khorne. And now, this is kind of a new thing to worry about for Lizardmen. Khorngors, right? Khorngors are going to be ITP while Frenzy is active in Primal Fury. You got the new Skull Cannons to shoot. So the shotgun Skull Cannon just wasting the Star Chamber Guardians is MLG effective, right? And then you got Marauders of Khorne and Scarbrand. So Marlon Scarbrando is here. And yeah, he's pretty good at fighting, big monsters for sure. Oh man, Anticity probably didn't remember that unit exists, that new Skull Cannon is a thing, and we see the Star Chamber Guardians getting eviscerated. I'm playing a Dwarf Hunter right now, yeah. If I end up dying on my Dwarf Hunter, I'd probably play a Human Rogue after that. But I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah. Not anytime soon, at least. So here we have the Star Chamber Guardians basically being dead already because the two... You have to remember, guys, Basic Skull Cannons also got buffed in a previous patch. So basic Skull Cannons are actually really good at killing elite infantry. So Inticity, unfortunately, here is getting Last Samurai, and he just sounds the horn of war. He's like, I'm going in. Like, he knows he can't afford to wait because the Star Chamber Guardians, one of his most expensive units, are just being taken to the Shadow Realm here. So he's going to be trying to force an engagement while the Skull Cannons unleash their hellish salvos. Now, Inticity probably needs to respond by getting all of his skirmishers to take out the Marauder Horsemen, because then the Dread Saurian can feast. But if those Marauder Horsemen are allowed to live, he's going to have a very, very bad time. Yeah, the Skull Cannon ROR is probably the second strongest unit in the DLC. I agree. I think that the Mangler Squigs are the strongest, but beyond that, the Skull Cannon is the second best. It's going to be an auto take. I've had games where it doesn't pay for itself, but there are most games it does, and it does very well. He just friendly fired, I think, some of his own units there. But the Star Chamber Guardians are basically in the trash can right now. And we do see the Marauders getting beaten up. Oh, is that going to be a Lord Croak explosion? Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to hit home here. It's going to be a little bit offset. So Inticity could have... Oh, he's retreating through it. Oh, man, okay. It wasn't the big one. It just did a little bit of damage there. And now we do have the Shredder of Lustria battling it out versus Skarbrand. And Gorok, the Lizard of Doom, is in here. But Skarbrand does pop the Rampage, and now we have Khorngors moving into party. And this could be an absolute disaster for the Lizardmen. I think Inticity flew a little bit too close to the sun here, and Giamma's army is very well prepared at dealing with big stuff. He's got the Skull Cannon, Skarbrand, but still a small chance that he could be in trouble. But yeah, the new Khorngor Halberds, those anti-large attacks just saturating into the Dread Saurian, are just uber cost-effective. And Lord Croak is very memey too, right? So he delved very deeply in the meme realm. And in the back, we do see Inticity's Skinks running into a very, very tough situation. And that's basically a game, yeah. It's over. It's just like nothing was like working out in that Lizardman build, right? Like you see the Shredder go down already. He does get a big Croak explosion, but it's literally Gorok and like Lord Croak now. That was pretty brutal. Yeah, that was pretty brutal. The Skarbrand also coming in, getting the Rampage. I think Giamma wanted revenge for the past couple games. So he's able to come in and get a little quick revenge game there. In the meantime, Chameleon Skink's going to be fleeing the scene. And yeah, I think Inticity just forgot about that Skull Cannon, which was such a hard counter against his build. It basically, you know, against Saurus and Skinks, it wouldn't be as brutal, but against like Star Chamber Guardians, the most expensive units, that's going to be rough. So now we're going to see Lord Croak dropping a hot steaming payload on the Marauder's face, and it will do some respectable damage for sure if it's the big version. He does try and run, but that ability is so easy to dodge, feels bad. Although it still does some very, very decent damage. So Inticity is going to be trying to cheese out Skarbrand, you know, looking for a desperation play here. And I mean, if Skarbrand were to lose a 3v1 and actually crumble and disintegrate, maybe. There are 9 Star Chamber Guardians in here. He's fully surrounded. Throwing axes, though, are just doing lethal damage. And the Bastillodon's going to be fleeing, and that's going to be it. GG. Yeah, that was that was a wild game. Obviously, a little bit of memeing going on there. GG. Yeah. So since you last played, let me tell Inticity, regular Skull Cannons got buffed also quite heavily. I think. Not sure when you played last. Yeah. All right. The Dead Saurian. All right. So let's see what's cooking. Let's get into another game. That was something, huh? All right. What are we gonna do next? So we can do a little River Amixon, or Flats of Kislev is a great map. We'll do that one. Oh, Inticity wants to go Vampirates. He's going. He wants blood. Let's see who he's gonna pick here. Land Battle seems weird after the introduction of Domination. Yeah, no, they're both good formats. It just depends. It's just player preference, really. I just hope for that for a future Total War title, we get one main game mode for multiplayer that everybody plays. Because there's so many cool people who play land. Like, I'm friends with a ton of Land Battle players from the olden days, and like they're not as into Dom. And then I'm friends with a ton of Dom players who don't really like the Land Battle and Conquest stuff. And I just wish that we could all come together, because if everyone played in one scene, it would just be a better community overall, right? So I know that is out the window for Warhammer 3. You know, Dom is going to be my main go-to for hyper competitive play, obviously. But I hope in future games that's not an issue. Mark of Khorne is still the same, yeah. Marauder Horsemen have always been very good. Yeah. It is. Okay, so chatting with the players to see what they're going to be picking. So it looks like it's going to be Ogre Kingdoms versus Vampire Coast. This will be really fun. Now, do you think Giamma is going to do what Inticity did and go super wide with Nobilards? Or is he going to kind of have more of a traditional Ogre rush? We're going to find out. I was wondering how Lizardmen could beat Khorne. No, that's not true, Eddie. Lizardmen can 100% beat Khorne. I played that. I have a replay of my Khorne against Flying Taco's Lizardmen in domination mode. Granted, my build was a little bit memey on Khorne, but Lizardmen held their own, and it was a very good game. Lizardmen can definitely win. Yeah. Yeah. When will the Vampire Coast get some DLC love? I have no idea. Maybe never. Maybe during the Nagash update, when that eventually comes, all the undead will get some new stuff, I could imagine. Yeah, so don't worry. We're obviously doing a lot of conquest and stuff now. It's mainly because there's not too many people in the early build who do Dom. So there's a couple, and I might be able to get one towards the end of the stream. I think there's another player. Lord Chicken Feed is mainly a Dom player. That's why we opened up with it today. But I'm going to see if I can get Goji or someone to do it as well. Yeah, let me get you a link to the Discord. Hold on, I got you guys. Yeah, I need to update the link on the website. Thank you for the reminder. All right, so here we go. Copy this. Great. And here's a link to the Discord. We just updated the security settings on the Discord because we've been getting raided by bots pretty much nonstop. Just dropping fat dongs in our Discord. So yeah, there might be some like verification stuff now, but as long as you're not a bot, it should be fine. All right, all right. So what's it going to be? Vampire Coast versus Ogre Kingdoms. I really like Giama's logo. It's hilarious. He's got like the Gatorade logo. He's got the Gatorade thing. Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, so let's see what's cracking. Any big patch changes you've noticed? I saw Steam Tanks got nerfed. They got a huge nerf to their turn speed. Like when I was trying to maneuver it around, it was like waddling. So Steam Tanks seem to have lost a lot of maneuverability, so maybe that's going to be big for like them getting trapped. 8-player multiplayer community campaign. Oh man, if we had dedicated servers, I would do it. And I would do it with a turn timer. Because the problem is like if you don't have a turn timer, it's people take forever, you know. What I am going to be covering hopefully soon is the new Civilization game. I'm really excited for that. When that comes out, I think in what, February or March? Can't remember, but I will be covering that heavily on the channel. Like I'm going to be doing multiplayer playthroughs, single player playthroughs. Civ 5 was one of my favorite games of all time, and I think I'm ready to take the leap. Yeah. I'm not on the Discord, but why would people do that? Yeah, Shane. So the reason why people join the Discords and drop wieners in your Discord is it's not, they don't just drop a wiener, right? They usually will drop links to adult websites, which happen to have that in like the thumbnail or whatever, you know? That's more the reality of that situation. So they're like spam bots. The most common spam bots are adult websites, cryptocurrency scams, and yeah, occasionally. And what's crazy about the bots, what's absolutely nuts about the bots who invade your Discords is they like, sometimes they're managed by, I think, actual people. It's hard to tell, but like if you have like an open invite system that isn't like screened effectively, the bots will join and then they'll create invites when the original invite expires, and they'll invite other bots to the Discord, and it's like a chain reaction of your Discord being like overwhelmed by bots. It's very troll. It's very troll. So our mods have been doing a great job dealing with it. They've been karate chopping them nonstop. Yeah. Just wanted to say great streams lately. Thank you for the good always, dude. Always, man. Yeah. Yeah, and the new HOM game we'll be covering too. 100%. I get it now. Why do people need to ruin a good thing? Yeah, it's just people, you know. Well, there's a lot of people, a lot of people suck, you know. It's just, it is what it is, you know. It is what it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the builds here for the Chungus Kingdoms. It's going to be Noblar Trappers in the front line. And in the secondary line, we're going to be here with some basic Noblars. Scrap launchers are good on this map because you can use the trees. So you can hide your scrap launcher behind this like tree line here, and you can shoot up and over, which is very, very cost effective. On top of that, we got Ogre Bulls in the backfield. It's going to be Golg as the Lord, so he's going to be there, you know, shooting and doing good armor-piercing damage. You got to love to see it. Firebelly. And do we have any Yetis or anything? Triple Lead Belcher. Okay, so this looks like Giama's just coming for blood, using minimal new units. He is here with his Lead Belchers. He does have Blood Vultures, which of course are new, and Golg, but aside from that, it's basically going to be mostly OG Ogres. So yeah, this is a good build against Vampire Coast for sure. It depends. On open field, it might struggle against cannon play, but we'll have to see. So for Anticity, he's got Scurvy Dogs up in the sky. He does have Salt Lord Scuttlers, and his main battle line is going to be deckhand mobs, as well as Rotting Prometheans. So he's got a battle line of those. And Prometheans are pretty solid. Like against like basic Ogre Bull units do not have good armor piercing, and nor do Noblars, right? So the Rotting Prometheans are very tanky. And a Gallows Giant, so I think Gallows Giant got an update. I think it's better now. I don't quite know. I'm going to have to, when we get the patch notes, I'll have to take a look. Yeah. Damage per second uses. Okay, that's interesting. And what else do we got? Yeah, so it's mainly just a melee coast rush. So he's going to be using the Gallows Giant in tandem with Luther Harkin, who's really good at assassinating enemy lords. But the Lead Belchers could be very punishing, but this map is very, very bad for shooting, right? So we have the Lead Belchers moving up, doing God knows what. I think they're going after the Krabos. But the Lead Belchers are just going to want to waste that Gallows Giant if they can. But let's go ahead and see if the Gallows Giant actually has like a proper shot, or if it still kind of shoots at the corner of the formation. But I mean, it did do good damage, but like the Gallows Giant for what it is should do way more damage than that. Although it does break an Oblar very, very quickly. Let's see where it's going to be shooting now. So we got Bomber Bats, Saltlord Scuttlers getting in. Nice salvo right there, while up in the sky, Luther Harkin's going to be battling it out versus the new Blood Vultures. So the Blood Vultures are going to be doing it. Now they're going to be surging across to intercept the Saltlord Scuttlers, which is the correct play. In the front line, Noblar Trappers are a little bit beat up, and more Noblar Trappers going to be intercepting the Lamprey's Revenge in the woods, while the Gallows Giant taking massive damage. It's already down to about 60%, and that's because of the Lead Belchers and the Scrap Launchers are shooting at it. I love it. That's hilarious. So Vampire Caster has Gaze of Nagash as well as Invo. So going to be a little bit of treachery there. Moving up are the Zombie Pirate Deckhand mobs. And I think that Giamma's going to want to pull back and get his Lead Belchers up on the hills and just start like shooting, you know, into the open space here, or even into the trees if you have to, you know. You got to do what you got to do. All right. So flying across are the Blood Vultures trying to shut down what appeared to be the Bomber Bats. But the Saltlord Scuttlers actually land on the ground, which is a clever play because it lures the Blood Vultures onto the ground if they continue to pursue. And we do see the Noblar front line wavering. So Anticity able to break through the front line and grab the objective. So Vampire Coast is on the board, starting to get some points. And the Ogre army is going to be sitting up here and just kind of unleashing its salvo shots into the Gallows Giant, which is going to be hiding in the trees. And now we get a Lord fight. So it's going to be Golg facing off against Luther Harkin. You forget how big Ogres are, man. He's like massive, right? But he's going to be retreating. He is Hornswoggled. And no Pigback Riders is a very, very curious choice here by Giamma. The Piggyback Riders are excellent against Coast because Coast has a lot of monsters. Mournguls, Hulks, Crabs, Terrorgeists, you know, all these things, the Piggyback Riders would be a very good counter against. So there's going to be some magic going down right there. It looks like that was a Searing Doom. What magic was that? Was that a Vampire Coast thing? I didn't see what the wizard was. Oh, it was a Piercing Bolts. Okay, by Giamma. So in the back, we do get the Scurvy Doggos. They're going to be swooping around the back and chasing down some Noblar Trappers. The Ogre line's in some trouble. Giamma is getting caught off guard here. I think maybe he didn't know what this map was like, because on traditional land battle, this map is very open, but on the Conquest version of the map, it's very, very congested. So you have to be cautious with that. But Lead Belchers wasting into the big giant here, getting some decent shots. Meanwhile, on the backside, Scurvy Dogs going to be sweeping around, looking for some opportunities to shine wherever they can. And up in the sky, Luther Harkin is going to be descending upon the Lead Belchers, who really don't have anything to support them back. No Piggyback Riders, absolutely nothing. But value trading is actually not terrible. The Noblar Trapper line is fighting, and we do have the two Lead Belchers functional right here. So at the very least, Giamma is getting good shots into the Necrofex, and the Blood Vulture is going to be descending on the Vampire. So I don't know how that's going to go. These Blood Vultures, do they have their carrying filled up? They only have 25%. But it is building up very rapidly, which is going to make them harder to deal with if they don't just break and waver. I mean, Vampire Lords and, you know, even Casters are pretty strong in general. So Luther is going to be going after Golg once again. In the back, the Firebelly just kind of chilling out. He could be helping out Golg. They could probably maybe 2v1 Luther, but I don't know. It's hard to say. Luther's one of the stronger duelists in the game for sure. Gallows Giant eating a lot of shots, but it is getting healed quite a bit. The invocations have been going down, and we do see the healing cap rapidly approaching here. As the Ogre front line begins to waver, we do have the Ogre Bulls battling it out versus the Deckhand mobs, and the Ogre army is going to be in, not full retreat, but a pretty heavy retreat. And Golg is going to need to get away here. He needs to run. This is not going to be great for him. He's currently silenced. People forget that Luther Harkin does have a silence as well, and he's going to want to run. He's going to want to flee the scene. He's going to want to use some healing and escape that situation because that is looking very, very dodgy. All right, guys, so Lead Belcher now going to be blasting into the Gallows Giant, but Gallows Giant has kind of stabilized, and it is getting the discouraging attacks, right? Even if the Gallows Giant isn't doing a ton of damage, it does apply that discourage, which is good for breaking positions. And yeah, obviously the Ogre Lord here is in a very precarious position. He needs to get away and drink his Bugmans because he does have healing, right? And is able to get some work done with that. But the Ogres have done a decent job at kiting back here. We do see the Saltlord Scuttlers coming in to cause some disruption, but they should be easy to mitigate. If the Ogre Lord ends up dying to Luther, then that's just going to be GG. There's no sense in him just staying here, but he's Hornswoggled, so that's going to make it hard to escape. But if he can run away, drink his Bugman's Brew, and, you know, regroup, maybe there's going to be a chance for the Chungus Kingdoms. He has successfully kited back pretty well with 2 Leadbelcher units, but Golg needs to get out of there. That is a horrible situation. Yeah, you should have 5 Pigback Riders in this matchup, 100%. So there's going to be a Piercing Bolts going down here from the Firebelly, which is going to be a very good cast, potentially. We'll see, although the zombies are kind of scattering. Piercing Bolts comes in, does tickle the pickle of this zombie unit, and is he far enough away to drink his Bugmans yet? Does not look like it. Gallows Giant still being focus fired, but no, now it looks like Luther Harkin is going to be the focus fire, or no, the Crabs. Okay, so the Crabos here, the Rotting Prometheans, are going to be beat up, and Golg did not get far enough away to drink his Bugman's Brew. And a 3rd Leadbelcher unit. Is that the 3rd one? No, it's only the 2nd one. It does rally out there. But they're going to be switching their sights onto Luther. Luther is pretty vulnerable against such focus fire. The Coast Army is all right. It's mainly just Luther and a bunch of deckhand mobs now. So I think this game is very much going to come down to the Lord situation. If Golg is able to get some healing off and escape this, I think that maybe the Ogres will have a decent chance. The Firebelly definitely should be lending his blade. He's pretty good. He's got 400 plus weapon strength with fire damage. And now it looks like Golg is going to get away. He's going to drink his Bugman's Brew. And you're going to, I don't know about that, Bob. I haven't tested it. Just to be safe, though, we're banning the Gyro Bomber for the tournament because I haven't seen anything said or tested about that. So we're going to see. But yeah, Leadbelchers are online, and we do have the other Leadbelchers here still shooting. But there's a lot of Scurvy Dogs coming in, and they're going to annihilate these Leadbelchers. Unless they do get crumbled here, and a couple of these Ogre Bull units could rally. We do see the Bugman's Brew being drank, so he's getting nice and crunk off his crunk juice over here and is going to be trying to come and salvage this with some of the Nobblar Trappers. In the meantime, Leadbelcher's getting very, very close to finishing off the Gallows Giant. It does have 3,000 HP, and their value is probably very good, about 1,500 right now. They do get cooked a little bit by some of those attacks, and the Scurvy Dogs are forced back. The Nobblar Scrap Launchers are anti-infantry chariots. You can actually use them to run over the Hound-type units in this game. And Golg probably has his pistol shot too, so if he turns about face, he could definitely maybe help snipe that Gallows Giant. Ogres are in a full kiting situation. Beautiful Death Shriek breath from Anticity, by the way. Really, really nice. He's able to nail that Lord there. And here it comes. So Luther Harkin gets in, attacks that bad boy, and the Firebelly's going to be trying to beat down the Vampire Caster. A good idea. The fire damage is relevant against Luther, I believe. As the Leadbelchers, are they getting close? We got 2,500 HP. The last Invo does go down, and he's going to be retreating through his Leadbelchers, trying to get a little bit of help here. Some Ogre Bulls coming across. But the Firebelly is karate chopping this Vampire Fleet Admiral. That's very nice. And it looks like old Golg is going to be escaping out of the side of the formation. Close little scrap here, but I think Vampire Coast is favored. When the Gallows Giant goes down, that's going to be a nice one, but these Leadbelchers are almost out of ammunition. They only have a couple salvos left. The healing on that Gallows Giant has been super clutch. And running are the Leadbelchers, and there's going to be a Piercing Bolts going down here. That will do some respectable damage, but the Hound's getting a rear charge onto that healthy Leadbelcher unit is extremely devastating. Piercing Bolts, not bad, able to kill a deckhand mob here. I still think Burning Head is way, way better, but maybe he brought Piercing Bolts to try and snipe artillery pieces, I'm not sure. So the Gallows Giant is crumbling down, and here we do have the Saltlord Scuttlers being attacked by Blood Vultures. We do have the Scrap Launcher still putting a little bit of hurt in, and on the side, it looks like the Man-Eater is trying to get away to use his dreaded drink. He's going to try and drink his crunk juice here, but I don't think that Luther Harkin wants to let him do it. I think that's a really nice mechanic that he can't do it while he's close by. It's a good way to balance healing, right? So it requires like a little bit of player micro and decision making to actually get a heal off, whereas it's not just like a point and click auto value skill. I think that's like a good direction going forward. But yeah, he's going to be able to drink his crunk juice here. Dismember on Luther. Oh man, he still didn't get far enough away. That feels really bad. So Luther's probably just going to hunt them down, and I think we're going to be seeing the end of the Ogre army here. Yeah, it was a fun one. Honestly, the terrain was not great for the Ogres build this game. I mean, they still had options for shooting, but yeah, it was tough. It was tough indeed. All right, guys. So getting attacked here are... Yeah, there's going to be one more patch probably before the game launches. Usually they do that. Like, they'll have something, you know, a couple days before, like the day before, that'll be updated. Fun match for sure. Only 600 value on Mr. Maneater here, so that's tough. And Leadbelchers did okay. A couple of them were able to get their value back, which was nice. Pigback Riders would have been a godsend. They would have just been so good against all these crabs, and also good against the Colossus, potentially. If you just get a unit underneath it, just kind of prison shanking it. Luther was a Chad this game, and there was a lot of fun stuff there indeed. All right, so let's see what the players are saying. GG, lads. Okay. And do it. Yes. How are we looking? Are they going to play more? We're going to find out. Anticity's been streaming for almost 6 hours, so if he needs to go, I completely get it. We're going to check right now. We're seeing what the update is. And how many games did you guys want? Whatever you two want. I know it's late for him, and you've been streaming forever, so I can play with. Happy for more if you want. All right, so we're gonna see what's cracking here. Yeah, the hounds were feasting. Okay, so Anticity says he'll play till Giamma is done. Sounds good to me. And let's get a map. Let's do the Peak Pass. River Amixon. Sword of Torgold's a certified classic. It's a great one. Yeah, that's always been one of his biggest strengths, is Hound Micro. Okay, so we're waiting for Giamma to see. For Giamma, I think it's past midnight. He's in Italy. Yeah, I think he's in Italy. Not sure. I don't want to assume or anything. The Coast Doggy Micro. Yeah, Hounds are one of the most useful units, especially in land battle especially. They're very good. Hounds are still very good in domination, but they definitely shine more in land battle, I think. Okay, so what's it going to be? The big think from Giamma here. I'm pretty tired, but I can play one last one. Sounds good. So we're going to get one last game between these two, and then I'm going to play with Goji after. All right. At this game, we fight. Their last one. Just coordinating with the players. So it's going to be Greenskins. Sword of Torgold is going to be the map. It's a classic. Sword of Torgold's great. I have many memories on this map from back in the day. Many. Okay. So what's it going to be, ladies and gentlemen? What's it going to be? Greenskins versus, is it going to be Ogres again? Empire. Oh, Empire. Okay, and Steam Tanks are on the table. Yeah. They are on the table indeed. Could be interesting. All right. So, yeah, we're just allowing land ships and Steam Tanks and everything. So he can... I mean, but man, Greenskin's got some good SE and some bolt throwers, right? So, like, if Empire comes in with a Steam Tank and they have, like, 3 bolt throwers, then, I don't know, that could be problematic, right? Nice, that's great. That's great, Crisis. Can't stand the ditches on this map, but it's a solid map. Yeah, it's not for everybody. If he's from Italy, he probably is almost 1 a.m. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's getting late for our boy. Yeah, it's +9, I think, right? So, yeah, it would be 12:40 for him. What a Chad, staying up late, getting the duels in there. Yeah, Okoye's got some skills, you know. He's got some skills for sure. He can surprise you. We did head-to-head campaigns with Okoye. It was pretty fun. It was me, Professor Pone, Battlesea, and Okoye. Those were fun ones. I think like I'd be interested in getting into head-to-head campaigns. You know, like 2v2 ones in like a very confined area is fun. It's kind of tricky to figure out the lore, not the lore, but the like the win conditions, right? I guess you just got to like annihilate people because like you literally cannot kill a Warriors of Chaos player in a head-to-head campaign. It's like they just waddle away and resettle somewhere else. You know. How do Doom Divers fare against Steam Tanks? They're not bad. I think bolt throwers would be much more cost effective though. They're much cheaper and they're like have anti-large, so I think that's better. Are they on your channel, the head-to-head campaigns? They are. If you search Turin head-to-head Okoye, it should pop up. Yeah, we did 2. We did 2 head-to-head campaigns with them. They were pretty funny. One of them was, I think, Empire. We did Volkmar and who was Pone playing? He was playing someone near me. It was like Volkmar and another Order faction versus Ark in the Black and I think it was Beastmen or something. No, Manfred and Ark in the Black, yeah. And then the other one we did was Grombrindle and Malekith versus 2 Chaos factions, which was super unfair. Because that was right when Chaos got their update, so their like campaign was just busted, and Grombrindle and like Dark Elves were like super outdated at that point. Yeah, it was before they got their updates. 60 player head to head. Oh my god, that would be epic. He was Bretonia, that's right. Yeah. I saw a head-to-head Sotek stream where he used some software to make like a virtual server or something greatly. Oh yeah. I've heard about that. I've heard about that. There's like some VPN thing you can use to like connect and like everybody like logs on to like a weird artificial server or something. Yeah. Yeah, it's tricky. The win conditions are tricky. I mean, if somebody's playing a normal faction, then standard win conditions are fine in head-to-head campaigns, right? If somebody's just playing like Empire, it's easy. It's like, yeah, just wipe out their territories, you know? But if somebody's playing like a Horde faction, it's like impossible. It's like whack-a-mole, you know? And they have like every advantage. They have like every advantage. Yeah, you could do the... Well, that's what Pone and I did once. We did Karl Franz versus Bellicor. And we just had it so like if I reached my short campaign victory condition, I won. It was kind of anticlimactic though, right? Because we did have one big final battle, but like then it was pretty easy to attain the victory condition for the Empire. Yeah. Tricksy hobbitses, man. I think the Carrick 8 Peaks one is very good. Like rushing for Carrick 8 Peaks, and that would be even crazier now, right? Oh my god, imagine Skarsnik campaign with like Mangler Squigs and Colossal Squigs. Skarsnik's going to be feasting on this update. He's going to be feasting. Yeah. Head to head, you can support your teammate or play against him in battle. You can, yeah, you can. Probably you'd have to, like, for head to head, like maybe you have a rule that you're only allowed to, like, you put the battle you put like everything on lower difficulty, right? So the AI isn't really a threat, and then you auto resolve everything except PvP battles. So you auto resolve every battle, unless it says you're going to lose the battle, or when you run into another player, and then you fight the fight. That would probably be fine, right? So like if you're in a battle that it says you're going to lose, you can fight it, but otherwise it's on auto no matter what. So you need to like account for that with your armies, because if you lose units on auto resolve, that's just how it's going to be, right? That would probably be good. Dowie versus Chaos Dwarf. I would love to play Chaos Dwarf head to head. That'd be fun. You could do that pretty well actually. You could do an Ogres with Chaos Dwarves pretty easily since they're like right next to each other. I don't know what dwarfs start near Chaos Dwarves though. I mean, Thorgrim is kind of like you just have to go through the mountains there. That could be a lot of fun. What's up, Ben? Holy shit, man. That's a blast from the past. Ben the barman. Wow. You thinking about getting back into playing, man? Or have you been playing mostly just land battle stuff and I haven't seen you around? That's a good idea to set difficulty to easiest, yeah. I think so. Full Empire Brawl with loads of factions. Yeah, you could do double Empire. You could do like Elspeth and Franz versus like Azag and Manfred, or Azag and Vlad. That would potentially be a very good one. Yeah. Easy auto resolve is silly easy. Yeah. It's been a while, dude. It has. Head to head with a third player as Golg running wild card. Yeah, that'd be fun. Like a mercenary. As soon as I have more time, I'll be back. Perfect. All right, Anticity's ready. We can actually look at the armies. I don't know why we're worrying here. So we got Gorbad, a million Orc Arrow Boys, including the Rugelid's Armored Boys. We have a Colossal Squig and Bolt Throwers. So he's playing a kiting build. Anticity's playing literally a mass Arrow Boy kind of kiting playstyle. And for the Empire, we have a Tank Commander, Demograph Knights, and a Cannon. I actually think Anticity's build is probably favored here. Like, if that's the one thing about land battle, is you can often, if players are of equal skill, and Anticity's probably a little bit more experienced than his opponent in competitive PvP, I would say, like, you can tell who's going to win on build, like, you know, most of the time. Not always. Not at the really high. If it's, like, really peak, like, they both have optimized builds, then it comes down to play. But this one looks... The Empire build is going to, I think, struggle a little bit. We'll see, though. We'll see. Anticity can still blunder his Squig and, you know, a couple other pieces. But that's a lot of Orc Arrow Boys. Wood Elf cosplay, yes, indeed. The Bolt Throwers will be excellent, though, against the tank. Oh, it's not a tank commander, or it is? Okay. So Steam Tanks did get nerfed. They had, from what I can tell, yeah, let's see. So his movement speed is down to 40. Yeah, Steam Tanks used to have, what, 48 movement speed? Okay. So they're slower. They still have the directional shields, obviously. But, yeah, we're going to have to see how they play out here. We're going to have to see how they play out. I wish they did mini campaigns like, yeah, that would be cool. Hear me out. Be an option for 1v1 Warhammer tournament where a person gets to choose 2 factions and build a unique army. Someone back me up on this. 2 factions, build a unique army. You're saying like a tabletop style tournament? Yeah. You're forgetting the reign of Falcon. Yes. Falcon was a dark wizard. He was. But I would say like a lot of games back in the day, I could often tell who had a winning army, you know? And it was fairly accurate if they're equally skilled. But sure, there's outliers who just have insane micro who can make up for having a subpar army. And obviously the best players were the ones who would make the most efficient armies and had God tier micro. Players like Falcon, for example. But Falcon would also meme and still win and get away with it. So, yeah. So, We do have a Spearman and Swordsman line with a single cannon to try and counter anything big and scary. Demogryph Knights with halberds, including the Royal Outsource Gryphites, which are insanely good. These guys have Glorious Charge, so they have the Kislev Charge, which makes them absolute murder hobos. And they're really, I think, better even in land battle than they are in Dom. We got Empire Knights on the wings, and that's going to be it. Now, looking at the Kraken King, we have a Colossal Squig. Its applications against the Empire, it's a big target with Rampage. So this is probably the weak link of Anticity's build, but still is nice to have a Terror Piece. He's got a million Arrow Boys, which he's going to layer up and protect them with the Orc Boar Boys. Bolt Thrower is going to start shooting at the Steam Tank Commander. Commander's going to be returning fire. And how many bolties does he have? He's got 2 Bolt Throwers, and this is a really good idea. I love what he's doing here. He's protecting each Bolt Thrower with a nasty Skulker. So the Empire player is going to think that it's free real estate. They're going to charge in. Then they're going to get slapped by a Smoke Bomb and then potentially charged by Orc Boar Boys, right? So that'll be really interesting to see. But the Bolt Throwers are already teeing off onto the Master Engineer, who of course does have healing, and we do see Gorbad waiting in the wings, wanting to get a piece of that. Empire Knights versus Orc Boar Boys, they're both kind of lower tier units, but the Boar Boys, they only have 65 armor. I think the Boar Boys might win in a sustained grind, though. Empire Knights do have just pretty low combat stats. But the Bolt Throwers are doing great work, picking off Empire Knight models. They've already lost 7 models, and now Anticity basically playing Greenskins like he plays Vampire Coast, which is absolutely hilarious. So he's going to be advancing up, putting some DACA into the Swordsman here, while the Master Engineer, he's going to be advancing into the Archer line. Oh man, this is potentially going to be a Smoke Bomb play. So we see the Empire Cav, and the Smoke Bomb gets caught, and that's a dead Empire Knight. Yeah, that's the thing. Nasty Skulkers can really catch you off guard. Although, Giamma, with the Counterpunch, he does have his own Royal Outsource Gryphites coming in, which do cause terror, and they do have Glorious Charge, so that could be a big variable, right? All right, Steam Tank might be vulnerable against the Colossal Squig. Look at it go. Oh my god, it's so haggard. Yeah, so, I mean, the tank could get eaten by a giant squig, guys. This is not looking good for Senior Steam Tank here. As now Gorchad is going to be coming down here. And honestly, I think Giamma's in trouble. Gork'll Fix It is going to be snaring this bad boy. On the outside, the Royal Outsource Gryphites do manage to fold up quite a bit. But there is Rusty Air Fire support, which is going to be doing good damage. And the Bolt Throwers are shooting into the Royal Outsource Gryphites pretty hard. The Stank Commander needs some State Trooper. He needs his boys to come help him out. Overall, this is going, I would say, better for the Greenskins out of the gates. Earthblood is on the table, and Gork'll Fix It. You can see the big radius, so the Greenskins lore has been reworked and looks a lot better. Swordsmen going to be chasing into the Archer units, and the Royal Outsource Gryphites do manage to take down the Boar Boys on the outside, getting a beautiful regrowth. And now this is a swing back for Giamma. Giamma's going to get that Bolt Thrower offline, which is really, really valuable. And the Royal Outsource Gryphites maybe can turn this fight. They are anti-large, really good anti-large. And they do manage to get in. The Steam Tank is going to be escaping, potentially from the Colossal Squig. The Jade Wizard is nearby, but I love the Squig as like the anti-Steam Tank tech. That's hilarious. Yeah, but the Demis, even though they're really Giga Chad, they are fighting a lot of really powerful units, and the Squig is going to be getting a 10-10 stat line increase from Gorchad. Little Goblin Shaman there helping as well. Stank Commander are going to be fleeing the scene, while the State Troopers are going to be pushing into the various missile pieces. But yeah, the Demis actually kind of getting folded up here a little bit. And it looks like they're going to be running. While in the back, we have Empire Knights coming out. Cannon needs to be switched onto the Colossal Squig. It's shooting at a Bolt Thrower, which is a massive, massive misplay by Giamma. He needs to get that shooting into the Colossal Squig and or onto Gorchad, because the Colossal Squig can be rampaged, and from there, it's a much easier prey, right? The Stank Commander is going to be trying to flee. And in the back, we have another Demi Halberd unit, which is probably going to be rerouting this direction to try and help out. Stank Commander is going to be running. You can see the speed nerf, and you see how it turns much slower. Yeah, I remember them turning a lot quicker on kind of a dime here. But yeah, this could be a problem. Looks like an Earthblood going down or a regrowth. Going to be one of the two, probably a regrowth. So there it goes. The Stank Commander is going to be getting a fat heal. Balance of power is pretty even, but maybe slightly Greenskin favored. Although the artillery is offline here, and it looks like a lot of the archers are going to be compromised by Empire Knights. State Troopers have cleaned up much of the positions here, and the other Bolt Thrower is going to be charged by the Demis. But Demis will be taken apart by Nasty Skulkers. That many of them. Unless the Empire Knights microed, come down here and rear charge the Nasty Skulkers and break their leadership, these Demis are going to be dead, which is a really, really unfortunate situation. Now, the Royal Gryphites might be able to chad this one out. They are one of the better anti-large cav units in the game, and they are beating up Gorchad a little bit, despite being very, very low. And now we see the cannon friendly fire, or was that... Yeah, the cannon unfortunately just killed a bunch of the Gryphites. That's tough. You know, that's why shooting at the Squig is probably a bit of a safer bet. And the Colossal Squig is going to be munching on this tank, you know, like absolutely munching. I mean, the tank has been getting eaten pretty hard. That Squig has been doing a lot of work against it. On the other side, Empire Knights are slowly being ground down. We do see the Empire Knights chasing down the Arrow Boys. A couple Swordsmen and Spearmen engage with the Archers wherever they can. A lot of healing for the Empire as the Gryphites do charge into the back of the Colossal Squig and some Spearmen. If he can get this Squig to rampage right now, this could be a big, big play for him, right? Unfortunately, though, the little Goblin in the back, All it takes is one little pesky goblin to get back there and start beating down your artillery crew. But the cannon in guard mode should continue shooting, so Giamma needs to be very on point with that. But the squig is going to take a lot of Elves fighting here against the spearmen. Tank commander currently sitting at only 800 value, so nothing too crazy. Getting a regrowth as these spears are going to be continuing to prison shank. Looking around the battlefield, spearmen chasing down the air boys, but I think that what the hell was that? What the hell was that? That's a missile coming? Oh, that's the pigeon bombs from the steam tank. Okay, I was like, is there a Hellstorm rocket battery over there I'm not aware of? Maybe there is. But steam tank commander battling it out versus the orc boar boys, and the spears continue to fight here. And we do get the demogryphs, the remnants of the Griffites coming back in. And will they be able to take down this Night Goblin Shaman? Maybe so. Maybe so. But here comes the Griffites. They do manage to punch that goblin away. Cannon's going to be getting back online and has turned its sights to the Colossal Squig, which is for sure the play. Steam Tank Commander eating a lot of firepower from the Air Boys, but he does have gold shields on his front arc, so he's going to be more than happy to deal with that. But I just think Anticity wins this. I mean, the State Troopers are trying, but, you know, Savage Orc Air Boys are actually good enough fighters to probably engage and defeat a Spearman. Spearmen have very, very low effectiveness against infantry. And we do get this tank moving in here and some sort of witchcraft going down. I think that was a smoke bomb from the nasty Skulkers slowing down the Master Engineer. Big heavy cav going to be screaming from the high ground. Beautiful charge right there as more and more firepower does erupt from the Rusty Errors. And looks like it's just the Empire's in trouble. I mean, they are getting some nice routes, and the Tank Commander is starting to get a little bit of value, but man, Gorchad is going to be hot on his tail, ladies and gentlemen. And the Colossal Squig is hungry, boys. It's got 2,200 value so far. I mean, you guys got to remember, the Colossal Squig, when it's at full health, is like, I think it's like 90 movement speed or something absurd like that when it's not wounded. Currently, it is wounded, so its stats and speed are going to be lowered a little bit. But yeah, it's like a fast, armor-piercing big boy with really good attack animations. So potentially a great tool against the steam tank here, which is interesting. Yeah, but charging in is the Master Engineer trying to flee and looking around. The Empire does have its cannon online, but that's pretty much it. And on the backside, the Griffites are battling it out versus the Night Goblin Shaman. Oh, the Chad Griffite, 17 HP. Oh, the Goblin gets him. But not before he gets brought down to half freaking health by that Griffite squad, which is very, very impressive there. Yeah, this game's over, though. We're going to be seeing the end. We're going to be seeing the Steam Tank Commander going down here. The Colossal Squig going to be laughing all the way to the bank. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the end of the road for the Empire. Fun games for sure. Anticity bringing some really fun builds, as was Giamma today. But Anticity definitely had some very clever counter builds today. He was able to scheme pretty freaking hard. Except the Lizardmen game, of course, but, you know, nobody's perfect. We all take fat ones every now and then. 800 HP on the Tank Commander. He's sitting at 1,700 value, so he hasn't quite paid for himself yet. That Squig is all over him, dude. And, oh, dude, what if the Squig ate the tank? That would be the coolest animation I've ever seen. Okay, let's just watch. On the Shimmer of Hope. Okay, no, it's not going to happen. But it feasted. Night Goblin with the steel chair. That's right. GG, team. All right. Let me see here. And GG, lads. Thank you both. Was super fun. If we have any mods in chat, I don't know if there are. If you guys could drop links to Anticity's channel and Giamma's channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. Worst case, I will link them in the video afterwards. So I will get their channel links and we will do that. So make sure to check them out. If you guys are interested in more multiplayer, Anticity also does multiplayer and he's very good at it, but he also does a lot of campaign. So he does like campaign challenges, he's very good at campaign. And then Giamma predominantly does multiplayer casting, I believe in Italian language. But I assume maybe he's done some English casting as well. But, you know, who knows? So Gorchad was fun. The Squig was a beast. 3,000 value on the Giga Squig. Oh my God, look at that. And yeah, we had the Bolt Throwers do fine. Steam Tank Commander, 1,700. Tricky, yeah, this build was definitely going to have problem versus the triple Bolt Thrower. And yeah, it was very fun. Thank you, Goji. All right. So well played to those mighty champions. So now I'm going to play some games. I will play some matches here versus the Goji. And we're going to see. And let's find it. So let's get you. Cool. So what do we want to play? What do you guys want to see? We've seen a lot today. I'll try and come up with some fun stuff that's a little bit different. Maybe if he's playing new stuff, I can try some action as well. Did you ever see the Toad Dragon eating the Elemental Bear? I think I've seen a GIF of that. I think somebody made one. Thank you, Goji, man. You rock, dude. Does Ice Bear still eat everything? Are you talking about like the actual animation of the Ice Bear being eaten by a Toad Dragon? Is that a thing? All right. So this should be fun. All right. Let's see what we got. Yeah, too early to tell. Let's hope. Okay. So Galbraz is here. Do we have our blocker? I don't know if we have our blocker. Oh, I have some cool blocker animations we could do. Hold on. I got a little something for you guys to keep the surprise going. How does the Khorne fit into the beast? It's really useful. Yeah, like any matchups where you're dealing with like heavy cav, like Khorne are going to be awesome. You have a call out that's respectable enough against infantry that can also like counter heavy cav. I mean, what's not to love? You know, that's great. All right, we got the thumbnail, dude. How perfect, by the way. Normally, I'm not like as excited by my thumbnails, but this one with like Scylla literally looks like they're coming off the top rope to drop an elbow. It's perfection. It's time for the motor scooter. No, don't put that evil on me, dude. Don't. I really like the Vulture Eshin combo. That was very fun to see. Yetis, I think, are niche, but I think that Yetis will be okay against heavy cav factions, right? Because Yeti has Frostbite and Chilling Aura. So it's a total of a negative, I think, 45% slow. So basically you're taking a unit down by half speed. So Yeti is 54 speed. If it catches a Bretonnian Knight, its speed is going to be like in the 30s or 40s. And then it won't get away. So that's like the application of the Yeti, you know? Hey, right on. Well, I hope you guys had some fun over there. Well, you guys got to see the first-person action of Anticity's games. I'm sure there was some fun moments. Rest well. All right. Sounds good. So Goji's going to restart, and we'll see if we can get some matches. If worst case, if he can't connect for some reason, I can just do. I wanted to test a bunch of stuff too, so we could do that. So no big deal because we've had a lot of good replays today already. A lot of fun stuff. Well, welcome to the party, ladies and gentlemen. Ogres, I don't have any mods on. Yeah, we were just with the other lads. I don't have mods. Have mods on, by the way. Yeah, the Khorne Skull Cannons are a big winner. The ROR one is crazy good. I think that's going to be a staple in a ton of matchups, because especially in like Dom, the Skull Cannon is so maneuverable, and Dom actually has a lot of terrain that it can utilize and kind of like pillar hump, like old school classic WoW arena or Burning Crusade arena. Yeah, Yetis, I mean, having that much slow is really, really good. And you can do, you know, there's some cool combos. Like if you have a poison plus that, you know, you can really, really slow down units. Ogres have some poison, right? Actually, I don't know if they do. Let me check here. Yeah, you can basically, with using Dismember, you can. Yeah. Oh, Armor Sunder. Yeah, Noblars. Yeah, you do have it on the Boglars of the Mad Marshes. They have poison attacks. I knew they had some. Definitely some cool slow synergies you can do with the Ogre Kingdoms, right? So if you have like an Eshin Maneater, these guys, plus a Yeti, the combined slow on that is pretty disgusting, right? So that's going to be a negative 25% speed, and then poison is going to be slowing you down by 15%. And then you have the Yeti, which is another 45%. So with just like this combination of units, you could potentially slow like a charging cav unit by like almost its full speed. And it's going to be like potato speed moving away from you, you know? And Yetis are good fighters too. They're not bad. They have, you know, good AP values and a decent charge bonus. Yeah, I don't hate Yetis. I haven't played with them too much, so we still have a lot to figure out. Yeti double slow is definitely going to be their only use case. Agreed with you, Bahrain. I agree. Really strong though. Yeah, there's times where it's good. You know, obviously not going to be good against like dwarves and things like that. But like Bretonnia, we are on. Okay. I'm just checking something for the Goj. Same one as all other. We'll see if he can get on. Hopefully he can. Just checking with him. He might need to switch, but that's fine, because in the meantime, we could just test. I wanted to see how brutal Mangler Squigs are against other monsters. Like, I wanted to test them against, like, Dreadsaurians and other things like that to see how much damage they can do. I really hope they add Yetis and Norska. Is that flavorful? I mean, Norska has Skin Wolves in tabletop. I know... I don't... I mean, yeah, you know, they don't even have Famir in tabletop, so it wouldn't be a problem. Thank you, Turin. Nice and fun. Hope you had a good... Yeah, it was Giamma. Thank you for playing, dude. You've been an absolute MVP these past couple days. It's always a little bit tricky to find people to play with, you know, and in these early runs. Okay, go for it. Okay. So we're going to have him host and see if he can make it work. Okay. I see a lobby here. And code, please. And if not, we'll just get the testing. They do pretty well. 2 can kill Scarbrand. Yeah, it's pretty obscene. They're like, they have the same problem that Doom players have. Like Skaven Doom players in the previous patches were basically wrecking. Yeah, I think he's having some problems with his game here, so probably not going to be able to join. They were having some, like, Doom players were wrecking enemy cav. You know, that was the problem. So all right, so we're gonna get to testing. Okay, so on ER probs on different. Can you switch or no? Okay, so let's go test these guys. Let's get down to business. So we're gonna do Crossroads. We will do a little bit of Wurzag action just so I can snare things. Cool. And then let's like test like Mangler against, it's like a really powerful SE character, right? That we can kind of mess around with. We could check against, we could like do it against a Mammoth or something, right? Like, let's do like Wulfric on Mammoth. That's a pretty big ask, right? It has to be. All right, let's fire this up and see what's cracking. We'll even let him bring all of his abilities. Get to the bottom of it. Would double Dalgo be good for Khorne, Karnak, and Arbol? And his, yeah, potentially. Yeah. Okay. No problemo. So we're gonna fire it up right now. Get this party started and see how this goes. Do you think Mangler... So here's the thing. The Mangler Squig Doomstacking campaign won't be as good. Because one of the big benefits of the Mangler Squig is when it explodes, it does an egregious amount of damage to infantry, right? So you'll be losing a lot of models. And I don't know how that is for a sustainable Doomstack, right? Okay, so this is a 1,000 gold unit versus like a fully kitted out Combat Lord. Why is he hurting? Oh, Wurzag's Revenge. Okay. So here it comes. Got the big boys in there. All right. And so far, the Mammoth is doing all right, but the Manglers are really bouncing pretty hard there. He's connected. This is like a, you know, a huge monster, right? Oh, do I have the overlay? Shit, I'm such an idiot. Okay, don't worry. You guys are here for the final part of the show. Yeah, we got it. We got it. That's a classic play. All right, so the Mangler Squig. But to be fair, Wulfric is not anti-large, but that's so cost-effective, you know? That's so cost-effective, dude. Oh, man. Okay. So now let's go try something a little stronger. Let's get... so Mammoth is like an infantry monster. But that's a 14,000 HP guy, right? That's pretty thick. Let's test it against like an Ice Witch on her Frostworm. This thing is like an anti-large monster. We'll just, you know, cut the abilities. I just want to mainly test it against a Frostworm and see how this does, so I'm going to cut the abilities for now. Yeah, let's try this out. All right. Do you still have AI stats on the lowest, though? Oh, are they? Yeah, classic. Did I have my stats lowered or something? That might be part of the problem. Okay. Go for it if you want. Maybe I do have the AI stats on low, though. Let's fix that before we do more testing. And then I can retest versus Wulfric. I don't think it would make a difference because that was such a decisive one, even like a stat line increase. I think the stats are lowered on the AI for some reason, though. So let's double check that real quick. Okay. Can we get a Wurzag dance ability? I don't think he actually dances if you use it on his big form. AI stats modifier? Current. Okay. Why is it like that? Okay. There we go. So that should be fine, right? Yeah. So they did have a stat modifier. So let's retest Wulfric because that's not a fair test. Clearly there was some drama there. There was some election interference. All right. So let's get Wulfric back. He needs a chance at redemption. Oh man, I don't even know where Norska is because I never play them. Yeah, I don't know why that was set to default. Like, because I've always had it on normal. I think just on the early build, it like sets it to default by accident. I was wondering why his stats looked low. Maybe I just had changed the settings and this client is different. Oh, Kugath will win. Kugath might have a trouble against 2 Mangler Squigs, though. If you got like a full surround on him or something. Yeah. Here it comes. Let's go time, baby. Let's see if Wolfric can redeem himself. Oh, it's sandbox mode. Well, it should be fine now, right? We have it fixed up, so ain't no drama. Yeah, Wolfric's stat line's normal now. Cool. Yeah, during yesterday's testings were all lower too. Okay, that makes sense. I'm glad that we caught that today. Well, let's get some proper testing in today. This is good. Some anglers versus Wolfric. He's popped his items. Okay, he's connecting better this time, but when these things really get going, yeah, when they're like rampaging and just bumping and grinding, there's a little bit of RNG with it because like the melee defense versus the melee attack is a variable too. But he's taken a lot of damage, and the Squigs haven't lost a single model yet. They have a lot of HP per model. Look at that. They still have 4. Okay, and they're grinding. This is a lot closer. We probably have to test this a couple times to get like an accurate result. I mean, I think the Mangler Squigs could win that for sure. That's so good though, because these are supposed to be an anti-infantry unit, right? But the fact that they perform so well there is crazy. Let's try that again. Oh shit, I could have just rematched. Let me turn off the sandbox mode thing. Is that something I need to turn off? Unit caps, sure, why not? Doesn't matter. Okay, fine. Let's try it again. Even with normal stat line, they destroy their supposed hard counter. Yeah, they should lose to mass. Mass is supposed to be what gets them. Okay. Cool. So I have 2 people coming to play. I got Flying Taco and Goji. So we can do some cool stuff. It's gonna be a lot of fun. All right. Let's see how they do here in the rematch. Okay. I don't know if I don't think it does friendly fire. I'm not sure. I haven't tested it too much. Oh, it resets every single time. Are you serious? How do I get rid of that? Hold on. Am I just in the wrong? Okay, so we're in land battle. Yeah, the AI modifier gets set back. Realism mode is not going to do that. So what, I just have to go to the middle every time? That's so annoying. Okay. There we go. He gave him, yeah. Is there any way to like keep it like this? Or is it just going to be trolling me nonstop? Let's just buff bloats to be as strong as Mangler Squigs. I know. Tell me about it. They should just tie a bunch of bloated corpses together on like yeah, so we'll try and see if I can get the AI to fight 2 separate fights. It's a little bit tricky to test versus just AI, but we'll just get a War Mammoth too. Cool. Doesn't do that in live. Yeah. I don't think so, Bahrain. Maybe I could try changing the difficulty. Try changing it in campaign. Yeah, I might need to change the settings. I don't mind doing it manually right now, but hopefully I won't forget. You can do the test? Oh, cool, Taco. Yeah. Well, Taco, we could just play a game, and then when Goji's ready, we could just alternate. Taco's been just crushing with Ogres, man. With everything, basically, but it's been an absolute beast. Okay. So these are mammoths. Warzag is going to be able to maybe draw one apart. So this is a little tricky. Look at that. They're even lined up here. I need to like lure 1 to each side. That's gonna be enough. Okay. Are you gonna get it? Come on, mammoths. You know you want it. I should have made them the attacker too. No. All right. So let's get you on you, and then pull you back a little bit. Great. I think we're gonna get the proper test here. Okay, great. So we're gonna get the test. Awesome. That charge did really good with that War Mammoth though. Yeah, 14,000 HP monster. This time Wolfric's kind of losing the fight, and his stats are normal this time around. He even has Sword of Torgold. The regular War Mammoth's actually doing a little bit better. That's still great value though, especially against Wolfric. I mean, if he loses that, that's wild. So the War Mammoth did fine, but Wolfric is actually going to lose this fight. The Mangler Squigs here, still 2 models. Oh, maybe he holds. So those are like 14,000 HP monsters, right? So if we go into the ballpark of like, we can, oh, you know, it'd be funny to try. We could do this. So Karl Franz is a character who, you know, in theory should be good against Squigs. Let's try him out. So he's like a character who's a good combat character, but he doesn't quite have as much, oh, damn it, dude, the stat line thing. I need a human AI, yes. Yeah, this will be the last one. And then we'll do some battles here. I just got to restart this. Look how cool Karl Franz is. He's awesome, dude. Just powerful face. So annoying. That stat reset thing. There's always something. Yeah, it was upset at the screen blocker for shadowing its moment of glory. Yeah, it sure was. This won't take long. Thankfully, my PC is pretty powerful, so it can load these fast. All right, let's go here and reset it. Awesome. Difficulty, I mean, what do I... Sandbox? Okay, well, does that actually make that default, though? Is that the question? Oh, okay, whatever. Let's try it. Do the Mangler Squigs beat Steam Tanks? Probably. Yeah, I think they would beat a Steam Tank for sure. I've looked at all the animations for the Greenskin spells. They're pretty rad. They are pretty cool. All right. Yo. Go ahead and set up a lobby. We feast. Let's do a Dom game. So you can use CA Dom map. So we're going to do a Dom game with Taco. He's pretty good at domination, so. All right, let's go see how Carl Franz does against Mangler Squigs. So he's a mammoths are extreme HP monsters. So let's see, he's going to get the full charge and everything. So he should get the impact damage, and he has like Almaraz, and is he just not going to attack? Oh, is it because Sandbox mode? Okay, lovely. I love this so much. This is great. Is there any way to get him down from there? Or is it just going to stand still? Come on. Come on, Carl. You can do it. I've never done Sandbox mode before, so first time for everything. All right. So I guess we just have to do it the old-fashioned way. Okay. So no Sandbox mode, because apparently that does the cheat codes, and then we got it on normal. Yeah, I assumed in Sandbox they still do things, but I guess they just stand still and let you shoot. Okay, they won't initiate attack, even if I shoot them. Got it. All right. Thank you guys for bearing with my idiocy as we load into Crossroads one more time. And it is time. The Mangler Squig. The Orc Archers look pretty cool. Kugath, you want Kugath? I think that would be fun to see, actually. Franz should beat these things. He should. I mean, he's like 2,400. He's got full items. It'd be pretty obscene if he loses. Okay, so Franz is going to attack, and he's gonna when he lands, his leadership thing should be fixed. Come on, Squigs. Let's go. As a Damascus, this is great stuff. Yeah, I'm glad you think so. Okay, so he gets the initial attack. All right, Franz, how's it going for you, little buddy? Oh, not looking great. Oh, man, okay. Maybe he's going to get it. Come on, Franz. You can do it for the Empire. Come on, beat the Squigs. Oh, it's really close. That could go either way with a little bit of RNG, either one direction. There's only one Mangler left. Dude, that's close. And he used all his items, too. Yeah, it actually... Oh, no. Oh, no, Franz. Yeah, that's pretty wild. How much value do they get? 2,100 value. Franz got like 900, yeah. All right. Okay, last one, I promise. We're going to do Kugath. We're going to do the strongest fighter in the game. We're going to let him use all... Let's take away his magic, but he can keep his abilities and stuff. Yeah, we'll let him keep that and that, his buff spells, and Pestilent Decay. So we're just going to do like combat Kugath versus two Manglers. Oh my god, the freaking stat thing probably reset. I hate this so much. Can someone Photoshop the Squigs into the trailer where Franz is surrounded? That's actually really funny. That's really funny. Let's see, maybe it didn't reset the stat thing. Give him a heal. If you lose, I'll drink toilet water in the name of miracle. How about you don't do that? Yeah. Okay, let's see how Big Boy Kugath is looking. Are his stats lowered? Did it reset? Yep, it did, because this is so stupid. Okay. Where do you guys think? You think Kugath can beat two Mangler Squigs? You want to give him a heal? We can give him a heal, too. That's a more practical application, so we'll give him a heal. And so it's a good thing we reset anyways. And then here we need to do this and this. Okay. Here it comes. Tariff needs to make a video of the Mangler Squids taking over the Empire. Yeah, that would be funny too. Pestilent Decay won't do anything. It'll do something. It's not insignificant. Like if one of the Mangler Squigs gets brought down to like, sub 10 HP, a couple ticks of that could kill it. So Mortis engines obviously aren't great against big things, but they're not completely irrelevant. Like I've had games where something gets away with a couple HP and then the Mortis engine finishes it off. So yeah. All right. So here we are. Kugath versus double Mangler Squig. Let's find out. We're going to get a surround on him too because we have the speed advantage, so. Wurzag. You're a little bit nervous? Oh, Kugath's throwing his toilet bowl stuff at us. All right, so we're going to get like a full surround here, and then we're going to do a little bit of this, and we're going to make sure they attack at the same time. Okay, okay. Well, Kugath has got a lot of HP and heals, so maybe he'll be all right. Yeah, the heal is already off, so Fleshy Abundance mitigates the initial damage. Kugath is the strongest fighter in the whole game, so I expect him to win this. But, I mean, the DPS does add up, and without healing, Kugath might be in some trouble. He is taking a lot of damage. And he is being ground down. It's definitely cost-effective, right? The Manglers are going to have a lot of value. They'll at least pay for themselves. And with the Wog, you know, we'll pop the Washer. Why not? Let's go. Come on, give it to me. There you are. All right. So the Wog is active, and Kugath is getting a little bit low. He's down to 7,000. Manglers are running low on models, though. But yeah, the magic is in the stat thing. It's what does it. So yeah, Kugath held his own. We finally found the counter to the Mangler Squig. It's Kugath. All right. The healing was big. I got you. I knew Kugath had to lose there. All right, so let's go here and see what's cooking. All right, find this. And join with code. Huh, it says incompatible game version. That's weird. So it says incompatible. Did you have map pack on? You might have the map pack on. That's probably what it is. All right, give me a second. We'll get this squared away. Cloudberry version. And see what's cracking. I'm going to try restarting my game just to see if that solves the problem. Same. All right, so we're going to relaunch it. We're on this version here. The Mangler models do more damage than any SE in the game. Yeah, they do. I had people saying they don't think they were OP in the comments of yesterday's stream. I think they can be defeated. They're not like unstoppable, but they're pretty unfair to play against. Like they can crack games open very hard. Like if the Mangler Squigs catch like a weak character, they just kill it like instantly. Tested 2 Mangler Squigs and can beat Scarbrand. Yeah, that makes sense. Scarbrand doesn't have healing and he's got way less HP. So that's pretty good. And like the Manglers will also counter any infantry on the roster. Probably the only cost-effective thing to send against them would be like Hounds or something, right? Yeah. All right. So game. We might have to have a shorter stream though if I can't find anybody to play with. We'll see. All right. Okay. Let's check. Let's try this. And we'll see if we can get him in here. We might be in trouble though. We will see. Okay. Otherwise, we continue trying out duel situations. Skirmish Cav? Yeah, Skirmish Cav can do it, but eventually they're going to get to something, right? They do have Rampage, so you can pull Mangler Squigs into a tough situation, potentially. You know, you might be able to. Okay. You can see if Anticity wants to play some more. I don't know if he's still in chat here. He's probably burnt out, though. Homeboy just played like 6 hours. Pretty damn wild. If no one's around, we play Warcraft 3. You guys want to go play Classic WoW and see the suffering? That would be something. Absolutely. Maybe drop Mangler weapon strength by a lot. Yeah. Maybe it did. I'm guessing there is something there. Yeah, so we're having, I mean, obviously on the early access build, sometimes you have compatibility issues and things like that. So we might not have anyone to party with here, unfortunately. We'll see. We'll try with this gentleman here. If you can get... We got 2 people we're trying with. Hook me up with a... Yep, I wish I could blind. I don't have any extra keys, unfortunately. Yeah. So yeah, it says it's like some weird different version or something. It does happen. Because they often like patch like the early access version and then, yeah, then it takes a little time. We have replays actually, so we can watch replays. Yeah, we have replays to watch, so we're not screwed. We got stuff to do here still. We actually have some taco replays of him just beating me down a couple of really funny matches, so that would be hilarious. All right. So let's load and see. I mean, I don't see anything here. Let's fire this up. Okay. Okay, we'll try this one more time. Worked. Gonna cast a replay. BRB. All right, so we're gonna try casting a replay here. So I should be able to switch in and get this going. I think there was, yeah, there was, wait, why does this, yeah, they had an update, which definitely caused some issues. That's why we're having connectability issues. Okay. But nonetheless, I got some fun games. So this is a really cool one. This is probably one of the best games we've had in the early build. So check it out. This is going to be a matchup, ladies and gentlemen, between the Greenskins and Norska. So this was on Gorgazan, and it's going to be Gorchad with the Burpa as well as the Big Spider. This was a really fun game. So here we are. Let's get it cracking. Let's have some fun, and let's see how this is going to unfold. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so for the Greenskin army, Norska does have a fair amount of large, so the front line is going to be predominantly spears. So we do have a front line of Orc Boy spears, backed up by a Night Goblin Big Boss who's going to be doing the Squig summons. So he has 2 Squig summons, as you would guess. A couple of Orc Air Boys to put pressure into like javelins, other threats like that. In the backfield, more Orc Boys and Boar Boy Biggins who are going to be teamed up with Gorchad. So no, it's not. I don't think it is Window. Yeah, I checked that several times today. So Gorbad is great, as you guys have seen, because you have the Great Lita and Morglor the Mangler. So this weapon actually gives him 75% base damage. So he can go fisticuffs with like true hardcore combat characters during the duration that he has that. Yeah, and the Burper is pretty good. It's a good SE fighter, and on top of that, it's pretty good against infantry as well. So you can use it against Marauders, and it can stand and bang. And that is pretty much it. We do have the Curse of a Bad Moon as well as Vindictive Glare. And for Taka's build here, he's going to be using the War Mammoth Shrine, which is actually, I've been seeing it a lot more in Domination too. But the War Shrine Mammoth gives 10 leadership and also does have a building aura of Vigor and Phys-Res, so that's kind of badass. We got Throg Daddy, who's a great anti-large fighter, very good against the new Greenskins, and a Famir Balefiend of Fire. I also forgot to mention, I do have the Flinger Shrine. So I have the Spider, the Arachnarok Spider with the ranged attack, which you can see applies the speed debuff and vigor debuff to these Berserkers here in the front line. One last thing is we have Monkey here. So we have the Khorne Monkey. So it's going to be Sila Angfingrim. This is the Khorne Monkey, which is now on the Norskan roster. And it's a pretty damn okay fighter against light armor. Struggles against armor from my anecdotal experience. It does have decent AP values, but you know, this thing does have a rampage contact effect. So you can use an explosion, kill for Khorne, and it will rampage something. So it's really good for like isolating a unit and potentially picking them off, which I think is pretty cool. So that's going to be it. Let's get this battle started. I do have the Spider, which is going to be using its range attack. And honestly, 400 range on that isn't bad. I'd be curious to see how the Spider would trade into like traditional artillery and things like that. All right, so skirmishing here, we're poking with the Goblin Wolf Riders, getting some topical damage against Throg Daddy. And the Flinger Shrine is still shooting, and the tracking on it isn't terrible. You know, if unit's just kind of marching normally, it's going to be able to do some work. In the meantime, though, Throg coming in with the Mammoth and Sila Angfingrim, who does not do terror, actually. So the Monkey of Khorne does not cause terror, so that is certainly, you know, certainly not terrible. By the way, Sila does also have a Mortis Engine effect. It's very weak and very short range, but he did not bring it, so the Mortis Engine is not going to be in play here. The Acid Burper going to be watching the advancing big monsters. Got to be careful that thing can rampage. And right now we're going to be running back through the Orc Boys while the Monkey of Khorne comes in and tries to get a cheeky little rampage right there, but it looks like we are able to run away. So, big magic going to be coming in, going to be bunker busting my front line. That is going to be a burning head being propped. And in response, I do call out Squigs as kind of an artificial buffer against those. Now, the Arachnarok Spider trying to chase off some of the hounds here, as those hounds are forced back. Airboy's getting good shots in, so I do have a good firing line and do use the Vindictive Glare right there, so I'm able to get some respectable damage. And on the flank, Gorchad is going to be fighting, so Gorbad's going to be leading the Boar Boys on the flank, and they should be able to win this fight. They should be able to do okay, for sure. They have anti-large, they have armor piercing, their stat line's going to be +10/+10. You can see the Great Leader is in here doing his thing, and some Orc Spears are going to be coming across to help out as well. Up here, we do have Scylla and company, unfortunately able to break through my front line very well, even with the Squig Summon. A lot of arrow fire coming in, but now this is very dangerous because Taco does have the opportunity to get in and flank my engagement here. Now, this fight is going extremely well. The Marauders and the Skinwolves are losing. Gorchad is giving a good combat buff. In the meantime, the Spider does help out in the front line, as does the Acid Burper, but I do kind of fall in a bit of a bad position. I was over here, and my monsters were out of position. Should have had them kind of screening and maybe helping out in the middle a little bit more. In the meantime, on the side, the Khorne Wolves and the Norska Ice Wolves attacking the Orc Air Boys, but being attacked by Orc Boys as well, so not the worst trade in the world. But Gorchad giving good combat stats. Here we're going to be dropping a Curse at a Bad Moon, so it looks so cool now. Check this out. So the Curse at a Bad Moon is active, and oh, I love it. That is so nice looking. But it does apply a pretty substantial debuff, so you can see the Nasty Curse is going to be very, very good here. So moving in is the Night Goblin Boss and the Arachnarok Spider, and now we're going to take a pit fight. I'm happy to do it. You know, I have a healthy unit of Orc Boy Spears here. Yes, their leadership is fickle, but their stat line is going to be pretty sauced with Gorchad nearby. So I feel like the pit fight's going to go okay. Bounce Fire is pretty much dead even. Nobody's in a really commanding position right now. We do have the Big Mammoth getting quite beat up. The Arachnarok Spider here getting into combat. Nice anti-large bonus. We have the Orc Boys on the ground. Vindictive Glares coming in from the Night Goblin Shaman as well. And we have the Khorne Monkey battling it out versus the Acid Burpa. Now, that's probably better for Monkey because Monkey is, you know, has really high weapon strength, doesn't necessarily rely on a bonus for his infantry. But Acid Burper is, I guess, around a similar price point, to be honest. But this is like what you want with Gorbad, right? You want a big, big, nasty pit fight where you're going to be getting that +10 stat buff in all your units, which is incredibly cost effective. And the Orc Spears are still hanging in there, putting a lot of anti-large attacks into Scylla. And here we're going to be using Curse at a Bad Moon again. Not necessarily for damage, I think, or is that... No, that was actually Scylla's ability. Yeah, so look at that. It's an AoE Rampage Explosion. So Gorchad is out of control, the Acid Burper is out of control, and here the Orc Boys are going to be moving in. Meanwhile, my other flank does kind of get collapsed. The Khorne Wolves able to do some nice work, and Taco doing an excellent job chasing down my routing unit. So really just going to be coming down to the pit fight right here as the Arachnarok Spider does battle it out versus the War Mammoth. But if I can get the War Mammoth off the battlefield, feeling pretty confident I can win this game, despite being a little bit behind in the balance of power here. So War Mammoth is down to 2,900 HP. Gorchad is a really good fighter, and the Arachnarok Spider, I like the utility of having like a ranged anti-skirmish cav unit that's also an anti-large fighter. It's not bad, right? So we do force this back, and unfortunately the big Squig did pop. The Khorne Monkey was able to get the kill on my Colossal Squig in tandem with some of the Norskan Ice Wolves here. I think, no, it actually lived. Yeah, that's right. I played this game a while ago, so it's all coming back to me now. But the Acid Burper is on the hunt. It is hunting down the Warshine Mammoth. And as far as value goes, about 1,300 so far. So at this point, I'm going to be using my Skirmish Cav to just harry this Mammoth and try and pick it off. And we're going to be coming back in for the pit fight here. So we have Gorchad, we have the Goblin Boss, and we do have the Arachnarok Spider. Now, the big issue for me are the Khorne Wolves. A lot of anti-large here. Skin Wolves are going to be quite excellent against the Burper. Also respectable against the Arachnarok Spider here, who currently is getting a little bit beat up. And we're trying our best to hunt down that Warshine Mammoth. If that thing comes back, could be a little bit of a problem. So you can see my Goblin Wolf Riders trying to get over there and chase it, but they are being harried by these Norskan Ice Wolves, which is probably going to allow an opportunity for that thing to come back. Curse at a Bad Moon active once again, and is it applying the debuffs? Yeah, the Nasty Curse is active on a couple units. That's going to be hurting. And in the meantime, Gorchad is trying his best to get down Scylla Angfingrim. So really, really working on that right there. While the Arachnarok Spider is going to be continuing its anti-large barrage here on the old Balefiend, but seems to be just getting dragged down. It's getting wounded, it's taking a lot of damage, a little bit of armor sundering coming in there from my opponent on one of the units. I think it's the Balefiend. Yeah, Balefiend does have armor sundering. And we lose the Spider, so both my opponent and I are losing a lot of our monsters. We do have the Duel of Fate, so it's going to be the Acid Burper versus Monkey. And, oh, that's a lovely shot right there. You just got totally unloaded on that guy. But I don't know who's going to win it. Pretty epic fight. The Wa is active right here, so let's get it. Acid Burper needs to win this. And this is really like a big deciding factor in the game. Whoever's monster wins this probably is going to be in the advantage going forward here. 24 HP, and Monkey gets the KO. And the Acid Burper explodes and does do a little bit of damage as it explodes with the stomach acid and actually melts down the Monkey. So Monkey does get melted by the afterburn effect of the stomach acid there. Oh, that's hilarious. All right, in the meantime here, we have Gorchad Ironclaw. Gorchad's going to be taking the Famir Balefiend to Pound Town. Really fast mobile fighter. Grimgor just crying in the shadow with his 36 movement speed or whatever the hell it is. But Gorchad gets in and karate chops the Famir Balefiend. So, man, we got a knockdown, drag-out fight on our game, ladies and gentlemen. On our hands, on our game. And it's on both, technically. The Warshrine Mammoth is going to be on its way back in. Arachnarok Spider does get broken. The Night Goblin boss trying its best to salvage that situation. Squig Summon was held in the back pocket, so the Night Goblin boss did have one Squig Summon. And basically here, just trying to get away from Throg. Throg is a very good counter against Gorbad, so I'm hoping that I can rally the Arachnarok Spider and get that back on the menu. In the meantime, Squigs are fighting the Skin Wolves, and the Skin Wolves anti-large bonus is going to be excellent. So that will tear through Squigs very fast. And Throg is probably going to be able to beat down this Night Goblin boss. He's an okay fighter, but like Throg is literally just leagues above him in terms of combat prowess. In the distance, the Mammoth is on its way back in. I am falling behind a little bit on the balance of powers. My Night Goblin boss does get karate chopped, but thankfully for me, I am able to rally the Arachnarok Spider, which is going to be flinging a Spider Bombardment over here, potentially doing some work against the infantry, but no, a little bit of a swing and a miss on that one as the Night Goblin Shaman does run. Yeah, the Slaughter Chimp got the job done. It did. Couple Ice Wolves moving in against the Arachnarok Spider. It's going to be engaging here with Gorbad. So Gorbad does move in and goes after the Norskin crew here. What is debuffing the stat line? Yeah, it must be the wounds, right? Yeah, I think it's the wound profile there. So why are the stats debuffed on these guys? Oh, exhausted. Oh, so it actually reflects it properly now. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, because before it was kind of hard to tell that, but Arachnarok Spider is running away, and Gorchad is going to be fleeing. And at this point, it's basically just going to be, you know, Benny Hill, right? Both sides are completely destroyed. Not much left. Couple Skin Wolves, couple loose infantry here and there. Gorchad is a very, very good fighter, but I don't think he's going to be up to the task. He gets hunted down by Throg, and that's going to be all she wrote. So GG, well played. That was very, very fun. And yeah, I enjoyed that one quite a bit. Oh, yeah, I'll still be focusing on domination. It's just people who play in the early builds usually don't play Dom, so... there's not a whole lot of domination in people who do like YouTube and Twitch and stuff. But yeah, really close, really fun game. Monkey was able to get the job done. Monkey got 2,000 value, so that was really good. And the Rampage was also quite clutch also. I like that a lot. Gorbad was a solid, you know, force multiplier there. And the Spider got 1,200. Burper got 1,800. Honestly, probably cutting the Spider and just getting a second Colossal Squig is a better investment, but hard to say, honestly. GG, well played. That was a really, really fun one. So now let me go ahead and see if we could try again. Okay, and let's see what's cracking. Sure. All right. So we actually have a domination player who showed up. So you guys know the world champion of the recent Total Tavern, Solasora. So technically the top domination player in the world right now is available to play because they are on this build because they qualified for the Creative Assembly event. So that's very fun. All right, so let me get Total Tavern up. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this real quick, and now we have some games on our hands, which is gonna be fun. All right, you ready? Check in here, and let's go ahead and fire it up with the map pack. Yeah, the monkey was scary. Silo was punching my dude in the face pretty hard. All right. Let's see if Solasora is ready. Booting up, right on. So we played a couple of games the other day with Soli. Sola is very good. I will struggle to get games off them. I can assure you, but it's possible. It's possible. All right, so ranked battles. And let's do this and get this going. So now we're going to play some Dom games. No problem. Cool. So Soli is here, and we're going to be on Domination, and which is certainly I'm better at than Conquest. We can do the Glade of the Ever Queen, or we can do an Imperial Road game out of the gates. All right. So for game Uno, I will play Ogres. Great. Stand by. All Ogre. Anyone you want. The Maw's wriggling. It is. It's coming. It's pretty creepy, that like background graphic. It's definitely disturbing. It's like the Sarlacc Pit of Doom. Okay. And here we are. The fate of the old world. Ogre Kingdoms versus... Just waiting to see. I don't think they're playing Bretonia. I would be pretty shocked. I mean, Khorne, yeah. Yeah, okay, cool. Ogres versus Khorne will be fun. That will be a fun one indeed. All right. So we're here back in the game. Let's get the blocker up. And should be firing it up here. Okay, so against Khorne, I'm going to try and bring some like stronger builds for sure. Khorne has got some scariness. And the Khorne Gores are one of the big problems in this matchup, I would say. They're going to be an issue. So we'll get you. I think those will be fine. And then for the Lord Choice, yeah, Biggest Chungus probably just has problems in the... I want to bring Greasus, but I feel like he's just going to get wrecked by the Khorne Gores. He'll just get stuck and then just die in a blob. I think we're going to use... Yeah, Brag the Gutsman. Because he's just going to spam Khorne Gores. That's probably what it's going to be. As far as the Lord choices go, Boba Festus in the Sarlacc pit somewhere. Yeah, that's a pretty apt analogy, I would say. Blood Vultures, yeah. So he's going to bring the Skull Cannon too, right? The Skull Cannon's going to be a thing. So that's frightening. So we need to have some answer against that. So we'll do a little bit of this. I think that's going to be a good choice. And then Iron Guts are all right. Probably just bonus first infantry. Ogre Bulls will be my best friend. Boba Festus. I love that. That's so good. All right. So Scrag the Slaughter sucks. Slaughtermaster basic is always pretty good. You could bring Lore of Death now, but against these guys, probably Troll Guts is your best friend. Just a traditional Slaughtermaster with Troll Guts, I think would be the direction that you would want to go. All right. So let's cut this, get that, and then we can bring this. And awesome. Awesome, awesome. So what else do we bring here? The Thunder Tusk is probably pretty damn good here, actually. I suspected that thing is just going to be meta under many circumstances. What is it, 2250? Yeah, it's reasonably expensive too. But it does have that nice range attack, which just does so much work. All right, so from here, we're going to be dealing with large mobile threats, probably. Ogre Bull dual weapons are solid. Iron Guts what are Iron Guts good against in this matchup? Good against, the Warrior. But the Warrior can be dealt with... Yeah, maybe we want one Iron Gut, or we could even just do we want the Eshin Weeb Eater? Yeah, the Eshin Weeb Eater could be something. Let's get a couple of these for screening. And Yeti against Khorne, what applications does Yeti have? Probably not too many. I mean, good against Chaos Knights, perhaps. Can certainly mess up diving. But they're weak to fire. Screw that. Khorne has a bunch of fire damage. Can we try rank line Noblars for Ogres? Yeah, well, we had that earlier. Anticity, when he played on the stream, had the Noblar Punishment Squad come in, which was pretty epic. Sky Striders are pretty good. They do magic damage, so maybe they're so expensive. Getting just a Bornfang Cav Great Weapon is probably just better. The Weeb Eater in this matchup, if he does go foot characters like Cultist, the Eshin Weeb Eater could be pretty good against those. So I think we do invest in that. And cool. Lead Belcher, no thank you. I don't think we need more shooting there. Yeti has magic attack strong against demons and undead. Does it? Oh, it does actually, yeah. So maybe we'll throw a Yeti in the build. We'll throw a Yeti in there. Why not? I'm not great at ogres in Dom. They're a tricky one to play, but very strong once you learn them. Very, very strong. All right, I think this will do, Pig. Yeah, I think this will do. Let's get a couple of those. Get you. I have a weird amount of money left over, which feels bad. I always hate when that happens. The Yeti ROR is very expensive. That thing's freaking 1,600. Oh, that's why. So did you guys know the Yeti ROR causes terror, actually? That's interesting. That's really cool. Okay, I did not know that. So today we learned. Today we learned, my friends. Yeah, that's pretty much going to be it, I think. I think we're ready to go. Let's not waste anybody's time. All right, guys. So the blocker, I'm not going to forget, I promise. There's the build. We're playing against the #1 Dom player in the world right now. Let's see if we can get some close games at least. Oh, man. Hopefully there's some folks who enjoyed the Conquest games. And now we're on to Dom probably for the rest of the stream. So probably we'll play a solid hour of games here. And now as Tormentor said, oh, nice. Good to know. Here we are. All right. Brag the Gutsman to remove ITP and Terror Yeti. That's actually a cool combo. I like that. That's not terrible. Noblars, yeah, we have Pigback Riders for sure. Pigback Riders are absolute chads. Did I bring the ROR? I can't remember. So yeah, we're going to have the championship this Sunday. This Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So it'll be midday, late night, and it'll be 7 or 8 p.m. Europe, depending where you are. We have Solasora, Tim the Wilder, Lord Chicken Feed, as well as Araman, who's, I believe, in VM Clan. So that should be a lot of fun. Yeti ROR has no fire weakness. Yeah. I probably should have just gone with the ROR Yeti. I brought the regular one just to be cheap, but that probably was a mistake. You like this map? Yeah, this map's pretty cool. It was made by one of our community members. Most of the domination maps are community made. All right, so we got the pigback riders. They're ready to just pigback on things. Cool. That's going to be our lovely front line, who's going to get massacred for the Great Maw. Okay, we got a Slaughtermaster. We're going to just park a pigback rider and a Nobbler on the objective here. And then we got an Iron Blaster to shoot the Skull Cannon, because the Skull Cannon is a big problem. So I know my opponent's probably going to bring it, so I'm going to try and tech against that preemptively. And then we get the pigback riders out here. You can put one here and get you on the outside here too. Yeah, that looks good to me. All right, so yeah, Stonehorns are insane, or Thunder Tusks are top tier. They're very, very good. No, pigback riders are very, 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 very good front line for you. They actually have shields, and they also have anti-large. And they do have the uncanny coordination. So while they're healthy, they get a big leadership buff. So their leadership's like really high. It's like higher than a lot of like State Trooper, Bretonian type units. Yeah. All right, let's get this party started. Good luck, have fun to my opponent. And let's pay the troll toll. Okay, let's move you guys up. And we're going to go do a little bit of poke. So we got, yep, see, the Hellforged Skull Cannon. Let's see how we do against it. That is probably one of the strongest units in the update. I might just lose to it. I don't know if the Iron Blaster is going to beat it in combat. But we're going to try. Yeah, we get a shot. Does he dodge it? Yeah, at the very least, we just keep shooting at him, and he's going to have to stay still eventually, and then we're good, right? Marlon Scarbrando's on his way in. What anti-large do we have? We don't have a whole lot, actually. It's kind of scary. All right. So, yeah, we do get a shotgun blast to the face. I guess we just tar pit Marlon Scarbrando. And yeah, you can see the Iron Blaster is doing a good job, actually. It's keeping him honest. Marauders of Khorne. So now we can start bombarding here. I need to call in some anti-large, probably. Although, do we want to just play around with the Yeti? Maybe we do. I think we need the anti-large cav. Okay, he just shoots an Oblar unit. Not the end of the world. I can also return the favor there. Okay, and the Iron Blaster is going to really, really tax my opponent's micro super hard. Okay, let's get the anti-large. Let's bring him out. Bring him out. And we get another snowball shot. And do we have any warriors here? It's mainly just trash units. Iron Blaster is trying, and here he comes. So he's charging into pigback riders, which is fine. So we're going to get the Iron Blaster and shoot here. We're just going to switch onto him here. And in the meantime, we just kind of keep poking while we call these boys out. And you Nobblers form ranks. And now Scarbrand's going to be running. All right. So let's shoot you, and we can switch on to you. We do have the poke here, so let's get these skirmishers to poke here and poke here. You guys go after these Khorne gores, and we live our best life. All right. So the Skull Cannon is getting shot a little bit. We're going to need some basic Ogre Bull units now, as we do get the Khorne gores a little bit trapped up here. And the Nobblar Trappers are doing excellent work. Let's keep you guys back. Do this. We want to keep the Mournfangs back too. Probably pull you guys up, and awesome. So the Khorne gores on the outside having some problems. Iron Blaster does get a nice shot there. But now we do get a lot of mobility coming in. So the Thunder Tusk needs to just get down and dirty probably. So we're going to just leave you back. Pull you back this way. And the Thunder Tusk is going to go ahead and charge in here and see if it can get a little bit of damage. And Ogre Bulls, yeah, it's tricky. There's a lot of halberds coming in. Like, that's a new element of this matchup you got to worry about, right? All right, so let's get the Thunder Tusk back. Let's get the Nobblars moving in. The Bulls can fight. And now that these guys are a little bit overextended, I'm happy to take this one. And now he's in some danger here. All right, so let's get our Lord back, do this, and call in some Saber Tusks, or do we just do regular Ogre Bulls probably? All right, so the Lord's going to run away, and we're going to go ahead and put the heal on my Cav if they need it. Do they? They're not really taking much damage. They're actually beating down those Minotaurs pretty effectively, so the Stonehorn is going to need to retreat, though. That thing's having a bad time. So let's get it out of here. The Minotaurs are having problems in our pit fight, and the Iron Blaster is still doing great work, but yeah, we're going to need Ogre Bulls to just screen out Scarbrando. And unfortunately, I'm probably on fire. Yeah, so it's going to mitigate my healing quite a bit. Let's see if we can get off fire before we heal, just to make it effective here. All right, Saber Tusks on their way in. Let's get you guys to go fight those Marauders. And the big boy is going to get away. So we got to wait for the fire debuff to wear off, and then we just drop a heal on him, which is going to be incredibly cost-effective. The Mournfang Cav are doing good, and you can see the Hellforged artillery piece is actually in some trouble. So let's go screen those guys out. shoot you into the blob here of the Khorne Gores. And okay, we killed his artillery piece. Nice. Nice, that's very good. All right, let's get some Noblars in here, just bodies. We just need things. So let's retreat back and keep this Iron Blaster online. The Iron Blaster is our saving grace, 100%. Okay, Pigback Riders, let's go. Let's get this Iron Blaster to start shooting Marlin Scarbrando, and you just go after the Marauders here with Noblar support, and we live our best life. So I'm going to have more healing soon. We do have some Blood Vultures, which I don't know how useful they would be, but at this point I'm just going to call out whatever I can. I just need things out in the battlefild like fast, right? The Mornfang Cav are getting smashed up. I do have the Dismember ability. I could use it on the Khorne Gores, but I think I'm going to save for the Meat Feast to be a little bit better. And let's get all of our anti-large poking in here, and you guys just take down these while we keep shooting Scarbrand in the side. Yeah, Scarbrand's taking some damage for sure. It's been good. All right, we're up in value, but we're losing on points, you know, which is all good. Noblar Trappers, let's just get some of them throwing their Ninja Stars in here, and we've almost got those Minotaurs down. The Thunder Tusk is doing work. I think we're starting to pull ahead value-wise. And I do have some Yeti action and some other scary boys. He's having to just like juke with Scarbrand super heavily, which is a big micro tax. Let's move up here. Noblar Trappers go after you, and we might actually be able to just get Scarbrand here. I don't want to risk losing my Lord. Yeah, because that could happen. Let's get the Thunder Tusk to come across and ram Scarbrand. We might be able to get a kill here, at which point we would be in a very, very good position. All right, so let's move you up. Do this. So the OP Skull Cannon has been taken down. We have Massacre. Pigback Riders are doing it, and we do have the charge coming across. Those Halberds are in trouble. Let's move up. I think we're winning. Are the Cav healthy at all? They're not. They're not worth healing. All right, Scarbrand's just going to be on the run. Although, you know what? There still are 5 models here, so let's heal them up. That's actually a respectable anti-large core. So the Halberd spam is not working super well because they're being dragged down by a lot of my like kind of weaker units. The Thunder Tusk is also just such a beast. Let's get its snow attack there. All right, so next up we're going to call out a Vanguard unit, which is going to be freaking awesome. We're going to call out the Eshin Weebeater. So the Weebeater is going to come and try and finish off Scarbrand. So he's going to go for the KO here. We're going to use the Meat Feast on the on this unit here. So you guys move here. You guys keep going here. These Halberds, the Khorne Gores will hopefully be taken down. Iron Blaster is still getting a lot of shots. Let's scoot and shoot it up a little bit. Hopefully the Eshin Weebeater is a good choice. We're going to see. He does have that slowing effect, so we're going to go ahead and use it here to slow him down, and then we're going to do this, and then this is going to shoot like point blank here. So hopefully the Weebeater can get that slow on him, and we can get the job done. All right, so we have anti-large. That's good. We are being stuffed back. Okay. He's taking some work. The Weebeater needs to get through, so we're going to use his Man-Eater Smoke Bomb to try and push through here. And the Stonehorn is getting the job done. The Weebeater is going to move around the side. You guys route that off. Let's call in some carrion birds to fly over top and get this. Oh, the anime attack. It's coming. It's coming. Uh-oh, Scarbrand. You're in some trouble, buddy. The anime nerd is coming for you. Okay, he got rampaged, unfortunately, so that's not going to happen. All right, let's move up. Need to do a little bit of housekeeping here. And the Mornfang Cav have gotten around the side and are just battling some random Marauders. Could use these birds to just try and get a pick here, I think. The Iron Blaster might be able to just finish him off, though. Might be able to. All right, let's do some unsummoning here. Let's go after you. And as long as we get the middle here soon, we're going to be okay. All right, moving up. Iron Blaster is doing it, and cool. All right, so we get the charge there. The Eshin Weebeater is on his way, and he's going to go after Scarbrand. I think we got this game, though. I don't see him coming back. Scarbrand's crumbling. We still went on just 2 objectives. As long as I just reinforce my back point, we're more than fine. So we're just going to get Pigback Riders and Ogre Bulls to move up and reinforce so he can't backcap me. Let's move you guys up, unsummon you guys, and awesome. So Scarbrand's down for the count. Now we just need to get middle from him before it becomes a triple cap situation, and then we're just laughing all the way to the bank, right? The anime nerd got the kill. He's got ogres coming in, or minotaurs, but we shouldn't have any problems with them. Move in there, move in here. And now we do the Meat Feast on the Thunder Tusk, which is going to be a backbreaker. Basically, it's just going to heal it, not to full, but pretty considerably. All right, GG, well played. All right, baby. Still got it. Still got it. That was a good scrap. The Iron Blaster won us the game. It single-handedly took down the Skull Cannon, which could have gotten a lot of value. And Thunder Tusk, of course, is very good, especially with healing. The Pigback Riders give you a nice, sustainable anti-large core, right? And who else did good? Yeah, the Eshin character came in, didn't really get a chance to shine. And the anti-large Cav got 1,000 value and still had more to give at the end. I did have the Golgs Man-Eaters, too. Yeah, good game. Good game indeed. I mean, if that worked against Sully, then it's pretty strong. Okay, so let's do the We could do... Blade of the Everqueen is fun. We could do the Jade Tomb. We'll do this one next. All right. Okay. So now who do we want to play? We played... Yeah, I need to see what Solasora wants to play. So what you want to play next? So I can have an Ogre Ninja, a Lord, and 2 heroes? Yes. No, we don't have tournament rules in Domination. Yeah. You don't need them usually, unless there's like something really broken like Mangler Squigs. Okay. So he wants to go Lizardmen. Do it. I'll go Greenskin. All right. So we're going to go Greenskins against their Lizardmen. So I know I kind of have a loose idea of what to expect. The Dread Saurian's probably coming. I'm not going to use Mangler Squigs. Definitely not. All right. So against Lizardmen, tough choices. Yeah, they definitely got a lot. So do we want to go really wide? I feel like the Colossal Squigs are nice, but the fact that they can get Rampage is really tough. We're going to get a couple of these guys. So I think we can do you and you. So I'm bringing mostly sweaty builds here. This is going to be pure sweat stuff. Okay. Because if I want to compete with the Soli, I have to play sweaty. Manglers just are good against everything. They don't really have a weakness. They're good against like every unit. Yeah, so that's not good. That ain't good. So Wurzag is an option. The Savage Orc Shaman is an option. I'm still actually a big enjoyer of Wurzag in this patch. He does some work. Power of the Wa. Do we need that? It does give a fat recharge, but you don't really need the recharge as much. Miscast chance is fine. Warpaint is fine. All right. Looking good. The Spider Hero seems... yeah, he's really good. He's very, very good. The Spider Hero is awesome. He's got a snare, he's got nets, you know, what's not to love. So you can definitely do a lot with him. I think he would be probably an auto take in a lot of matchups. Although, to be fair, guys, he's very expensive too. Like, it's not the cheapest thing in the world. All right, so we get 2 of you guys. Trolls in this matchup? I mean, are any of the new Squigs good? I don't know. Try Walmart Wurzag? Yeah. Okay. What's it going to be? The guy's really expensive. What does he bring to the table that Wurzag doesn't, though, is the problem. I mean, he gets a Wyvern mount, which is kind of cool. That's certainly not terrible. If we go with Gorbad, Gorbad is pretty good against big monsters. He definitely is, but he's not as good for like a battlefield control build. So Orc Boy Spears are probably going to be your core infantry choice here, I think. Man, Wurzag is so expensive. That's the only problem with him. He's very, very pricey. All right. So I think we mix in you guys. Got him at 2K on the dot. Now for reinforcements, definitely want some baseline squigs. I think even just regular trolls are probably good in this matchup, although stone trolls may be more effective. How do we deal with like a big Dread Saurian though, right? That's my concern, is the Dread Saurian beast, you know? That thing is just such a menace. Yeah, Gorbad is great. He's a good fighter. I like him a lot. Although against Lizardmen, what does he bring to the table? I mean, I guess he can help you win against Kroxigor pit fights, maybe. Wurzag is also a pretty good, you know, force multiplier. If you use his Bonewood Staff now, it's like on a blob fight, it's going to be decent. Yeah, let's get you guys. Call in a couple of these squealing pigs. No Mangler Squigs for us today. The Spider Shrine in this matchup, I think, is probably a little bit overrated. And the Black Orc infantry in this matchup, you know, maybe the Great Weapon infantry with their stat line buffs could actually be feasible. So maybe just like throwing one in reserve isn't going to be a bad idea. We get a couple Spider Riders, and we're just about ready. Double Web Flinger. Because Scarbrand into Ogres isn't bad. Yeah. Yeah. Scarbrand into Ogres is, on some maps, is decent. But yeah, Valkia would be way better. Valkia would be better. Arbol would be better. And I'm sure my opponent knows that. They're probably just trying stuff out. So Stone Trolls. Stone Trolls are fine. What's the upside of bringing them? I guess the armor and the missile resist is pretty big. The armored orc archers, probably not that useful here. I mean, just like a basic archer unit, right? We're going to need some more troopers. All right, that'll do, Pig. I think it's an okay build. It probably has some weaknesses against like a big Dreadsaurian. Like, I don't know how we effectively get through a Dreadsaurian. It's arguably you could go double Colossal Squig with like with some support, but if they could just go javelins, you're gonna have a really bad time, right? Oh, man, I feel like I'm just gonna get run over by a huge Dreadsaurian. I feel like it's gonna happen. I mean, the spider can kind of fight it, but even the spider gets dunked on by the Dread Beast. You know, it's not the prettiest fight. Could bring another bolt thrower, I guess, like a third one in deep reserve. I guess it's not a terrible idea. Yeah, alrighty. So that's going to be 800. So let's get you, and then we can just get 425, 425. All right. Let's see how this goes. Shit. I mean, this could be a disaster. I actually have a little bit of money I could spend, so we'll just get this. Great. Black Orc Big Boss with Biggins to give ITP against the big dinos. Yeah, it's an idea for sure. The style I went for is more like a battlefield control kind of build, controlling space using snares and nets and mobility, but grindy Greenskins maybe, but Dread Beast is so strong. The crossbow ROR has great melee stats. It does. The ROR crossbow, I have a couple replays with it, so I'll definitely use those. I'll put those up soon. I'm going to record. As soon as the stream's over, I'm going to get to recording a bunch of replays. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, Jade Tomb is a really nice map. So you have a home objective. It's a little bit hard to defend, you know, because there's a wood line here on the side where they can sneak through with like a million little skinks in the cohort. So yeah, I want to play a Nurgle game. I think playing a Nurgle game would be fun. Yeah, you're going to see Snagla for sure. He's here. I have him and Wurzag. So that's kind of cool, right? Because Greenskins can get double net. You can get Wurzag net and you can get Snagla net. So that's, you know, something that was often reserved for just like the Empire, like various elf factions. But now you have double net, which I think is pretty MLG. As a longtime watcher, yeah, so you must be from the days of old. The Dreadsaurians were an absolute meme when they first came out. And then they became pretty good. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I do know. All right. So let's get this going. Let's see if we can get some bolt thrower value, right? We got a lot of goblins who are going to get massacred. We just brought the baseline goblins, and so there's going to be a couple of those. With one more here, and great. So then we got Orc Boy Spears in the secondary to deal with, like, try and fend off Croxagores and Feral Cold Ones and stuff. We're going to have one Goblin parked on the back objective, and we got Wurzag. This Gobbo is going to roll with the main army. We got you, so those characters we need to actually micro. Skirmisher is going to grab the point, and Bolt Thrower number 1 and Bolt Thrower number 2 are going to be back here. So 5 and 6. All right, so we're about ready to go. And we're going to see if we can deal with the big scaries. I don't know what my opponent's going to do. It is a 13 model army, which means maybe it's going to be something wide, not wider, but like a Croxagore, like Bastillodon kind of build. Norska gets Khorne Monkey Hero. Yeah, they do. So Edwin, just like 2 games ago on the stream, I showed a replay with the Khorne Monkey on Norska against Greenskins, and it was an awesome showcase of it. So if you want to rewind back, you're going to be able to see it. Yeah, so I have 2 Effigy of the Gits and 2 Spiderweb attacks. So a lot of nets. I'm sure Sergio is going to be very excited for that. So, yeah, it was a really good battle, too. I don't think we're going to top that in terms of, like, seeing Scylla on Norska. So we got Skirmishers coming. Yeah, Bolt Throwers can start shooting at these guys. Why not? Put a little ammo down. We can always resummon them. They're pretty cheap, right? So this objective's going to be ours, and we can poke here, although we want to get the capture. Let's move you up there. And the Bolt Throwers into the Skink Skirmishers feels pretty haggard, but you know, it is what it is. We're going to waddle up and get that objective. And, okay, yeah, the Dread Saurian is very meta these days. So I'm not surprised to see it, but I do have nets in case it tries to, like, push into the secondary. And I think we get Broken Test Mob. Or we could get Trolls, too. The Trolls are definitely an option. So we're going to need to detach. Yeah, my opponent might go for my side objective a little bit. So let's, like, form ranks like so. We want to get the Bolt Throwers moving up to start targeting the Dread Beast. So let's see how we want to position them, like so and like so. There you go. All right. So first call-ins. That's a tough choice. I mean, the Black Orcs are cool, but I think we need something like dedicated anti-large. So we're going to get that in there, and you guys are going to come like this. And if those little gremlins try and move around the corner, I'm just going to actually take you and park these on that spot there and just block that choke point out. So we shouldn't have to worry about it. But my opponent's going to be hiding in the bushes. I just need to take this other objective here and hopefully live our best life. So I could summon some spiderlings too if I want to. Definitely it's going to be scary. My opponent's going to emerge from these trees. But the bolt throwers stand at the ready. And yeah, we just got to make sure they don't get back there and get our bolt throwers. All right, so moving on up, we have this character, and Wurzag is watching this side, and we can use the Squig summons if we want to. So let's get you up on the point, and get you up on the point to absorb the skirmishers. The Dread Saurian is now out of the tree, its natural habitat, so it's out of the tree line. And we're going to go ahead and call in what? Let's get some orc boys up here. Just some, like, fighty dudes, you know? And the little goblin might be able to do something. I think we can afford to... This is why you bring shithouse goblins, you know? Because you just want to fight this here and just let them absorb it. Because they're just really, really expendable. All right, so the goblins here, let's form ranks. And the javelin fire is doing a little bit of work there. And the Dread Saurian now needs to be targeted. So we're going to just sit on the Dread Saurian all game and see if we can maybe get it down. But I highly doubt it. You never know, though. You never know. And now let's call it another bolt thrower here, I think. So we're going to get this. Let's move it up here. And we're going to just sit on the Dread Saurian. All right, so Banishment's going to be a really good cast there. I'm definitely in a more danger than I was last game. So let's call some Spiderling summons out. And these guys are blocking the seam here. You guys go there. You guys go there. Call you over this way. And we're going to go ahead and drop a little Spiderling summon. Just to like tar pit, just ever so slightly. So let's get the bolt throwers and put them all in the same control group. And the Dread Saurian is pulled back. This is what? A Bastillodon Rev Crystal. So I think that might actually be a more tangible option to try and kill. He does use the Blood Statuette on us here. But we're going to need some just like Boar Boy Cav. We just need some like punching power to get through some of his skinks. Because that's going to be the biggest issue. So no great opportunities here. The Dread Saurian is on its way in. We can go ahead and use Ere We Go over here to buff the boys up a little bit. And now, is he going to actually go for it here with the Dread Saurian? So we can actually snare the Dread Saurian down. It's kind of pointless, actually. It's really not a great idea. But the Bolt Thrower is doing it, and we do have these Squig summons. So let's drop the Squig summon here. And hopefully our little spider character can get back. On this side, in the meantime, let's get some Squig Boar Boys out and just have them start running down these skinks. That's going to be very cost effective. And the question is, how long is our front line going to hold up here? So the Broken Tusk Mob needs to retreat. Bolt Throwers are all shooting, and they are getting that Bastillodon down. Getting rid of the healing first, maybe, is good. I don't know. Work Boys, get in there. You guys shoot the Battle Toad, get these Boar Boys back, and we do have some Baconators right here as well. All right. So moving on up, we can do the Effigy of the Git on you, and hopefully just now countercharge. So let's countercharge this, although it's not letting me click on this unit. You seeing this bug? Like, I can't click on that unit. Is it routing? Oh, that's why. Okay. It just didn't look like it was routing. I was like, is this some forbidden bug I'm not aware of? It could be. All right, Squig Herds. Let's get the Squig Herds coming up. And, yeah, we're getting some damage against that Bastillodon, right? Because the Dread Saurian is going to take, like, 45 minutes to kill. So I'm thinking... Uh-oh, our spider guy got trapped there. All right, let's net you down just to be safe and drop a spider summon, because he might actually die in that pit fight. In the meantime, we can call you in. And the Bastillodon is almost down for the count. Wurzag can use... do we have the Baconators fighting right now? We do, so we're going to go ahead and cast a little bit of a buff on them and pull you back this way. And it looks like there is some sneakiness trying to get through my lines here. So they're trying to get through. We're going to pull you back. Wurzag is going to retreat back this way and screen as well. And we can call in a Spider Rider now too. So we're going to get you over here. And the Baconators, do we have any bacon nearby? Not as much as I would like. So let's get you guys in here, you guys in here. Spears to screen this out, and you Squigs can feast on these guys. And how are we looking over here in the meantime? We need to retreat you back there. Cool. So they're going to retreat. We got Spider Riders coming. Let's get some Spider Riders over here and have them help out in this fight versus these Feral Cold ones. Hopefully it'll do a little something something. I could use the Mumbo Jumbo chant right here. I don't know how good that's going to be. We do have a Squig summon in the secondary, so probably going to drop a Squig summon back here and see what I can get done. Looks like there's some burning head action, but yeah, holding here is going to be very, very hard. Very, very hard. So let's retreat you. Because the Dread Saurian is such a monster, man. It's going to be very, very difficult to deal with my particular build. I think we win this fight against these guys. I think we do. Wurzag in the meantime. I could use the Mumbo Jumbo chant. I'm just going to do it. Slap the base. Mumbo Jumbo chant. So he can't move, but he does like a huge buff, which is really, really cool. Let's get you to start shooting at the enemy lord here. Let's rally all of our units. Wurzag is currently buffing everybody. And we can do Ere We Go here too. So that's going to give a big stat line buff. And we can move over here. Are we going to be able to hold the home objective is the question though. Let's get you guys back. Probably do a little unsummoning here. And what do we have out of the call-in here? So the Boar Boy Biggins are needed here. We can't afford to lose our home objective because if we do, we just lose the game basically. So all right, let's sauce you guys up. Do we still have Bolt Throwers online? The Goblin is still fighting like a champ. And we're going to try and do what we can here. So Bacon goes here. Bacon goes here. Effigy of the Git on you just to lock you down. Do what we can. But yeah, as I suspected, my build has some weaknesses against the Dread Saurian. For sure. All right, so we're going to go ahead and try and snipe his Slan if we can with our remaining Bolt Throwers. So let's get that focus fire going. Squigs will hopefully mulch them down. And will I be able to get that side objective? Maybe so. All right, a couple Orc Boys are back. Let's rally them back in here. Wurzag managed to survive. The Slan is getting beat up a little bit by our Spider character, which is super cool. We are up on value, but my opponent has healing, so it's not like enough, right? It's not enough. All right, so we got the Wog. Let's pop it. We have combats ongoing all over the battlefield. The Slan is actually almost dead, so maybe we can squeeze out a little bit of value against the Slan. Here we do start to get some momentum back on that objective, and I think the only thing I have with mass is going to be the. Yeah, Slan is almost down. We need to get the kill on that. That's like one of our few good engagements here, I would say. Dread Saurian is in the secondary, and what can we call out that's going to be good against it? I mean, Stone Trolls are all right. They have like good stopping power, but they're just going to get terror routed. Okay, we killed the enemy lord. That's big. We are starting to reclaim this objective back here, so that's good. And the little character here, he's going to go help out there too. The Dread Saurian just basically rampaging in the backfield. Let's get Squigs here. And do we have any Bolt Throwers online? Not really. He's been in my backfield for a while. So let's group you guys up. Have you roll up to the objective here. And looks like we are getting some decent routes. This map is very, very hard to see on, by the way. Very, very hard to see on. Any more call-ins that are going to be useful? Squig Herds? Sure. Squig Herds are good against most things. So we're going to get those guys. And the Stone Trolls arrive. The Dread Saurian, hopefully we can maybe play the objectives. And, have some success there. Let's go ahead and net down these guys. So we're going to net those Feral Cold ones. And we're going to go ahead and buff something over there. So we're going to do a little Wurzag magic. Let's get the Spiderlings to go there. In the backfield, we're cleaning up. Nothing out of Vanguard here that's going to be incredibly useful. Let's go Munch here. The problem is, even though we're value trading okay and now maybe starting to get some momentum, I feel we're going to struggle against the Dread Beast. Yeah, you would probably have to index like into a very specific playstyle to deal with the Dread Saurian, I feel. All right, so move up. You see, we're starting to retake ground, right? We've finally gotten out of our spawn back here. Yep, this one's going okay, but then the Dread Beast just shows up, right? So let's get the anti-large Boar Boys like right on top of those. Unsummon you guys, and we do get the charge. This objective, maybe we have a chance of getting. Do we have any reinforcements coming? We do. We have a fair amount over here, so I think we actually might have a chance at this objective. All right, so Wurzag and company are doing it. We do have some annoying dudes around in the backfield, so let's get those. And the Goblin Big Boss, yeah, the Piggy's got a little bit of work done on the Dread Beast, but I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. Our build just wasn't adequate at dealing with the Dread Saurian. You probably have to go, like, SE spam. Like, using Colossal Squigs unironically, like double Colossal Squig, could probably fight off a Dread Saurian. So I think that is the direction we need to employ if we were to play this matchup again. But good learning experience, for sure. This objective, we're getting a little bit of ground. We do have this thing, which is going to try and fight you. Probably call in a deep set Bolt Thrower. Ooh, we actually have a Bolt Thrower crew back online now. That's actually kind of nice. All right, Wurzag does have Bonewood Staff. So every time he casts a spell, he's buffing like super hardcore in one of the blobs here. So let's get you in there, and in the backfield, let's call in a Bolt Thrower. Bolt Thrower is going to start shooting at the Dread Beast, just in the small chance that we do get some ground, right? All right, so what else do we have? We have some Piggies coming in. Let's get the Piggies to go after the Dread Saurian. The Goblin, he's hanging in there. He's trying his best. You know, he's doing it. He is doing it indeed, and my opponent does have, unfortunately, some rallying units back here, so we can just take some Goblins and just go screen those out. All right. Looking good. Are we going to get the side objective? Probably not. We just don't have time. Even if we could somehow scrap back in this game, I think with another 20 minutes we could. Because, but 20 minutes is not domination. So he's just got that Dread Beast. I mean, aside from that, his army is kind of weak. Are we going to be... Okay, he resummoned his Slan, which is going to give up a ton of battlefield agency. We'll do the Mumbo Jumbo chant to give everybody here a huge combat buff, which I love that combo, by the way. It's freaking awesome. And we need to just get dudes up on the point. Like, dudes for the dude god, dudes for the dude throne. The boar boys are doing all right against the dread beast. And we do manage to get this point, which is great. So now we're going to head for his home point, although he does have some skinks coming over there, so I don't know how that's going to work out. Let's get Wurzag to go beat down this guy again, and you guys intercept these trolls. A couple little skirmishers coming back. Wurzag can fight them off. Yeah, it's over. GG. Well played. Good game. Cool test of the bolt throwers. Like, honestly, I felt like the value scrapping was good. Like, that build would probably work in a land battle, but in Dom, not so much. We need a little bit more oomph in it, you know what I'm saying? But the Goblin Assassin guy was really good. He was super nice. I really liked the Wurzag. Like, the Mumbo Jumbo chant is unironically even, is like actually good. Because it gives such a huge buff. It's like 24 melee attack, 16 leadership. That's so valuable for Greenskins, you know? That was a fun game, GG. GG 3 triple G. Let me say well played to you, dude. Very well played. Fun game. That was a fun game. I enjoyed that one a lot. So what would we change? Right? I think like a lesser Lizard player would have folded to that. 1,500 on the Dread Saurian. It didn't even come close to paying for itself. Wurzag was all right, supporting. Bolt throwers 600, 400. Maybe we're over kind of estimating the value of the bolt thrower. Right? Yeah, fun stuff. All right. Yeah, the bolt throwers seem to be disappointing me a little bit. Like, I would expect them to get more value, but I'm happy they're not overpowered. Like, they shouldn't be like dwarf bolt throwers. They're haggard goblins, you know what I'm saying? So the inaccuracy seems relevant, you know what I'm saying? All right. So, who do you want this game? I shall Khorne dog it. So we're going to Khorne on this map. Blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne, all that good stuff. Double spider actually might have worked there. Like, I think double colossal squig is better though, because the colossal squigs wreck infantry while still being respectable against big targets, and they're way faster. So probably double colossal squig, double goblin boss, Wurzag or the shaman, just very cheap. And then you just go massive orc boys. That would actually probably work well against that. You think 4 bolt throwers would have won? I don't think so. New skull crushers. Did they get a stat line increase? Oh, they have 70 speed. They didn't have 70 speed before, I don't think. I think they got a speed increase. He's gonna go Dark Elves. Okay, cool. Well, I know what I'm doing here. It's gonna happen. All right. So, Lord choices against Druki, huh? That is something. We're definitely going to need Marauder Horsemen throwing axes because they are freaking awesome on Khorne. Arbol the Undefeated here, not bad. The Blood Speaker is too big of a target. Druki are just going to pincushion him. Valkia is the best choice, but I kind of want to bring new stuff, you know? Arbol, you know what? We can mix it up. Screw it. We're going to try something here. Okay, and then for our ground-based units, is Scar Bloodwrath relevant here? Probably not as much. Probably would be cultist-centered. Would be your best friend, because they at least have shields. So they can take it like a champ. Okay. Skull Reapers, you know, they could give like Skull Reapers Vanguard or something. Maybe that would be a nice way to make them work. I don't know how you would fix those units, to be honest. Okay, so probably just you guys. And this. Yeah, it's not... I'm trying to, like, at this point, I feel like you guys have seen the new stuff quite a bit. So I'm going to try and, like, fine-tune what I would think would be competitive, you know? Okay, so definitely you guys. Chariots in this matchup. Chaos Knights are okay, but you got to watch out for the freaking Cold One Riders. They're going to be a pain. And Skull Reapers just suck, though. It's such a shame. They're so cool looking. Bloodroot Behemoth probably not. Minotaurs are going to be very vulnerable against the missile fire. He's probably going to go like a wide Darkshard line would be my guess. If I had to guess what this man is up to here. Yeah, get a couple of you guys. Is there any sense, like, the problem is this is not a matchup where you can bring fancy things. Dark Elves are really good at punishing fancy. So you gotta pay the troll toll from time to time. Blood Beasts of Khorne are pretty trash, I think, too, so probably not going to mess with those. My opponent's too strong to mess around against too much. Could you ever see a use out of Skull Reapers? Maybe against, like, some demon factions, maybe. Not sure. All right. Anything else I want to mix into the builds? Get to it, you guys. And then I have a little bit of dough left over, so that's what, 1,000 gold? Yeah, even 1,000 gold. Like, Skull Reapers are 1,100. I'm like trying to fit one into the build, but they're just way too expensive. The Blood Beast should honestly cost like 900 gold too. They're so haggard. Like a 200 gold reduction on those would probably be fair. Probably would be a fair choice. Do we need halberds for any reason? Not really. Like with Khorne Gore, you don't even need to mess with the Chaos Warrior halberd anymore. It's just like fast and cheaper and Vanguard deployment. It's super, super valuable in this matchup. Is the speed. The need for speed is valuable. Minotaurs are what, 1,300? Yeah. Oh, I actually have a really cool idea. This could be a really fun build. So if we cut you guys completely. Yeah. Oh, now we're on to something, team. Oh, yeah. This is the most forbidden build ever. Oh, yeah, dude. Let's freaking go. Okay, so now we need to replace this. I think we just cracked the code, ladies and gentlemen. We have cracked the code. So we've got 100 Gs left. Let's see what else we want to get. Foe Seeker, no thank you. Dude, it's on. Yeah, buddy. This is a wild, wild, wild build. This is either going to crush them or I'm going to get crushed. It's one or the other. Look at the monkey coming off the top ropes there. It's pretty great. Thank you guys for joining today. It's been a lot of fun hanging. It's been a lot of fun hanging out. We'll probably do this game and one more, and then that might be it for tonight. Got to get to recording some videos. And yeah, on Sunday we'll have our big tournament. Tomorrow, I might just slap up a couple fun battles. Stream maybe a little bit of stream on Saturday too. So what are you guys enjoying the most so far? Like of all the new units, what are you most excited to play with? For me, it's probably the Khorne Lords. Like the Khorne Heroes and Lords are probably the most exciting thing. They're just so cool. So Eastern Isle Colony. Now, this build, I think, will... If he goes like Dark Rider heavy, it could be very devastating. But if he goes Dark Shard line, I could be in some trouble. I'm not sure. So we went double Skull Cannon. Plus, we also brought a Soul Grinder of Khorne, which it shoots a cannon. You can't aim it, but... It could be very devastating. Ogres, yeah, the ogre stuff is super fun, and ogres I think are going to be a very dominant faction. It's ironically, you guys know in multiplayer, getting like cheap, cost-effective units often dictates like a faction strength. So like having the pigback riders is big. Beverly Hills Ninja, oh dude, yeah, Chris Farley's like the perfect thumbnail for that. There's only one right answer in chat, and it's Carl Franz. That's right. Dark Elves have so much AP, so Skull Reapers are perfect due to lack of armor. Hard counter, yeah. Like a Skull Reaper is going to not even kill a Bleak Sword that fast, though. Just got back from Gladiator 2, super mediocre. Feels like they cut like an hour from the movie. Yeah, I've only heard bad things about it. I've heard like it's okay. Greenskins, yeah, Greenskins and Tabletop are the exact same. And Tabletop Greenskins have like 1 million units. They're like one of the most diverse factions in the game. All right, so we got the double Skull Cannon. We have the freaking Soul Grinder. I'm trying to bring like maybe a sweaty build, right? Yeah, and then we got the double cultist who's going to roll up on the point, who have silver shields and don't care about being sniped that much. And then Valkia. So Valkia, we gotta give her some shine. She hasn't got a chance to play with her new Khorne homies. Yeah, I've used bruisers. They're not bad. Yeah, they're not bad. All right, good luck, have fun. First thing we're going to call in is some Marauders to just charge up, right? So we're going to get some Marauders. Get those up here. Let's get you in there. And oh my god, what the hell is this? Is that Crone Hellebron? It's, oh my god, target Eth. That could be bad for them. Or it could work, I guess. I don't know. I didn't bring like a lot of killy infantry. Now I'm wishing I had brought Wrathmongers. Valkia should be able to bully that unit. And we're going to, yeah, the cannon character, he just shoots randomly, right? So if we just run towards these guys, he's going to start shooting cannonballs at them, which should be pretty good. Oh, that's Crone Hellebron on horse. So did it shoot its cannon? Why is it not shooting? We have Fire at Will on this guy? Alright, so let's start shooting you. Does he need to be sitting still? Maybe. The dreaded Khorne barrage build, right? The Khorne barrage is coming for you. Let's get some bloodletters up there. Oh no! Oh no, not like this. All right. So let's pull back. Oh god, that was savage. All right, so we got double Witch Lady coming over here, so we're going to get this Soul Grinder there. These cultists can fight there if they want to, and we're going to get the Skull Cannons back, and we're just going to kind of like drift between the two objectives. Valkia could go get a Sloupnir for sure. She's pretty good at that. And you can shoot your cannon. Let's go ahead and set up shop here. Let's get some more Marauders to come up this way, and now the cultists can come over here and waddle. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. All right, so let's get those Witch Elves down. Let's juke a little bit. I think he's shooting his cannonball. It's a little bit hard to tell. We do get a nice salvo right there, and now the demons are going to be on their way up. Oh god, the Khorne is top tier artillery faction now for sure. All right, let's get you. Let's attack in here a little bit. Let's charge these guys. Nice, nice shrine action, so able to get some work done there. And now we force these guys back. Let's get you on this, and you guys can go here. Cultists can kind of zoom over there, and let's get these guys to move up as well. And Valkia can go after this thing. So he does get some nice salvos on us there, unfortunately. So we need to retreat our big scary. And Valkia should be able to keep buttering bread. In the meantime, let's get the Skull Cannons to shoot at those Harganeth Executioners, which is super awesome. Love to see it. Khorngors out of Vanguard could be okay. I think just Fleshhounds out of Vanguard to chase enemy mobility is going to be much stronger, so let's just come around the outside here. All right, so Valkia is getting work done on the shrine. My opponent does take the back objective, but the Bloodletters are doing work, and now we actually have an opportunity to maybe snipe my opponent's Lord there. And look, we got the Khornate artillery line. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. All right, so let's move in there. Fleshhound's going to come around the back and hunt down the enemy skirmishers. Cultists are in combat. And Valkia has a Sloupnir. She's taking some damage, but we're going to just pop it like it's hot right here. And yeah, we're going to need some Khorngors soon. Valkia could be in actually some danger here, which is pretty funny. All right, so let's get that caster. Let's come around the back. Nibble on that caster there. We should have a cultist summon soonish. Now let's go ahead and bombard these Witch Elves. Is Valkia going to die in here? I don't think so, right? She's got the freaking Soul Grinder there. I didn't bring Demon Shield. This would be a very, very rare Valkia death. She almost never dies. Like, people are so reckless with her that, you know, yeah, it is what it is. All right, let's come around here, get some Fleshhounds in. Valkia does get broken, which is hilarious. There's a first time for everything. All right, let's shoot you. Soul Grinder's still doing its thing. As long as Valkia doesn't die, if she just escapes, then we're chilling, right? So we'll call you in to support. Oh, it's just a terror route. Okay, interesting. I don't know if I've seen that, but we're going to get those hounds in there and get you to do the throwing weapons. And you can throwing weapon this. Soul Grinder of Khorne is doing a lot of work. Cultists, neither of them have their summon yet, but we will in 1 second. So we're going to drop the summon here and pull back. All right. So how are we looking? Where do we want to shoot? Let's go ahead and get you. Valkia is obviously going to be more than a match for Hellebron. This game's basically over, I think. Most of the big centerpieces have been lost. This build is pretty brutal, actually. Even the regular Skull Cannon's doing so much damage. And how are we looking here? So Valkia is going to keep karate chopping Crone Hellebron. Let's give a melee attack buff, call in some Furies, and get them over the top. And what are these going to be? Dark Shards? Dark Riders. Okay. So the Soul Grinder is going to do it. We're going to charge you up through the pipe to see if we can get some work done there. Let's get the throwing weapon damage. You guys charge into here. Valkia the Bloody is probably winning this fight. We can also use some of the mobility here. And let's loop through, go ride these guys down, and on the top we can call in some scary boys. So some Furies, and move you up. Cool. How are we looking? Yep, you guys chase you, and looks like the enemy Lord is on the run. So probably not going to live too much longer. And the Skull Cannons are out of ammo now, but the crazy thing is we could just like farm ammo, right? So that's extremely good. All right, moving on up. Take the objective here. We're going to get our home objective in a minute. So up on the point, and is Crone Hellebron going to die? I think so. I think we get her with Valkia. Yep, Valkia is probably going to get that bread. Let's move around the side. I don't mind Furies fighting here. That's okay. Let's get her. We want to get the Lord killed. Druki do have good leadership, but not unbreakable. And now we're going to hunt this guy down as well. Yeah, we're going to get up there. And cool. So now we go run these guys down. Yeah, bringing the elite infantry against the new Skull Cannon is a very risky play. Because that thing is brutal. I'm curious what kind of value it got. It should be at least 2,000, considering he was Harganeth. Like, he was all in on elite infantry, right? So let's, like, not throw the game, because my opponent is good enough to come back. So let's retreat, get the cultists to keep screening. And although, honestly, what can they really do here against us? Probably nothing. Yeah, so we just take the Skull Cannons in, and then we just summon a cultist summon, which is going to be active, and that'll basically just shut this down. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Summon a cultist summon. You keep working here. My opponent's scrapping on the back objective. Do we still have that? We do. All right, great. So we still have that. And it looks like the wizard is down for the count too. You guys go chase these. Oh no, the wizard's still alive. It actually squeaked away. Okay. Marauders here, any little hound units that come nibble on the outside is going to be very strong. Yeah, because Skull Cannons got buffed on the previous patch. So Skull Cannons are already super good, and then this happened, and we got like an even stronger one, right? Alright, so I'm loving the Soul Grinder, though. The Soul Grinder utility here is not bad. So you guys, he's going to try and screen here. No problemo. Let's pull the Cultist back to the objective. Hopefully we can finish off that Wizard so we can't get any significant magic in. And you guys just pile in. Let's do the Khorne melee attack here. The motorcycles are getting a little bit damaged. Our back objective is in good shape, and we do have a Witch Elf unit here, so let's just go feast on them with the dogs. Bloodletters are still nibbling. Let's call in you over the top to go chase down the Lord. We need to get a kill on that, right? And now that the Skull Cannons have gotten some ammo, we can pull them out of the fight. And the Khorne Gores should be able to close the game out just by swarming up on the points, you know? All right. So how are the value on the Hellforged cannon? I want to see what it looks like here. All right, looking fine. I mean, he used the cannon against us earlier in our game, and we did have the Iron Blaster to counter it pretty effectively. But yeah, factions at... Okay, so that's the Dark Rider. Currently, it's going to be 20... Yeah, I mean, wasting Harganeth Executioners for sure. But even the regular Skull Cannon guys is like 1,200 value. I think just he was kind of memeing probably. I think his build just bringing in the big memeage. I should probably pay attention because I could throw this game. I mean, it'd be pretty hard for me to lose this, but it's not impossible. All right, so Furies are going to come after Crone Hellebron. We're going to see if we can get her. She literally has 100 HP. And now let's get you guys in, do this. We could do a Sleipnir right here, which is going to be good. Okay, so aside from that, let's call in more Khorne Gores. Khorne Gores. And did we get the Lord? Did the Lord survive? I'm not sure. We got the triple cap, so now we just need to hang out, basically. Just play defensively. I don't want to throw this game. So we're just going to kind of keep chilling out on the objective. The Furies did get the kill on Homegirl, so that's nice for us. Let's see if we could get some shots here and here. Okay, let's get some throwing axes coming out, so we'll put you in 2, and then you guys can just be disruptive. The hills are a little bit problematic. Yeah, they're giving us some grief. Valkia can go here, and you guys can battle that, which we should be able to win. Yeah, Dark Elves are coming out with a bit of a resurgence. A little bit. And we're going to try, yes, we're going to try and get our ammo back. Absolutely. You guys keep chasing, and we do have the Marauder Horsemen coming out. So now we're going to move up here and get the Khorne Gores to come up to the objective, which is going to be very devastating. We could even honestly charge these Cold One Knights, but we would probably take unnecessary casualties. So let's retreat back. Yeah, we'll get the Khorne Gores to go run intercept. So my opponent looks like they're going to make a play for the middle, which we should be able to shut down. I mean, we still have their home objective here. So that's very nice for us. Let's get another Khorne Gore coming out. Should just go solidify this point. And these are Dark Rider. So we don't want to take that fight head on. Let's get these bad boys moving up there. And we are just farming ammunition off that point, which is going to be very brutal. All right, so get the charge there. And on the back, I do blunder and get charged. So that was very Bronzodia. You know what? Just to make sure we win this, let's just like pop this in here. Get that melee attack buff. Khorne Gore's arriving on the point. Going to handle business. Valkia's going to come back there. And I think we need to call in like a Fury or a Hound or a Flesh Hound on that side point. I got very relaxed, right? My opponent is very good, so they could come back, but I think at this point we're just too far ahead because it's going to be Helm's Deep soon, and I don't see them Helm's Deeping their way out of this. All right, let's get those guys here. Now that we have a lot of ammo, let's pull back, get you up on the point, and Vanguard deployment is not super quick here, but we can go ahead and get a Vanguard Khorne Gore to head over there. All right, Halberds, you guys just feast. We're going to pull you guys back and just farm value where we can. Attack here, attack here. Definitely don't want fire at will. Khorne Gores are reinforced. And let's see. Yeah, so my opponent will get the home objective for sure, because I don't want to risk sitting on that a little bit too hard. We probably move over here to maintain capture weight. I don't have Sleipnir, so let's get these Cold One Knights if we can. Let's go move some spears up. A couple doggies for speed capture weight. We're going to need that because I really don't want to lose that objective. The Cultist and the Khorne Gores. Khorne Gores are freaking awesome, by the way. They're like one of the first Gore units that wasn't like OP on launch though. Like Khorne Gores are good, but they also downtrade into like basic sword units and things like that sometimes. It depends. All right, do we move up? Yeah, I think we can move up and hold their home objective. Valky's gonna head over here. I'm just maintaining capture weight on this point. Let's get you there. And now it's gonna be Gotham's Reckoning again. We're gonna start shooting the Skull Cannons. He thought, just when he thought we were done, we're back. We're back in business. All right, so let's shoot those. Shotgun blasts were heard. Okay, that one didn't do as much damage that time, but the other Skull Cannon did a little bit more. Okay. And we're hanging in there, so we're going to get you guys around. So we'll move you guys up and then get you hounds right there. Throwing axes, just continue throwing away. Valkia follows, skull cannons follow. Let's get a fleshhound call in. Ouch. I think we just do it right here. I wonder how much damage our freaking big boy got too. Our what's it called? The soul grinder. I mean, I just forgot about it in the mid game, but aside from that, it probably did okay. We're probably going to friendly fire here. Yeah, we just friendly fired ourselves. Nice. So better to probably just get in melee combat. All right, so we're going to get in there. Valkia was for sure the right choice in this matchup, though. I think she's very good. We'll get our ball in there. Not our ball, excuse me, the Fleshhounds. And I was just thinking our ball, so that's why we said that. We have any call-ins around? I think we just grind them here. Valkia will take apart. We got the Fleshhounds to help. We got Khorne halberds everywhere, which is such a nice addition. And we just get a Bloodletter running up to the point here. He's fast, he's furious. Although Khorne is almost ready. Bloodletters, I think, are who's faster? They're the same speed. Yeah. All right. So up we go. And are they going to have any chances here? I don't think so. We got Sword of Khorne too. So we can Sword of Khorne some hopes and dreams over here. Let's go ahead and do it here on the Witch Elves. Fortunately, he's going to move, but yeah, we can get that sword right there, which should karate chop them. Basically tabled at this point, and that's going to be it. GG, well played. All right. Valkia Horseman is already literally the core of every Khorne build ever. But yeah, our ball in that matchup, I mean, my opponent was, I think, memeing. That has to be a meme build. And I brought like a hyper sweaty build, and they brought like, you know, a meme build, I think. Let me check. Was that a build that has worked before? Or just for fun? Curious. Yeah, I'm asking them. I'm asking if that was like a serious build. Let's see what's cooking. I have an Arball body pillow. It's true. You caught me, you dirty dogs. All right, so we've done a lot of the new stuff. Let's play an Empire game. So we're gonna play Empire versus. I'll have my opponent play one of the new factions, which will be really fun. We could do the Road to Talapime, which is always a great map. The Road to Talapime. He says it worked on ladder. A lot of things work on ladder for sure. Yeah. It was definitely a thematic build, yeah. Okay, Empire, for me, you want to play something new? So I'm going to go Empire, and we'll see what they bring. Have him bring Mangler Squigs? You guys want to see the suffering? I think they want to play Ogres. But yeah, that would be very funny. All right, so against the Ogre Kingdoms, let's see. How does the Empire contend with the new Ogres? Yeah, the Pigback Riders are an issue, for sure. It worked on ladder, our famous last words, absolutely. So we're going to try this. And you know what? Let's actually do a little bit of this. I think this is going to be fun. Okay, so the Lord choices here. You got plenty of options. Volkmar is coming off some buffs, but he's... yeah, that character rules. Tough choices, my friends. Tough choices. So what do we have to deal with mobility-wise? Yeah, we'll get some... I love Pistoliers. They're one of my favorite units to use. Throw halflings at the ogres till they go away. Yeah, we need some halflings on the Empire roster, guys. That's how we deal with this. Marcus Wolfhardt's pretty good against ogres. You just kind of like sit him in the back and he just takes pot shots. And then wizard-wise, against the Chonker Kingdoms, Burning Head might unironically be a good choice now because of how freaking common the Pigback Riders are going to be, right? Great swords aren't going to work. That is for damn sure. Grenade launchers. You're going to want grenade launchers against ogres now in reserve. Yeah, I think you are. We're all Griffites here. Magic. What Harry Potter do we want? We have Beast Magic. Flock of Doom might be very good here. Although I don't know if they nerfed Flock of Doom this patch. They nerfed a lot of the really strong spells from what I saw, but we'll try a little something here. All right, let's get you on this. Great. Yeah, meme tanks, steam tanks are probably more fair now. But we'll see. I mean, we haven't tested them too much. We have not tested them too much, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's get you on this. Let's get you and you. And then we want to mix in one of these, so I'll give that thing a try. The land ship against Ogres could be interesting, actually. What's the range on that? 290? Okay. So that's a little bit dodgy. It's a little bit dodgy. You also usually want to get like a huntsman in this matchup. Like a single huntsman unit can generate you a lot of value. Null and Ironsides are kind of an interesting one too. All right, what can we cut? Yeah, let's get rid of that, and then we can get some of these. Great. Marienburg tank is always a chat option. Yeah, the one from campaign. Yeah, that would be fun. Okay, so we need Empire Knights, 100%. Free Company Militia are also great in this matchup. Yeah, this will be a fun one. Win or lose, it'll make for a good show. Some fun, spicy elements in it. Hit him with the artillery cannons. Yeah, I have some cool artillery. I got some flavor in this build. We need to change the banner. All right. Thanks, guys, for joining. This is going to be the last one of the night. There's always this point when they give you like the early look at things when you're like, I just want it to be out so I can play with all of you guys. Like, I want to be playing like tournaments on Total Tavern right now, you know? Yeah. I'll put up a replay with Mangler Squigs if you want. I have one that's really brutal. Yeah, so I'll cast that and put it up in the next few days. If you guys want to see the suffering and practical applications. Yeah, I hope Steam Tanks are fine. I would love to use them. We're going to get you, we're going to get you, we're going to get you. Ogre Marching Chant. Yeah. So Road to Talabheim, somewhat open, but there are cool flank angles. If you look at the pre-loading screen here, you can see on Objective 1, you can kind of work your way around Objective 1 through the woods there to get into people's backlines, as you can with Objective 3. You can also Vanguard deploy and run up the sides of the board. You can really get nice flanks on this map. So a lot of cool tricks. All right, so my opponent's loading in for the Empire. The Empire is about to get... did you guys see the new tabletop minis for the Empire? Warhammer, the Old World Empire, Arcane Journal. Should be on Warhammer Community somewhere. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, we've got the Arcane Journal and Warhammer Community. I'll show it to you guys after this game. Where is this? Can't find it. Damn, we'll have to figure that out. Should be around here somewhere though. We'll take a peek after the battle's over. Yeah, War Wagons are coming back to tabletop, which is fun. Skulltaker's all right. I think Skulltaker on his Juggernaut is a really good fighter. He's a good generalist too. Like, he's a bully. He has really high combat stats, so he can go fisticuffs with a lot of units. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna try a steam tank in this build here. All right, so check it out. We have a classic Empire, but I decided to go Swordsman in the front to fight Pigback Riders, which I assume he's gonna spam. So we got the Swordsmen of Sigmar, who are gonna just get absolutely trounced, I'm sure, as they usually do. It's their job, like, they're cannon fodder for cinematics. We got Halberds in the secondary. Okay, so that's gonna be our core. Hellblaster Volley Gun, the Chad Blaster Volley Gun's gonna be going, and we do have a Hakon Long Rifle as well. Is going to be advancing up. Marcus Chadhart's going to be back here hanging out, and we're going to leave one halberd unit to defend the cannon. Get you guys Pistoliers advancing up to go grab the objectives, and the Jade Wizard is here because I have a what's it called in reserve. Yeah, and then we want to get you behind the Hakon Long Rifles. I have a tank, and then I also have other things that need healing in reserve. Yeah. Now Arbol is probably the best of the new Khorne characters. He can summon a Chaos Spawn, and he's also just like a solid fighter. Oh god, the grease! Oh, I love it. We're getting a greasy duel. This guy, Solosaur, is just having the time of their life today with these builds. I mean, honestly, Thunder Tusk is maybe strong enough to win this. So we're gonna find out. I'm gonna call in a Steam Tank. So I'm gonna call in a Steam Tank Volley Gun and see how that goes. Or Griffites out of the gates. So let's move you up like this, and then you can kind of follow up like so. Pistoliers are going to grab that point, and we're going to just roll towards this, I think. We're going to try and grab these objectives and not contest too much, you know what I'm saying? All right, so we're going to advance you up, and the Pistoliers have gotten it. Uh-oh. Yeah, so this snowball monster is pretty nasty. Its shots do some big, big damage. We are Sigmar's heirs. Okay, so let's see if we can get a little bit of amber bow action. Oh, I love using Marcus. He's so fun. He's such a cool character. All right, what are these? Pigback Riders? Yeah, perfect. Pistoliers are actually great against Pigback Riders. So we're more than happy to take that fight. And now we have the Hellblaster volley gun. So let's start blasting that Thunder Tusk. Ooh, Marcus with the MLG shot. You see that? Yeah, he got it done. Hawk and Long Rifles need to get on you two. All right, let's get this. And then we can take you two out of the group and put you in 5. And we're going to advance up here. All right. So we're getting some damage in there. And the Pistoliers are just going to run away, which is fine. And the Hellblaster volley gun is going to be potentially wasting this big boy. I should just be killing Greasus. He literally can't move. So Greasus is just such a big target. You know what? I'm going to switch on to Greasus. It feels stupid not to. All right, so there's going to be a flank coming out. So we do have the inevitable Ogre flank. So let's go ahead and set up shop. And now we need to call out the Griffites. So we're going to call out the Griffites here. So Greasy is getting worked on a little bit. The Pistoliers can kind of pull back in and provide a little bit of support. So yeah, massive Ogre flank here. Greasus is a distraction. He's absorbing all my firepower, right? Which is pretty funny. So he's going to probably be forced back, but we'll see. So we do have the Royal Outdorf Griffites, and if we can get a kill on Greasus, that would be pretty brutal. That would be a very nice way to start. And now we got the Thunder Tusk coming in, so we're going to go ahead and net that bad boy down. So no thank you. We're going to say Dovi Zenya to you, and the Griffites are going to come over here, chase these guys down. Let's get you guys to form ranks. And Greasy is basically out of the picture now. We can keep the Hawklands on him. We probably are going to need to switch here. Yeah, so let's get this. The Royal Outdorf Griffites are going to go ahead and get this Wizard, so we're going to try and hunt this character down. All right, and then maybe we need some Empire Knights. We'll see. The Big Daddy Thunder Tusk has gotten through. Greasy is on the retreat here, so let's get you Halberds into these and call you into the secondary. Hawk and Long Rifles are retreating. Let's call in some Empire Knights because we need mass to just basically suffer here. The enemy Wizard is in danger, but I think the Griffites need to piece out of this situation. Let's keep the Pistolier shooting here. Meanwhile, the Hellblaster volley gun is doing great. And Greasy is on his way back in now, so he's coming back to party. We can start shooting him with the Hawklands again. Royal Outdorf Griffites are getting smashed up, though. I need to get a fat regrowth on them, man. Oh, shit, no. Cancel the spell. Oh, you can cancel the spell by doing that, so we just saved our butts there, I think. All right, Empire Knights are just waiting for the big boy to move in there. We do get the big terror out on the side. Greasus is getting shot pretty badly. I am capped out on objective, so we're just going to go ahead and start moving you up to play the objective game. And Empire Knights stand at the ready, General, so we're going to go move back here and run them down. Greasus is almost dead. He's hanging in there, you know? He's hanging in there. We need to get the Griffites back, though, and kind of hold the ground. Hellblaster volley gun must have a ton of value, man. It must have so much. All right, so Marcus, let's keep shooting here. We could use the Amber Bow if we need to, and we're going to need some grenade launchers to start clearing out the Pigback Riders. See what I'm saying about Pigback Riders, though? They're no joke. They're really not a joke at all. All right, so is he coming in for another one? I think he is. We can Amber Bow this guy. We can Amber Bow Greasus, actually, which is probably going to be a better bet. Yeah, I think that's going to be nice. Oh, the Blood Wolf guys are out, though. That's going to be hard to deal with. So we do get the Amber Bow and Greasus. Is it going to get the kill? Oh, Greasy is at 200 HP. All right, so let's get in there and get the Halberds to go attack these guys. And the Hellblaster volley gun is almost offline. We're going to go ahead and net you. So that's going to net the big boy down. Pull some Pistoliers around. And what can I call in that's going to be helpful here? The Steam Tank would be moderately useful, but probably just some free company, to be honest. Just move those guys up and do a little bit of shooting here. Oh, please give me the KO shot on Greasus with the special shot. It's going to be hilarious. All right, so Griffites are fighting a lot of Pigback Riders, which feels bad. We're going to get you. Keep shooting you. Did we get him? Oh, Greasus is alive. Okay, I need to kill him. I need to go get Greasus. Spec Ops time. Pistoliers, save your ammo. You're going to go get Greasy. We do manage to steal the side objective, and the Pigback Riders are definitely a problem for us. So let's get them and grenade these guys. And now we need to go hunt down Greasus. We're going to get him. Halberdiers are holding firm. Let's get this. Shoot you. And can we shoot the Grease? We're going to try and get the Grease Lightning. He's very, very elusive, unfortunately. But we might be able to get the Grease Lightning. We're going to run up there and try and hunt him down. Pigback Riders. Dude, look at the Pigback Riders, man. They're so super, super good. I think they're really the best thing about the change for the Ogre Kingdoms. All right, so, oh no, he got the meat feast. He's feasting. That's not good. Okay, let's go ahead and start shooting Greasy again. In the backfield, we're retreating back from the Pigback Riders, man. They're doing a lot. Empire Knights could run in, but these are all Pigback Riders, right? Like, nothing there is great for us. Greasy is healing. He's survived. He baited me. He seduced me with the sweet Greasus offerings, and, the rest is history. Marcus is a little bit out of position. I think Greasus is going to get us. I think he's going to be too powerful. I'm going to tell Creative Assembly to nerf him for sure. But, yeah, let's go ahead and fight here. Let's get this Wizard going here. The Griffites probably need a little bit of milk. Fortunately, yeah, we don't have, like, a good way of killing these freaking Pigback Riders. They're such a menace, dude. All right, So you halberds get in there. Pistoliers are over here. Let's keep running across the field. Thankfully, I did get one objective, though. And the Hellblaster volley gun did hold for a long, long time. That was a long, long hold. The Griffites are out of the scene. Let's keep running away here. What can I call in here that's like actually useful? I guess just State Troopers at the ready. Let's get it. And Jade Wizard, maybe you snipe you off. Greasy is too powerful. He's too powerful. He was just so thick and juicy there that I had to take the fight, you know? And then he just, he greased me. He greased me up. I'm not able to kill that freaking big boy either. Probably should have gotten the steam tank out a little bit earlier. That would have been good. All right, can Marcus go guard mode and just rip a shot here? Maybe he can. We do have the Griffites. I'm going to need to unsummon them. We almost got the big Thunder Tusk down. Let's see if we could like charge it and maybe get him here. Enemy character, we're going to go guard mode and see if we can get that shot. On the side objective, I still have it, but not by much. We do have heals here, so a little bit of healing in that blob is going to be cost effective probably. I'm so desperate, I might even just call in grenade launchers to try and hunt that thing down. It's like, I do not have the tools to deal with the pigback riders, dude. Because normally you use Empire Heavy Cav to deal with these kind of threats, right? But I don't have it. I don't have it. All right, let's go get that character. Halberds are going to move up to the point. I can call in the volley gun tank is really expensive. So we're going to go see if we can salvage Marcus. Maybe get Marcus up in the point there. He's going to be able to do something. We're hunting down his wizard. On the outside, I have some Empire Knights, but they're going to get crumped. Yeah, dude, I have been greased up. I have been buttered. Yeah, we're going to get you guys in and hopefully grenade launch these. All right, so let's get this. The only answer would have been more Hellblaster volley guns, right? All right, let's get grenade launchers on you. Maybe we can pick that thing off. I mean, grenade launchers aren't very good against SEs, but certainly better than nothing. All right, so he gets that point. Grenades are going to be in. And imagine how scary it would be if he brought like a normal build. If he... Honestly, everything was probably good except the Thunder Tusk. Or excuse me, except Greasus. Like, if you just cut Greasus for a Slaughtermaster, his build would be very strong. Yeah. You might need to bring, like, a Karl Franz type character, too. I don't know. That Thunder Tusk might need to just go more in on the Hockland Long Rifles, get, like, 3 of them and more nets, like a second netcaster or something. That could be, you know, potentially an option. Let's run these guys down real quick. I don't think we have time to win this. I don't think we do. Even if, like, we get, like, a really good grind at some point, it's going to be incredibly hard. Just going to pay the premium for the halberds, move them up to the point. And, yeah, halberd lines, keep moving. Grenade launchers go over here. And do we get the Thunder Tusk offline? It took a bit of damage. It's being chased into the woods. If we can continue grenade launching that, that'd be really nice. Nope, they're broken. And Marcus is going to go ahead and net you guys. Let's go ahead and get the grenades. We got the State Troopers or the Empire Knights here doing their thing. Life Wizard, unfortunately, a little bit trapped up here, so let's see if he can escape. And do that, heal those guys, get them back. Do the grenades, get the Thunder Tusk off the map. It's very close to dying. The grenade launchers here are cooking. We are doing okay on value, I guess. All right, let's get this. Let's get you halberds in there and get the Free Company Militia heading for the objective. We need to get in start getting a cascading amount of objectives back. Oh God, the Grease Father has returned. Are we not killing this thing? It's like point blank. Huh. Not quite able to get it. So the Empire Knights have escaped. The wizard in the back is probably done for, so we're going to go ahead and just regrowth these guys. Head up this way. The Grease Father is all over us right now. I know. Greasus seduced me, dude. He did. His thick gelatinous rolls. They called to me in the night. And that was also another funny thing. Like, I split fire. I was like shooting Greasus and the Thunder Tusk. I think the split fire also cost me really bad because I couldn't decide who I wanted to kill. There were so many juicy targets, but all-inning one of them early probably would have led to a kill, right? All right, so Marcus is hanging in there. I think he's still got some big scary calves, so we're going to keep moving up to the objective here. Grenade launchers will be in, so we can grenade launch. We get you. Grease is going to wreck my heavy cav, actually. A couple halberdiers are still fighting. I think we do get this point. Probably we do. Yep. Pistoliers felt good, though. I like them a lot. They were fun. I'm just going to play a little bit longer, even though it's over, just because I want to kind of test a couple units here. I think you need grenade launchers for sure to deal with the big boys. Marcus was a beast, though, this game. Yeah, Greasus escaped with, like, a couple hundred HP. I think he literally had, like, 200 HP left. Thunder Tusk is off the field now. Yeah, GG. So we steal the side point. You know, we get this one. We may be able to wrestle eventually, but Greasus is too thick. He's too proud. Can't do it. All right, guys. Yeah, the shields on the pigbacks is good too. I think they're great though. It's very strong, very strong. Oh, 800 value, 1100 value on the ROR. Thunder Tusk got shut down. Greasus got, oh dude, the Chad 72 value Greasus. He's back on the menu, guys. You saw it here first. You saw it here first. Hellblaster 1400. Hawkland's got about 1,000, so pretty nice. GG, man. It was really fun. Excited to see you in tourney on Sunday. So yeah, Sola played some meme builds in the later games. So we'll see their forbid. I think they're saving their good builds for the tournament. I honestly think that's what's happening here. Is this a meta build against Ogres? Probably not. Marcus and the Hellblaster, maybe. Yeah, you probably need, I don't know, the Griffites got wrecked. Interestingly enough, you kind of have to like bring more anti-infantry. I think you do need a tank. Like a volley gun tank would have been good because it would terror route the pigback riders. Yeah, I think so. All right, guys. I appreciate you all. If you enjoyed this stream, please drop a like on the way out. It helps the old channel keep going. Helps the old man stay alive and keep functioning. So I greatly appreciate it. Grease is rocking 78 value. Dude, absolute Giga Chad. What did well for him? I think it was his cab mostly. Yeah, the Thunder Tusk got a lot. His Slaughtermaster got a lot with the Bunas. Yeah, mainly the pigback riders carried that game. Honestly, nothing really got a lot of value except his pigbacks. Like they 800, 1100. These ones got 500. Like I don't think any of the Ogre units got that much. No. All right, guys. Take care of yourselves. See you around. We'll be back streaming in the next few days. Got some fun stuff coming up. But I appreciate you all. That was a lot of fun. Adios, do widzenia. And may Greasus bless your Chungus bodies.